Please note that this episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast was recorded on Thursday the 16th of June, before the recent news that Vince McMahon has stepped down from his WWE position while the investigation is underway. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the morning, afternoon, and evening of the first ever two-day Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. News Pendus is the tagline for this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a crazy week. Let's just get straight to it. Jack, how you doing?
I'm not too bad, Maffew. I'm just relieved, predominantly.
That's great. Ross, how you doing?
I'm as stiff as Nick Khan is with this investigation on his table because I went to the gym last night for the first time in a long time.
Oh, that's actually good.
Yeah, I did tits and I did buys and I did a long incline walk on the treadmill. Bloody hell, I'm knackered. Stiff as Nick Khan, though. Here we go. His life is like a movie, right? That's the main thing here. His life is like a movie. He's came to this company, all these things have happened, and now he's investigating bloody Vince McMahon.
He's aging 47.
Yeah.
Someone said on Twitter that it's combining two bits of Shakespeare. He's done the King Lear, where he's like, hey, those other kids you've got, they're no good. They're no bother. I can help you. All right. Bye, Triple H. Bye, Steph. Yeah, and then... What's this investigation? So he's a Yargo as well.
Oh,
so in a few
fantastic
months' time, Vince McMahon's
references
going to be by himself on an island someplace, I feel. So,
I was just going to say I'm relieved because remember Jubilee week when we recorded it on a Wednesday? Imagine that.
Yeah.
The curse to end all podcast curses.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
How are you, Maffew?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Ask us in 3 hours' time when we're halfway through this.
Yeah, halfway through.
Yeah. The news section.
Yay! It's all blowjobs and cupcakes here. That's a wrong thing to say.
Yeah, that was bad. Did you see
That was a reference to Ronda Rousey for people who don't know, who compared the SmackDown locker room to blowjobs.
Handjobs.
Handjobs. I've said the wrong thing as well. Should we just cut that out? Nah, we'll keep going.
Did you know that...
Wait a minute, hang on. That can't be good for the YouTube algorithm. Censorship.
It's a funny thing. We can say certain things and you can't say other things.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
We can't say that, though, can we?
Yeah.
We can say that.
Yeah.
Say it again.
We've said it on the
I've
news.
said it wrong. I'll say it right now. Handjobs and cupcakes. I said the wrong thing. Ronda says the SmackDown locker room is too happy, too friendly.
Oh, no, I read it differently.
All handjobs.
I thought she was being sarcastic.
I thought she was as well.
If not, way.
She was saying on Kurt Angle's podcast, and this isn't the big news, that
It's the big
no
news
one
we're opening
talks.
with.
She always hears about drama secondhand because no one says it in front of her because they're scared of her.
And she's got her own locker room.
Oh, fair enough. All right, fair enough.
She never sees anyone else. She's in her own room, goes to the ring, back to her own room.
Is that it? Do you think it's jealousy? She's just in her own room going, can I borrow in there? Like, and goes, hey, I can't borrow a tap. Oh, okay, sorry, I'll come back later. Anyway, the big news.
Right, yeah.
The big news. Report. I'm going to do this how it's typed in the fantastic Cultaholic news section as possible because there's a lot of allegedlys and hummings and errands. WWE investigating secret $3 million hush payment by Vince McMahon over alleged relationship. Vince McMahon is currently in the investigation for the thing I've just said, following Jack's sneeze. That
Oh, God, I need to go.
oh God! Oh, I saw it. Oh.
Carry on, man. Carry on. I hope that didn't get caught on camera.
For audio listeners,
I saw that.
his nose bladed basically, but not blood came out.
Yeah.
All of the snottington did.
His nose was like Carlos Colon's forehead. It was amazing.
We keep distracting from the matter.
I know, right?
Right?
We're
Power through,
going
Maffew.
around the subject. The settlement signed in January 2022 prevents the former employee from speaking about her relationship with McMahon and from disparaging him. This is the parting employee who allegedly had an affair. It's according to the Wall Street Journal. No, this is not some silly wrestling move at .org or .net. This is mainstream news
That was
picking this up.
fantastic, that guy on Twitter last night. He was like,
Yeah.
hello, Uncle Dave Meltzer. Is the Wall Street Journal a reputable source? Yes, it is. Continue, Maffew.
Street Jelly, yeah. Just a dirt sheet, the banks call it. Lloyds hates it. Board members found out about the settlement through a series of anonymous emails from an individual who claimed to be a friend of the former employee. The first emails received on March 30th alleged that McMahon initially hired the woman as a paralegal in 2019, a salary of $100,000. So it's worth saying it's not an in-ring talent or behind the scenes.
She's 41 years old as well. That's another detail.
Oh, so she could be on NXT. Her salary then increased to $200,000 once she begun a relationship with McMahon. Missing out a few words here, just for the YouTube thing. The first email also alleged that McMahon, quote, gave her like a toy to WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis, and she became an assistant to Johnny Ace, good God, in 2021. Furthermore, the first email stated, quote, my friend was so scared, so she quit after Vinnie Mac and lawyer Jerry McDevitt paid her millions of dollars to shut up. That lawyer was Jerry McDevitt. You know who that was. A copy of the $3 million settlement was received by WWE directors on June 12th, and the non-disclosure agreement revealed a $1 million upfront payment was to be made to the former employee. The remaining $2 million would be paid over 5 years. Now, there's a lot going on in this. First of all, my understanding of NDA was, like, you couldn't just tell your friend and they do it. Like, if Pacitti did things with me and I had to sign an NDA, I couldn't just go, all right, hey, Ross, this happened. And then, hey, I just got told this. Like, I thought that would still be breaking an NDA.
Yeah, I wonder how they found out. I don't know how.
Well, I reckon it could have happened and then people found out and then the NDA came in, but people have already found out.
Right.
It'll have gone out somehow, I think.
Right. I think I'm missing the point here. But
There's
I think there's so much stuff going on. First of all, there's that. First of all, then there's a leak, which is fascinating. So there's 12 people on the board of directors. Vince is one of them. So it's one of those 11.
Is it definitely?
Well, you don't know that, do you? Because it could be a number. It could be the people look at the accounts, because obviously the bit about her salary doubling after the relationship started. That's where a big issue comes in, for what I understand, because of it. That's now company money. That's not Vince's own. So Vince paid the $3 million with his own personal wealth, but the double in pay, that's now company money.
Oh, I hadn't thought about the double in pay being right. If it's
it
company money,
if
it's company money being used to pay this, then
the investors aren't going to be happy. First of all.
no. And the thing is, Vince McMahon does have all the power, even with the board of directors. He's still is the majority shareholder.
I saw the pie chart.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's exactly what I saw. I think
yeah.
it was a Forbes or was it WrestleNomics, one of the two who had that.
Something,
yeah, one of them. But so, like, even if right now they all went, all right, this is horrible, Vince will probably stand his ground. I think it all depends on, from the little understanding, this is basically day one or so of this stuff so far. It's probably going to be loads of stuff after we talked about it. But still, I think if it gets to the point where, again, because Wall Street Journal picked it up, it hits the mainstream press and advertisers and sponsors get wind of it, and then there needs to be, a showing.
And you got to think about the company as well has already been, tarnished a lot with the Saudi Arabia deal and stuff like that. It's not the sort of first recent instance of stuff that people would look down on or look foul. You know what I mean? Don't sit there in silence.
What,
You're talking.
You carrying on talking?
Yeah. All right.
I'm trying to interrupt you.
Put in. No, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's not like the first, it's not all, I'm not going to go back to that Ronda quote, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, like you say, it's going to be the first of, it's just day one as we're talking about it now. And if, it's going to be so bizarre if it comes to light, because there's going to be all these shocking revelations about Vince in the public eye, but all the wrestling fans are going to go, yeah, I'd heard about that one. Like, we've all heard the stories about Vince, but if it hits wider news, especially in today's culture, which is generally probably better for it, then I think we could see something. Well, we could see either nothing happen or something massive happen. I don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of... The problem here is, right, every take has been made. Every good joke, every bad taste joke, every good observation, every bad observation has already been thrown out on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
There's been people theorizing, this is all Triple H. I saw one that was like, this is Jeff Jarrett playing the longest possible game.
The amount of Jeff Jarrett's like, that's Jarrett. Now's the time to strike. I've seen it's been amazing.
And there's obviously the Nick Khan going up the Mortal Kombat ladder.
Mate, that was funny the first time I saw it. Then it was hilarious when we saw it going up.
It's
now
actually
it's in
going up,
bins.
yeah.
It's like, oh my God, it's real.
The funniest one I saw, I don't even think it was meant to be funny. It was after it all came out last night. Cody on his Instagram story just put wrestling has more than one royal ... with his theme in the background of the story.
No.
This was after it all came out as well. So I reckon Cody Rhodes is making a play to become the top dog in WWE.
He's done it. He's got revenge.
I mean, we're sat here joking, but there are some serious things at play here.
Oh,
There's
God, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It goes with the-
Infidelity, which, Vince is, for decades, I watched the Howard Stern interview he did, I think it was back in 2001 recently, and there was one, I think Fraser mentioned upstairs, there was a one he did with Playboy, I think, in 2000, and he was very open about cheating on Linda there.
Yeah.
And he always said if she confronted him about it, he would just say, yes, this happened. So it's not the first time for Vince.
One honourable guy.
Oh, yeah. Jam up guy.
Turns out, no, you can't. Just
like
get it. Got to give it.
El Dandy.
But also there's potential exploitation of employees and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's the grim stuff. That's
But I mean, it kind of
can't ignore it. Can
No,
we?
of course
No,
it's
no, no, I'm not ignoring
No.
it. It's just, there's some things over like, hey, joke about it. And I was like, oh no, we're an friendly podcast.
It's good that we immediately established, like, if it's all true, we've got to kind of say if it's all true, but if it looks like it's true.
Yeah.
Then it's obviously abhorrent, like it's horrible. But as people are saying, this is probably just the tip of like the Vince iceberg as well. Yeah. It's dark. It's a dark story, like under all
It's a dark story. But at the same time, he survived so many things. It's hard to think of anything being the end for him or WWE or him being majority owner or anything like
you get
that.
the feeling that, like, just off what we've learned so far is where, because Americans are still largely in bed, is where sat here right now, just the night after it all came out.
Yeah.
John Laurinaitis will be the fall guy. That's what your
he's gone, he's gone.
immediate reaction is.
Yeah.
He was involved, and he's not, and obviously he's not Vince McMahon, is he? But he's
gone.
Yeah.
hopefully that's not the case. And yeah, I just don't know what you make of it.
Well, as in hopefully the people who deserved it, including John Laurinaitis. You're not saying like hopefully John gets away.
John Laurinaitis'
his
biggest fan. No, I hope they all go if they are fan
Yeah, of
killed.
course,
And
yeah.
Is it an external investigation? Because I know Nick Khan's part of the investigation, but I know there's a company. Is that company internal or external? Because that's a big thing as well, as we've learned with Boris
actually
Johnson and
know.
all that sort of stuff.
It's good. Mm-hmm.
It's
it
quite
doesn't
close
say
to-
if it's internal, then it's like, all right, this will be gone by Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
I think it might.
believe it is.
Because
But it's a publicly surely if it's a publicly traded company, they can't have a inside investigation.
I don't know. I don't know the rules.
It's actually on the Cultaholic news thing.
I think the Wall Street Journal said that WWE were investigating or something. I'm not sure.
I know
The
Nick
WWE
Khan's
spokesman told the Wall Street Journal that the company is cooperating fully with the inquiry
Oh, so that sounds like there's an external.
and that the
one.
relationship with the former employee was consensual. That we also taking the allegations seriously, they're being dealt with appropriately. She said that Vince McMahon's biography is having to be rewritten.
Yes,
Look it up, you put
there was
it now.
that thing. Is it Netflix?
Oh,
And the
biopic.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Ring. Were they said that was wrong, didn't they?
Oh, no, they went back and forth. Somebody claimed it had been cancelled. Vice went, no, it isn't. And they said, oh, we're working with WWE this
Yeah,
time.
with
and
them,
like,
yeah.
oh, I bet you are. So I can't wait for the Bret Hart deserved it story. Yeah. Meltzer did a long, he had a hard time of his life, I guess, on Wrestling Observer. It went from, Jerry McDevitt would usually have contacted him
That's
by
the
now
most
about
interesting
this,
thing.
and he hasn't.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Sorry,
Is it like,
who did
usually in
Jerry
a big story like this,
yeah, right.
Meltzer would have got a quote from Jerry McDevitt
But he
by
stayed
now.
silent.
He stayed silent.
Yeah.
Because Jerry McDevitt has saved Vince McMahon on so many
Was
occasions.
he the lawyer in the steroid trial?
Yeah, he's been
Right,
Vince.
okay,
Yeah,
right.
for
Many other
everything
things.
Vince has been through.
Right, okay.
Yeah. He's their Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
and they're going to need him.
Yeah.
And it is very interesting if over the past 30 years of all the bollocks Vince McMahon's been through, like if he's replied to Meltzer and on this one occasion he hasn't,
different.
we're speculating,
Of
but it's
course.
got to mean something, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Surely.
Well, I don't think we can do right now until more happens because, yeah.
Did you see NXT UK's tweet?
No, I did not.
Richard.
What a thing to say.
Get it up.
Is this actually
It was
worth watching?
it was clearly like a scheduled tweet that was scheduled to go out. Then the Wall Street Journal thing broke, and they forgot to, or just forgot it was going out.
Oh, no.
It's NXT UK, isn't it?
I thought it was. Oh, is it not
No, I think that doesn't exist.
WWE UK?
Oh, they'd have got rid of it by now anyway. Yeah, WWE UK maybe. Sorry.
Oh.
It's basically
okay.
a picture, just in case we can't find. There it is. There.
It's there.
Oh, no.
So audio listeners, audio listeners, it's a picture of Paul Heyman and The Miz from this week's Raw opening segment. Heyman saying something to The Miz, who's pulling like a "ooh, Mrs." sort of face, and the caption reads, "What's being discussed here?" with the lucky eyes. Wrong answers only.
Can you scroll down? How many quote tweets are there?
I'll take the screen off before I put the comments.
Yeah.
No.
just-
Good idea.
Just in case there's a swear word or anything.
I saw one that was just a gif of him, a guy saying it's too easy, just like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Max Caster's done a few of them, hasn't he?
I'll become chairman and
Yo.
give you a
I just want to
raise.
see how many quote tweets are there.
Listen.
Only 12.
Oh.
No.
What?
Step it up, wrestling Twitter. What are you doing?
Never mind. then.
Wrestling Twitter usually just quick to sense any blood in the water. Like, what's going on?
Typical for WWE to build us up something and not follow up on it. Woo. But yeah, this is an
knows what's
insane
gonna-
story.
who knows what's
It's
gonna
a
happen.
huge story. We're treading lightly on this just because we don't know what's going to happen next. But yeah.
If imagine being, well, I think as we're probably going to talk about one such example, reportedly one such example in a bit. Imagine being one of those people who was let go for budget reasons.
Imagine
you
being.
learn-
Oh, yeah, I did see a few people point out, that's why we all got let go because...
I mean, you'll already know that like the deal with Saudi Arabia is huge and the TV deals are huge. You know that you'll be a drop in the water if the company's saving your salary. But just to hear that would be an extra kick in the teeth as well.
And imagine, I know we'll get on to one of the tag team in a minute there, but imagine being Naomi, the other half of that tag team. We are so disappointed in these people for being so, what was it, unprofessional.
And they let us down.
Yes, they let us down.
That match that we hadn't announced yet, that we then announced and then said they weren't going to be making it because they'd already left.
Those tag team titles that we have neglected for the past 3 years, but they have let us down. Pricks.
An unrelated news, in a weird bit, like I said, right now we're doing this, it's Thursday, it's 1:30 p.m. One person, one source, one usually reliable source for news, Raj, it's funny because all I can go here, Raj, which is like Jodie for crazy.
Raj Giri,
has announced that Sasha Banks has been released. Sean Ross Sapp has been unable to confirm it though.
But he did point out that Raj Giri's sources are usually good.
Right.
Yeah.
No one else, WWE's got a lot of other things on their plate right now. But then the speculation is, if they announce this,
I think it's
everything else is happening.
Comparable to the Conservative Party, yeah. This is a deflection, a distraction tactic.
This is that Allegra. Yeah.
So there's a Twitter account called Crazy Moments American Politics History. There's one for England as well. And it was one where a guy basically confessed he'd been having an affair. I forget what senator it was. But the same week it came out, Michael Jackson died. So even though he admitted it and everyone knew about it, no one paid attention to it. So he just stayed on and didn't even need to resign. So I don't know why I brought that up. Just, minor comparisons got nothing to do with what we're saying.
This Vince thing is very much Partygate if we're going to the Conservatives. And then the Sasha Banks is like, here's the 5 pence tax thingy off the petrol, mate.
Right. Here's the Human Rights Act being scrapped. Right, yeah.
If true, it's huge, obviously.
Was the report... Was Raj Giri's report saying that she's asked for her released or been released?
Being released.
Yeah, being released. But wasn't they couldn't confirm either way, could they? That was the
no one's confirmed because they're all busy.
Yeah.
Right.
The phones are off the hook right now.
Yeah.
They're all burning documents at Titan Towers. You're right. If true is the joke thing that we say this is, but this is absolutely the thing you'd say at this point. If that Sasha has been released and it's been what she wants, then fair enough. If not, there's too much stuff to go on to.
She's made a lot of noise about wanting to get into Hollywood and stuff, and obviously she's been doing stuff with The Mandalorian and Kevin Hart. She's on that thing in Hot Ones. She seems to get a lot more attention for everything. The very few things she's done outside of wrestling than everything she's done in wrestling.
She's bigger than WWE.
Yeah, she is.
Why did they never?
Because they can't allow them. They don't like it when they get ideas.
But it's fine if oh no, I was going to say it's fine if The Rock is, but that'll be the reason that they'll be like, well,
they're like parents. They love the Bens when they're obedient to stuff. As soon as they answer back, they're sick of them.
But I hope in a few years' time, it's maybe who knows? It could be the same level of The Rock. I hope she builds herself up and they're gagging for it to come back.
Yeah,
I hope it's that sort of thing. I'm rooting for her.
Maybe 100%. I'll make it to her.
I think she's
be bothered.
In the history of women's wrestling, she's got to be up there all the time. I really am a huge fan. I think she's amazing. Not just in America. I think she's absolutely unreal. And this could be, I was about to make a different sort of, Ross's comparison there is totally a different way that I was going to go with it, but Ross's is probably more likely actually. But I was going to say this could be another Cody Rhodes leaving. Because so many companies will want her.
Yeah.
And she could go to Japan. She probably will want to go to Japan. She's always do you know when she took that, she was on hiatus from WWE for a while and she was in the Stardom dojo and training and stuff. I don't know, she could do anything she wanted.
Yeah, more Sailor Moon.
More Sailor Moon, yeah.
She's had eye surgery this week. That was another bit of news.
Oh, right.
That's big news.
So she can see clearly now. The brain is gone.
Has she actually had eye surgery or was that just a setup? Oh, right.
Okay. Could you confirm that? Because I'm sure, I don't know if I dreamt it or that's a weird dream to have, but there you go. Reading a news report that Sasha Banks had eye surgery.
It's probably have dreams about your work, but I mean...
There you go, thank God for that.
PRK eye surgery, whatever it is.
What do you call me?
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
What that means, I've got no idea.
Yeah. So you can see different companies wanting to sign her. What else has happened this? Oh, that's right, Jeff Hardy.
It's more sunny news, yeah.
More sunny,
Not
more
sunny news.
days.
Why have I said that? No, I meant more sunshiny news.
Oh, I didn't even got that.
Why did I do that?
It's been a bad start.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we've had better starts, but no one's been talking about our addiction.
No, true.
Jeff Hardy. So the timeline goes, Jeff Hardy was announced last week for a 3-way ladder match in a segment that allegedly was filmed 2 weeks ago, when apparently they're getting the news that they knew he was, or there was backstage reports from AEW, from Sean Ross Sapp, that people backstage were a bit worried about him because he wasn't 100% before the show.
Yeah.
And then he has that match. And he's like, all right, cool. They filmed that. Then he gets arrested for a DUI. He's quite over the limit.
Yeah.
It's his third one. And
3 times over the limit, wasn't it?
Aye. Triple Crown winner. And 3 times in 10 years. He's got a suspended license, but he's still able to get to rent a car, which I think is an American state thing.
Is it like a loophole? Because it sounds illogical.
I looked at it and just went, all right, this looks like someone just didn't check it properly, or maybe not. Anyway, it's one of these other things that doesn't really matter too much. Officers pulled him over, was not driving in a safe manner, appeared to be, quote, in a stupor or confused. Where's the quote? He told them that he was going to have
Brain scan.
a brain scan, which no one's commented on yet. There's been no news or update about what do you mean?
Yeah.
Was he just a bit out of it and said something weird? Or was he actually going to be having a check for CTE or concussion?
Yeah, now that I think, was that just kind of what a drunk mind would think? If I tell them I'm off to something important, they'll let me go.
Oh, I can't tell him I've been drinking.
think
I'm having
he
a brain
actually-
scan.
or do you think he
Got
actually-
him.
But then again, you
I
look
don't
at
know.
what he's been doing in
Yeah,
AEW
of course.
recently, and this
Yeah.
isn't me going like Booker T, by the way. This is just me going,
Oh,
this is a guy
bollocks
that's
to
like,
him.
bollocks to
Anything.
Booker T, man. This is just like watching, Jeff after everything he's done over the past 25, 30 years at this point. Everything he's done over like the last few months, thinking, oh, maybe they do have him go and have regular checkups and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just to keep things on the safe side.
That's not what you want to tell someone. A, when you've been caught drink driving, and B, when you got a ladder match in a few days' time.
Yeah.
So, Tony Khan said, we were able to resume contact with Jeff Hardy this afternoon. AEW does not condone Jeff's alleged behaviour. We made it clear to Jeff that we'll assist him in getting treatment for substance abuse issues, which he has indicated he's open to receiving. In the interim, he's suspended without pay and can only return to AEW upon successfully completing treatment and maintaining his sobriety.
I think that's all. That ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? That's really what you could say. Yeah.
The Hardys both been removed from this weekend's AAA.
Right?
Good.
So
Is it
some
another
classy-
Triple Mania?
There's a lot of Triple
There's a lot
Manias
of
this
Triple
year,
Manias.
turns out. They're like news stories this week.
Yeah.
The best part of the statement is that he's obviously what Tony said, like open to receiving treatment.
Yes, that is a relief.
Because you need to want it, don't you, to sort of have it done too. You can't just be pinned down and made it happen. So
Yeah.
hearing that he wants to do it, because that's been the overriding thing that people have been saying, like, he just doesn't want the help, so how can you help him? But if he wants it, hopefully he gets it.
Yes.
I just want him to see him go away from wrestling for ages, go away from life on the road. Just I'm sure he's got plenty of money stacked up. I'm sure the Hardy Boys merch still flies off of pro wrestling tees.
Right.
Just
I mean,
go
what
home.
does he need the money for at this
yeah.
point? Like, obviously he's not spending it very well, but I mean, like, haven't the Young Bucks said things like, we don't want to keep on wrestling after our prime. We want to keep on going. Like, they haven't said like others, but I'm still amazed that they put them in a ladder match with a week's build.
Yeah.
After not looking 100% at the pay-per-view. I'm like, yeah, just screw the Hardys.
to
Just
be
go
fair,
destroy yourselves.
We don't know what's happening
Like-
behind the scenes. Like, if we were saying, me and Jack were saying the other day, like, if Jeff's been stood there with Tony Khan and he looks fine and he sounds fine, he says he's fine, and Tony's gone, are you sure? And he's gone, yes, I am. And Tony's think, oh, he must be fine. So there's only so much, like, Tony can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, can't just, like, look at him and go, no.
Yeah, because then Jeff can turn around and go, well, why did you hire me then? Like, yeah, it's weird.
It's just a mess, isn't it?
It is.
It's a shame as well.
And I think it's important to realize on Twitter and stuff, it's always like you have to take one side and it has to be true. But I think two things can be true at once. And we can feel bad for Jeff and want him to recover and go through this rehab, but we can also condemn his decision to get behind the wheel drunk as well. Both those things can be true at the same time.
Well said,
but
Jack, yeah.
But people are all really like one side or the other, and it's like...
Well, you're right. There's two things. One, obviously, substance abuse and things of that nature. Obviously, that's a hell. I wouldn't wish that on upon my worst enemy. Well, we've got a few, I'm sure, between us. But at the same time, putting yourself in danger, okay, that's obviously horrible. Wish you all the best. Hope you get help and everything else like that. When you're putting others at risk by doing things, then it becomes a different story.
Yeah.
So... same with him and every wrestler that's done that in the past few years. It's like, okay, a lot less sympathy when you're putting others in danger.
Yeah.
So,
but it's still, as Ross says, it's still good, very good to hear that he is open to receive it. It's just a sad story, isn't it, as well?
Did you see that video on Reddit as well, like from the concert on the Sunday night? So he had the signing, didn't he, with Matt, and Rebby was there as well. And then he had the concert with Perrox YJ.
no, I didn't see it.
And he's just about to start singing the song. He's swigging from this little thing. He's like, whiskey's my best friend, but also my worst enemy. And it's like, you watch that and it's like, he knows, but he's got that addict's brain, so he kind of act upon it. You know what I mean? It's like, if you've got that addict's brain. Yeah. So he wants the help now. Hopefully he gets it, and just don't rush him back. Just let him have time off.
Yeah, I think we said this a few weeks ago. It was like, what do you think of that tag match? It was all right at the pay-per-view, but they've lost, so which means they'll probably want to do a rematch, a lot of match, and I don't want to see that. I'm at the point where I'm not like Ric Flair's last bloody match. I'm like,
yeah.
If I did pay to watch it, I'd watch it like this. Like, oh, no.
Because I don't know what source it was, but someone was saying that the original plans for the tag team titles was for the Hardys to win them, and then for the Bucks to have the feud, but. If that was the original plans, that does mean then we have to go back to maybe the Hardys coming back too early and taking them off the Bucks, and then that wrestling's not important in this sort of situation. Just get the fella right for his family's sake and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
What a crap week.
And it's going to get crapper. Paige announces she's leaving WWE, and I'll say this: I legitimately didn't realize she was still with WWE until this came. July 7th. She even announced her statement saying "Paige here." Which I didn't realize she was still doing that. July 7th will be the last day of WWE. I'm so thankful and I appreciate the opportunities that the company has given me. I'll always be appreciative of the company that took in an 18-year-old British pale emo girl that didn't look like your average diva, giving me the chance for a lifetime, make me feel like a superstar. I know after my neck injury taking me out of in-ring status, it was pretty hard to keep me around for as long as you did, and for that I'm thankful too. And then she was on Twitch, and then someone clipped the bit where she says, did they want to re-sign you? And she went, no. No, they don't want to re-sign me. She has a bit more detail. I knew it was eventually coming because getting the, hey, can I call you? I'm at SmackDown, though. I'm like, that leaves no room for negotiation. They're probably not going to renew it. I had a feeling for a while. I'm appreciative of WWE. They helped me get so much more than just wrestling. They got me a therapist when I was having drinking and alcohol issues. They kept me after my neck surgery, just sitting on my ass. I really appreciate it. And some other stuff there. But she ends with, there is no hard feelings. Which is fair enough, considering there was a point where she was trying to get fired from there to hang out with some Mexican wrestler.
Yeah. Sarah! No, not him.
Even more news being broken now, yes.
But then Gail Kim was on a podcast or an interview or something, and she said, quite fancy her in Impact, actually. And then Gail Kim was like, I think the door's probably open for Paige there. And I was like, ooh, because Paige did say that she was, like the fire still burns sort of thing, like she still wants to wrestle and stuff. And as Ross, I think, was saying, a few years ago, you'd go, there's no chance. But now with like Brian and Edge and everyone.
Oh, forget it, right? Like, I remember a few years ago, like, I can't believe these wrestlers doing all these moves. Brian Danielson, he's hurt himself every time he does a headbutt off the top rope, and now he's starting some of the best matches he's had in his career. I'm like, we don't know anything about wrestlers' bodies.
If you know, the surgeries and stuff have evolved to the stage where she can safely wrestle again, then and she still wants to, then I hope she does go to Impact or wherever I'll have her. Yeah,
that should be the new, Dixie Carter and just be like dragging Jay White's leg. It's like, no, don't leave.
So I was surprised that they didn't utilize her more in a behind-the-scenes role, because you go back to her in-ring career, she wasn't the WWE style, you know what I mean, like that the lovely sort of everything's perfect, left foot forward, all that sort of style. She was a brawling brute, so she was, because she was brought up by her family and trained by them, and that's
wrestling
what they
has
do.
more than one royal family.
Nice family, yes.
That's what they do. And I thought, we go back to the sort of 2014-15 time when she was coming on the main roster scene. We were all saying she's fantastic. So I'm surprised they didn't have her like in the performance center teaching a different perspective to the ladies. But then again, that's their prerogative in it, to have everyone wrestle the same. I think that's the way they like it now.
You're right,
which is a shame. But still, I think with her experience and I thought she would have been utilized well in a behind-the-scenes role. But it's another one of those where you think, fair play to the company for keeping her on the books for that long, because she hasn't... Yeah. When was it when she stepped away from TV?
2019? 17, something around then.
Yeah, a few years have gone by and they've still been paying her and obviously getting her the help, as she said there.
Was she the was she? I remember her and Shane.
That's right. And then they brought back the McMahons.
Was that after Absolution? Or before?
After it, I think. Yeah. Or was it before?
I can't remember.
Was Absolute? That was Mandy and Sonia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then on the other side there was the Riot Squad.
Because Shane was doing such a bad... No, Baron Corbin was doing such a bad job. They brought the McMahons back. But then people were like, why... Paige hasn't done anything wrong. And that was it. There's no explanation given.
If this sticks to Vince, every single thing where he tells someone else they're crap is just going to look so bad in hindsight.
WWE releases 2 dimes.
Yeah.
Troy Donovan himself, Connor Dave Meltz, and Fightful Sean Ross Sapp. He's been released for a policy issue. He may be re-signed next year. They haven't said explicitly what the policy issue was. And, damn it, he said something like, oh, yeah, thanks for the chance and everything like that.
Yeah, it was
I haven't copied it down here. It was a very nice generic statement. But yeah, they made clear it's not a budget or creative decision. It's a policy issue. And he's told, yeah, he might be back, so...
It can't be too bad then if they're saying, oh, he'll be back. He could be back.
Yeah, they don't usually say something like that, do they? Like, oh, well...
I think people have been I didn't realise this and I felt stupid for not realising it, but I think people have been saying that he might not be vaxxed.
He'll come back with a
I
new
hadn't
gimmick.
thought about that,
Two
yeah.
jabs and his friend the booster.
Oh, okay.
Kaiji Mutto to retire next year.
I've never asked Sam about this. I hope he's okay. He's Kaiji Mutto's biggest fan.
He's 59 years young, and he said he's going to have 5 last matches, and then
10
that's
more.
it, retire. I was going to say, I'll put here, good news for the Saudis. In prime condition there, but I mean, wow. Talk about a guy who achieved everything in every company.
Oh, yeah.
New Japan, Noah, Wrestle One, All Japan. You know everything
Ross's
about him,
favourite
Ross.
promotion, yes.
I am the old Japan expert here at Cultaholic Wrestling. Definitely not Jack Atkins or Lewis House who wrote the script. And Jack Jobber who wanted it over. And Piers outside who made sure I said everything right. Not them, no, it's all me. I did it all by myself. It's on the channel right now. And it's been well received. I'm terrified about that going live. But everyone involved has done everything right, it seems. And there's no...
Yeah.
like inaccuracies or anything.
To me, that's equivalent to Sasha Banks appearing on Hot Ones. Ross is now talking about All Japan.
There was a couple of comments that was like, I can't believe Ross is doing this voiceover. It should be Jack or Sam.
I thought it was weird that it was you doing the
I
voiceover.
tried to give it to Sam before I went on holiday, but he just sort of gave me a list of all the pronunciations. Like, here's how you do it, Ross. All the best to you, pal. I was like, that's
But you've done too good of a job now. Not like Cultaholic presents the history of 0-1, presented by the biggest fan in the world.
Yeah. You're going to end up an expert on the history of Japanese
There was
wrestling.
a couple of FMW comments, so I imagine that'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
God, yes.
He's working his way through. I cannot wait for this.
Ross was like, oh, so what do you think this? I don't know. I wasn't as good as AJW's Dream Slam 1. It's like, Ross.
You'll come back again. I'll be one of those cool kids on Twitter. No offense if you're one of these cool kids on Twitter who have their real name, then their name in Japanese in the middle, then their surname.
Oh, no. The ones who come for me quite often.
Yes.
Okay.
The ones who look down on you through their nose.
The worst
You'll be one of them.
The worst I ever had it was because we were in Tokyo and I took a picture. I saw an All Japan ring van near the Tokyo Dome, but Wrestle Kingdom was in the Tokyo Dome that weekend. So I took a picture of the All Japan ring van and put enemy territory on Twitter. And people were like, you don't flipping understand Jack the Jobber. I was like, all right. But they were really cross.
It's one of these things that gets print screen and put on Wrestle Cringe and else underneath going, it was a joke.
That's a joke. But also, I hurt my feelings. Sorry, the news is more important. There's more news. Isn't it?
Ross, I've told you, stop picking on Jack.
There's the Roman Reigns.
Speaking of competition, Andrade, El Idolo, the Lucha Brothers, that's it, actually. Those three not booked for AEW X New Japan's Forbidden
Dragon Lee
Door.
as well was in there in the mix.
Was he even going to be involved in the event?
I think I've read that. Maybe I dreamt it again. I don't know.
No, he did say he also can't, but it's like, well, no one was asking, I don't think. Wait, unless he's
he's really good.
No, I like him, but he's not. What's he going to do with AEW right now?
He had my one of my
LA Park still could be there either.
Yeah, one of my favourite Osprey matches. And then Osprey had a really good one against Shingo, and I was like, the Dragon Lee one was better, everybody, guys. But anyway.
Ross, don't say it. Don't say it. I know you want to belittle him, but give him time.
No, he's been very accurate there.
But yeah, they said they can't do it. And why is that? Oh, because AAA and CML hate each other.
It's class, though. I want more beef.
Oh.
Can you do a beef history on Mexican wrestling?
Oh, please.
I'll leave that to somebody else.
You're just more Japanese expert.
yeah.
It was so good when they, in the early 90s and stuff, when when they were reporting each other to the what's it called? Not board of directors, the sports commission.
The sporting commission.
Yeah, because the sporting commission rules of an iron fist over there, even over Lucha Libre.
And is wrestling part of the sporting? Well, they take wrestling out very seriously.
Yeah, when was it Jake Roberts? I think I'm getting some of this wrong, but he lost a loser must retire match. That he would come back a few months' time. They went, you're on it. I do declare he lost a retirement match. That's to retire. That's what it means. No, he needs to come back and get his revenge. Now you've retired, mate.
I would watch a video on that, on the beef history of a AAA and CMLL.
Yeah.
Sam's more Team CMLL, I know that. I think I'm more.
He's Team CML.
I think I'm more AAA.
What a loser.
We're all AAA here, lads.
What a rudo.
We're all
Anyway,
AAA.
let's see.
I'm the Crash.
Oh.
You went for ICW. Rudo.
Oh, that's good.
There's a WCPW tier list coming to the channel soon as well.
Yeah, there is.
What's Rudo got to do with that company?
Nothing.
Is there any
Nothing
connection?
at all.
No, what a weirdly timed segment. I'm having a look at the news and see if there's anything else
There's
I've missed
the
out.
Roman Reigns
because-
stuff.
Roman Reigns. Oh, that's right. How could I possibly forget about the Uwu Universal World Undisputed Champion Uwu having both belts and then not being on the shows.
So he's the reason. This was the
WrestleVote said this.
The WrestleVote this week said the reason
love
they
the story.
unified the tag team championships was because of Roman. Because if the tag team championships were unified, the Usos were holding the tag team titles. Roman's their father, not their cousin. He's their father, the head of the table. He could be on both shows each and every week because that's what everyone wants to see because he's the tribal chief.
Oh, I thought that they were
and the
saying they
most popular.
unified the two big belts for that reason, so he could be on both shows.
Oh, well,
That works as well,
potato,
whichever
potato.
one it is, yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
the tag team in the news this week, this
Right.
specific week in wrestling history. But now the news has come out that they've only booked him for one episode of Raw, which is the go home for the summer. This is, and that is the go home show for SummerSlam and MSG. That's the only
So
Raw.
it's the big one,
The
yeah.
big one, yeah.
But apart from that, so what was the point?
So yeah, what was the point?
And I think what's happened here is they've gone, oh, we'll do all this because Roman's our biggest star. We'll get him on both shows. And then Roman's signed a contract extension and he's gone, I want loads. I want all the time off.
Yeah.
And
You
they've gone,
see-
well, we can't lose Roman.
You see all these eggs? Yeah, they're in my basket.
Yeah.
Oh, they are, aren't they? Yeah, let's re-sign.
Yeah, and I'm taking the basket to the Maldives or something.
It is fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating stuff.
They went, you know what? We need to get the belt off Brock Lesnar with someone who's a lot easier to deal with, who works more dates. So they took the belts off Brock Lesnar and put them on Brock Lesnar.
The new Brock Lesnar.
Love it.
Roman has become the thing he once hated the most.
He is the New York Yankees.
Meet the new Brock, same as the old Brock. I love it. Hey, get that money, Roman.
It's funny. Yeah,
Best thing in the company by a country
country.
mile. Get the money.
It's just amazing how wrestling works, isn't it? Like Vince has built this guy up, and now Roman's. I mean, we're speculating again here that this is what's actually happening.
No, this is
Yeah,
definitely
but
what's happening.
but he hasn't been on TV in weeks. So
For no reason. They've not mentioned why either. So it's not like
his entrance music appeared last week, distracted the riddle. That was it. And they got the
Yeah.
pop of the night.
Heyman was on Raw.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Roman.
Yeah.
That'll be
You,
it. I'll be like, what, Roman? No, I'm on Raw right now. I can't. Yeah, that was on the show. Yeah.
Do you remember when Nick Jackson, I think he might have had COVID, but he was away, but the Young Bucks were still cutting promos, but Nick Jackson was just always off camera. So there was a bit where Matt, and then there'd be just some bloke's shoulder next to him.
Yeah.
And they did a double super kick. And then Matt was like, let's get out of here, Nick. And they both, but you could only just see, it was like the bit in Toy Story where he's got Buzz's
arm.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a proper and finally bit of news though in the wrestling
We've got
news section this week.
more and funnies. Also, a little thing that almost went under the rails. I'm mixing
Radar.
my metaphors again. Jericho and MVP. We got a little bit of a tidbit of this, and it was the funniest. People have accused Chris Jericho of allegedly saying at the camera with honesty, allegedly being someone who supplied Meltzer with news stories. And there's never been any
Do
definitive
we need to
proof.
say allegedly? Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. There we go, it's purely speculation, but this almost confirmed it that he does because it was the most one-sided
Oh, I've not read
account
it.
of this. Oh, it was great. I mean, it was like Jericho and MVP got into a verbal altercation at an event because MVP was seeing people. They don't know why it
was in a hotel lobby, wasn't it?
Hotel lobby.
Yeah.
But it ended with Jericho getting the lift and saying something like, I don't fight jobbers as he left. I'm like, I'm sure. And then you put on your shades and lit a cigar, did you?
Everyone
As
cheered.
MVP punched the wall and goes, damn it.
Everyone went, yeah!
In the words of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, you effing Mark.
I think... I thought like halfway down, the Observer was going to turn into like Homer's Iliad, and you just start describing Jericho like Achilles, his hair shining in the sun, muscles rippling. I fight not with jobbers, lest become a jobby myself, and strode away.
Jericho could barely get a word in for the amount of women that were surrounding the two of them. It's like a rugby scrum.
This apparently has been going on for years, though. This feud between MVP and Jericho.
Yeah, people were quick to bring up screenshots of what this might possibly have been, and it seemed to be around that event that a member of Jericho's family may or may not have been at.
Oh, the January 6th thing.
Yo, listen, have you seen the spoilers for the Rampage,
He's
this
sat in
week's
the background,
Rampage?
isn't he? Jericho.
No, I haven't.
Max Caster, what am I?
What does he say?
Richard is at the top of Reddit, and there's
I'm
a
going to tell you this,
transcript.
there's more people here than January 6th. It's like, the crowd were all waiting for a Vince thing, and then they're all like, oh, wow.
But then the Vince thing came.
Yo, I've got this to say, but then someone made me sign an NDA.
NDA.
Sports.
Sesame! Paige, daddy
It's
ass.
so good. It's just they're my favourite tag team. So even one can't even wrestle at the minute. They're my favourite tag team.
He's doing more on a wheelchair than most people are doing in the ring. Well done. Bloody hell. And then Thunder Rosa and Marina Shafir. Look, I saw that seemed to be built up. Am I being alone here? That seemed to be built up just purely on what people wanted to be thinking. I just saw a crappy match.
I saw it.
I saw, yeah, but you'd like
tease
a suplex.
We've been in the business,
You
brother.
tease it. Everyone's it's Ross Arc time. It's like everyone's looking at that and seeing what they want to see.
There's
Suplex.
only one wrestler in this room, and it's Richard Tubman. Have you seen it?
Should definitely sound.
So definitely Sandbag, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Is it on the suplex or is it on the thing on the second thing as well? You haven't seen it?
No, I have seen
You have seen it?
And were you joking, or do you actually think she's
I was
Sandbag?
joking a bit, but...
Thank you.
I think it was Sandbag.
But anyway,
I think it was
Anyway, the point is, both of them put a photo together on Twitter saying, look, we've literally broken bread. Hit actual bit of bread as well. Just got this out of the way. We've got any issues out of the way.
That made me
Everything's
laugh
sorted.
a lot,
I
that
thought it
did.
was like a I'm going to sound like such an idiot. I was just scrolling through and I didn't say it properly, right? I thought it was a massive seashell. And one of them had just brought it as a present to the other and gone, sorry, here's a massive seashell.
Put your ear to it, Marina. No, she is, I'm sorry.
You, Mark.
To see each other call spots, take the super.
But
So saith Poseidon.
myself and Maffew got it wrong on the podcast last week. She definitely sandbagged Marina Shafir. 100% Maffew.
Do you reckon-
Until they say
Yeah,
it.
it's
I'm
in the
leaning
thing.
that way as well.
I think
What?
the
Nah.
bread proved that Thunder Rosa, because Thunder Rosa gave the bread
Did
to
you know?
Marina, didn't she?
Not the sandbagging was the less egregious one for me. It was the no selling of the submission, where she's just lying there.
She was tired. Well, been there.
It is weird though, because she does it takes Marina ages to get the suplex done, but when she lands Thunder Rosa, she sells it like a normal move. So it's like
It doesn't take ages. I mean,
it did take a
That-
lot.
we're
that
seeing
one-
that.
that one was the one.
I love with analysis done on this.
That
Like,
one was the one I was least convinced by, because that might have been when one's going to jump and the other one's not ready, and then they
Yeah,
do
happens
the
all
other
the
one.
time.
Yeah, it's like trying to get a seesaw to work.
thank you.
I don't know. I've never.
It's physics.
I've never done a.
You can't
suplex in
wrestle
my-
physics,
I've never
Jack.
done a vertical super. I don't have a
Oh,
clue.
okay.
But, yeah.
Can we
Triple
confirm
jump,
that
Pav.
Yes, they
Rosa-
are.
God.
Brainbuster!
Ashton nearly killed Northeast Wrestling
Ashton,
legend
the
HT
King's
Drake.
Road Matthews.
You seen it?
Shouldn't have got sad bag.
We can play it on the podcast.
She's
surely.
one of the
Get on
front
Triple
runners.
Jump. My God,
Oh no! What
Richard.
if Triple Jump DMCA is? Like New Japan. What if New Japan posted
Yeah.
Does it Tom Lawler post a New Japan gifs and New Japan taking it down?
No, this is class. And to be fair, we're not laughing because
They got thick. They're sorted. They're
Drake
fine
said
now.
on his
I mean these.
Drake said on his Desert Island Grabs to Tom that it was all safe. There's a crash mat there and everything.
It is
but
close. Look, watch how devastating
All right,
this
this is sandbagging. Are we right?
HT Drake sandbagged Ashton.
so he's walking her through.
I love the black and yellow robes for NXT.
How you set up a suplex.
Oh man, I'm
Now
scared.
watch,
I'm scared.
watch.
now.
She
God.
nearly kills the man.
Look at that.
It's so scary, man.
The base goddess, they call her.
Oh!
Now there is a crash mat, but
That's not
man.
a crash mat, it's a tape.
Wasted! That's an awesome.
it's great, isn't it? It looks really good.
Get a book for North.
He got it before her. That's not very professional.
That's disgusting
He
behaviour by
knows all
HT
that.
Drake. He will never be on this
HT
podcast
Drake
again.
needs to buy Ashton a loaf of bread. Is that
Massive
what we're saying?
seashell.
That's right.
Say sorry.
Oh, it's best of both worlds.
But then he was, I reckon, just from listening to that Desert Island Grabs episode, that he's and Fraser says he's really good as well, but he's a brilliant trainer because his attitude, he was like, but I guarantee if she came again, by the end of that class, she would be able to do a vertical suplex. I was like, oh, what a teacher he is.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Why do we fall down, Mr. Wayne? So I can take a suplex right at my head. Exactly. Thank you, Alfred. Is there any other news we've missed out?
I don't know. It's been a...
We've covered the big ones, I think.
World ending.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I thought we'd shove it in the end.
Pop World is open
No.
now from midday until 2 a.m.
Is it for a
Right.
special occasion?
No. It's full.
This is always?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
And there is half-price drinks between the hours of midday and 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m.
Who's going to be in Pop World at don't go me.
We should give it a go as an office, I think.
Do you remember
Pop
that,
World, eh?
that night back at What Culture we went to Pop World?
There was a couple.
There was a Thursday and we were in on the Friday
Yeah.
and it was the worst Friday of my life.
What was bad about it?
Really hungover.
Got drunk.
Really. But it was such a stupid night out. I don't even know why. It wasn't even planned. There was one of those here as well. That was a bad one as well.
Yeah.
Ended up in Cozy Joe's doing karaoke.
Oh.
failing to do karaoke.
Bad place, that Cozy Joe's.
Yeah,
It's a great place.
No, it's not.
No?
No.
My girlfriend used to work there,
Ugh.
and
I think we've had a discussion before.
yeah, she wasn't a fan, but she would hear the same songs every night.
To tell my mate wanted to go to that place for a stag do, not because of Cozy Joe's or karaoke, although he does like that. It was because that was the street, like a few yards away, where that guy got into a fight with a car.
Oh,
The car
yes.
won. I don't want to get any spoilers away, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
but
yeah. The car sandbag.
it was a squash match.
Yeah.
So he took a photo with the lamppost, the guy bounced off.
Right, that's the.
Are we
that's
done for
got
the
to be
news?
the
Going
news.
once, going twice.
Bloody hell.
News hour. Now it's time to go and
News
get your
hour.
lunch.
It has been a bloody, has been
that's
a bloody
good.
news hour as well.
News hour.
News over.
Miz Hour.
Game.
The All Japan. All Japan.
Oh, the
Rise
Miz.
and fall.
About 2010, Miz was hour. Oh.
That was good. That actually took a few seconds. Yeah.
It was a. Anyway, let's end the segment.
Please end.
Just
Please
to explain,
end.
There was Geordie Vernacular there to play.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
If you're still here, you've had your shave and your brunch, the right time for the Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week, every active wrestler apart from Tanahashi, 16%.
I said any active wrestler. apart from-
No, he didn't.
Richard sent me every. I just copied and pasted what Richard sent
I
me.
said anyone but Tanahashi, I think.
No, I remember.
Every.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
I'm here with you. You said every.
Oh, yeah, then. Which one he is? Right, fine. I don't think it would have won either way.
Oh, Tom Campbell's doing the Hall of Fame things again. The real ones of NXT 2.0, 41%. That was
So
the four
close.
pillars.
Three of them.
3 pillars.
Dante,
Oh, that's right.
my friends Dante, Boa,
Yeah.
and Andre.
Andre
Oh,
Chase.
to add on that, by the way.
Mizawa of the four pillars of NXT.
To add on that, by the way, all those people that you said and I added while we were doing the podcast last week, as of today, none of them followed me back.
You know what that is, Maffew? Because you've not got one of those stupid blue ticks. I hate social media.
You're right.
Crap in it.
It certainly is.
Justice for the little man, that's what I say.
Yeah.
For my lofty position of a verified
The
Twitter
little-
account.
You're getting used to
And a
being...
Japanese professional
Yeah.
wrestling expert. Oh, I am so snooty.
Yeah.
Like William Regal.
Scrummy.
But the clear winner, I'll read out exactly, I hope this wasn't how it was put on the Hall of Fame thing. Watch Tech, the War Bear, 43%. Nice to see our fine patrons condone explicit animal abuse. Lol, 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 lol.
That
Lol,
little
lol,
bit at
lol,
the end
lol.
there was an accoutrement from me because
Oh,
I
was it?
disgusted by the result of the Hall of Fame after the evidence you presented yourself as part of your pitch for the Hall of Fame last week. That poor bear.
You're right, that poor bear who won. I'm not the only person, because of this, Scotland, that's right, the entire of Scotland, have announced that they've built a statue in honour of winning the Cultaholic Hall of Fame this week. Richard, have you got the image?
I can get it.
Can you
I
believe this?
quite
It's
like-
right next to Mel Gibson's Braveheart.
There
There we go.
That was-
That's Pacitti on the left, obviously. The actual Pacitti's just covered in bronze. It'll be all right. It's better than Hell in a Smell.
This was taken by Richard Tubman himself, who loves a cycle up to Scotland of a weekend. This was one day.
I was just in Edinburgh yesterday.
Oh, you didn't cycle up?
I had to go visit the statue. It was the only reason I was there.
You were there for the statue, yeah.
Look at how that bear is looking longingly off into the distance there. He wants away from that man who's torturing him. Ah.
Watch Tech.
It's
In
true.
memory of the Polish men and women who fought for your freedom and ours is a bear.
A Polish bear.
Polish bear.
He's dreaming of Poland. He wants to be back there.
Think of all the cigarettes and beer he'd consume after
He didn't want the cigarettes and beer. He's
after
a
a
bear.
good day of killing evil soldiers.
He didn't
This
want
bear
that.
was doing manual labour and we're all celebrating it, are we?
Got
He
paid
was
a working wage.
He was a training.
Graceful.
He was a training dummy. And
That's not
and
true.
A drinking partner.
That's no dummy.
There were pictures of them. Oh, poor Wojtek.
Wojtek. Oh, watch Tech.
Wojtek, innit?
Is Wojtek, sorry. Push is
Maybe.
very
I
good.
don't know. Oh. If it was a Japanese name, I'd be able to tell you.
Yeah.
You know what? And keeping with this 1 week streak of Okan, I was going to do the audio clip of this, but it'd probably get DMCA'd. But
Okay.
it was a clip of behind the scenes of the recording of a jingle I've only heard of because of parodies, like in Austin Powers when Fat Bastard started singing. It's a particular jingle that goes, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Baby back ribs. Baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Dose. But It's so weird because you hear these jingles and go, all right, that's really catchy. But you saw the dudes recording it. They were putting their heart and soul in this jingle for what was described as not very good quality ribs.
Oh, were they not?
Everyone, I don't know many people who
They
have
worked
eaten
for
them.
Michael Scott. That's
Hey, I
what
would
I'm
have bought
saying.
them based on that advert.
Chili,
Baby back ribs.
You
It's a bit where there's all three of them for me, and they're all doing like 3-part harmony, and they're all just going for it.
You know what they do in Feed the World, the effort they're putting in.
Looks like
baby back ribs. Like, they are so into
specifically
it.
Bruce Springsteen now.
Yeah.
He's proper going for it. Yeah.
Barbecue sauce. Yeah,
Barbecue
they are up for that sauce.
Oh man.
But you
It's so
find the
good.
right food and you find that you are. You're up to sing a song about it.
Oh.
I've got
Yeah.
a little song about Little Bow Bar down the road.
Go on.
Little Bow Bar to the tune of In the Ghetto by Elvis.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a little pink van that lives on the street. It serves tasty Asian meat. Little Bow Bar.
I really thought you said. I was not expecting you to actually have a song about
I've got a
Baba.
song for it, don't you worry.
That was really good.
Wow.
Hey, I've got a life.
Wow.
And what a life it is.
Little Baba.
If you're ever in
Giant
Newcastle,
Baba. You run all Japan so well.
His wife should be in.
Giant Baba. Giant Baba.
Sorry. Sorry, Mrs. Baba. Do you remember Baba, the elephant?
I do.
I used to read that when I was a kid.
I watched the cartoons as a kid and I was confused what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bit weird, actually.
He's like, Giant Baba. Giant Baba.
Was he a king or was he a prince? He was the son of the king of the elephants or something?
He was a Tory, no matter what he was.
Baba. Anyway, it's a good pick.
Giant Baba's baby back ribs. Most boring cartoon shown on CBBC, but I'd watch it every time.
It was a good pick, that Baby Back Rib song.
Yeah.
Ross introduced me to that song many
Barbecue
moons ago.
sauce.
I only know it from The Office.
But
and
he's seen it on The Office
Yeah,
US.
so I've seen it in other bits of media. I've never seen or heard the actual jingle. Because
That's
apparently
really
that's the
good.
second version of it. The first one is just them singing as they're preparing it. 'Cause on YouTube trying to find this actual one. Couldn't find that specific one, but the recording of it, them just singing their life out.
Another one I like that I've never actually seen the program is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world
I don't
is
think we
Carmen Sandiego? Yeah.
We never got that, but we've got Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? Where is Carmen Sandiego? She's in the pyramids and stuff. She's got a jet.
You know the Snoop Dogg one? The Just Eat one? Did somebody say just eat me? Gets a livery like a G.
No.
Hungry dog got it. You've not seen it?
No.
How
I
can
don't
you
want to
not
think
have
about
seen
that because it was on every single advert
Right.
break
He's
during
been replaced,
lockdown.
though, hasn't he?
So, yes, but
What's
also,
been replaced with? Is it Harvey Keitel?
but also apparently there's an American one,
Okay.
which their company is Skip. It's called Skip. And they've not even changed the song. They've just gone, did somebody say Skip? It's awful. It's bad. It's bad.
No, Katy Perry's replaced them now.
I can't just see that every time I go see my nana.
It's on everywhere.
Every
It's on
single
everywhere.
ad. It's like all the stars of the 70s in films. So Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro, and every music artist from the 90s. Snoop Dogg says just eat. Coolio says get car insurance.
I heard the song.
S Club 7 says do you need roof tilings?
I'd say this year probably. I've rediscovered the song Signs by Snoop Dogg and Justin Timberlake. And what a tune it is.
I'm happy for you.
Anyway, it's a good pick.
Thank you. Baby
good.
back, baby back, baby
Baby
back,
back,
baby
baby
back.
back,
I have one
baby
more
back.
really dramatic chili on 3. Baby back, 1, 2, 3. Chili's baby back ribs.
Chili's baby back.
I want my baby back,
baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back,
baby back. I want my baby back.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Yes, that's my pick.
They
I'm
seem like
standing by
good
it.
friends. They have a laugh at the end as well
Yeah.
about the pronunciation of sauce.
Yeah, it's
They all
also
go,
sauce.
Yeah, it's a heartwarming clip.
Yeah. Have you had any ribs?
Yeah.
Like proper ribs? I've only had the little ones from like
Yeah, I had some in
buffet.
Croatia and they were fantastic.
I like the big ones, but like, not good Fred Flintstone's car.
No, they were good. and cheap for what you got.
Oh, okay.
You got huge ribs. It's not like I'm insulting someone. You got huge ribs.
Massive rib, like 1, 2, 3 kid getting his eyebrow shaved. All right, that's my thing. Who was second? The real one to NXT, it was you, Ross. You can.
I'm torn this week because my pick's been thrown into disarray by Richard Tubman. Richard, come over here. Come over here, Richard.
Oh, you coming over?
He's coming up. No, you can stay there, Jack.
All right, sorry.
I just
Yeah,
need
he's coming
Richard just to
See how quick I
somehow,
was to get off the podcast.
some way, put your foot, Richard, on there.
You don't want me to just
What?
take the shoe
No,
out
no,
of this
put,
like
no. I want
normal?
you to get a side profile.
I don't want that in there.
Foot
Or
on
side
there.
profile. You might want to go around this side and
Wait.
Yeah, go stand where the light is. Just put your foot on there, just so that everyone can see what you're wearing on your feet today. We often talk about Richard's fashion. Whoa! They are the fanciest pair of Crocs I have ever seen in my entire life. Look at them.
Melted candle, I like it.
Look at them.
Pastors Radio, very nice.
But I can't go. I just thought I'd give those an honourable mention because they're
What?
fantastic.
That's not even the pick?
Nah.
They are the best Crocs I've ever seen, but they're still
They are-
Crocs.
they are-
Only
the best
your
Crocs.
only your picks have a kickoff show.
Wait, I need to give them a shout out, but I don't think that will win the poll.
You know what? That's going to be the bit where, because the new YouTube thing, it shows you the most looked at bit. A certain bunch of people, that's going to be really high up.
Is that what that is? I thought it was just
great.
the bit with the most movement. That's what
most movement.
Way, that'll be. No, my pick this week is I've been obviously ahead of Forbidden Door. I've been doing more research about the old Japanese wrestling.
Oh, because you're
and all
more
that
of an
sort
All Japan guy
Oh,
than
wait,
me.
yeah,
I'm
go on.
not too much up on New Japan, but there's something that I've seen this week that's really caught my attention and really sort of
All right, go
captivated
on.
my imagination, and I can't help but put it in the Hall of Fame. It's that good, and it's Hiroshi Tanahashi's air guitar because it's one of the greatest examples of showmanship I've ever seen in professional wrestling. So I'm going to go for Hiroshi Tanahashi's air guitar. Wow!
This isn't because of last week, Jack having that horrible
Completely
memory.
unrelated.
Yeah.
Completely unrelated.
Tell you what.
And I was devastated.
I'm so glad that he. Oh no, maybe I'm just biased against him. I feel like he crapped the bed a little bit on Dynamite. I'll just say it now.
I was about to say I felt shortchanged after last night's Dynamite because he didn't give it the old one.
He did a bit
No,
though.
they're saving up for the pay-per-view.
Moxley's cutting this promo about how he's been taken down, or he's been headhunted in New Japan and all this. And the crowd start going, Tanahashi's like, no, and you do deserve your respect, Tanahashi. And Moxley's in the middle of getting all fiery. And Tanahashi just goes, I just want to strangle.
I thought it was brilliant. So Tanahashi's air guitar.
You should have played that
And
on.
he shouldn't be wearing trainers
Tubman's.
with his suit. Who did? No, I'm joking.
It's a
I know
drip.
I know people do that these days, yeah. The kids. The kids like Tanahashi.
Lovely barbecue rolls. What have you got for us, Jack?
Baby Jack written. I've got a wonderful cover of a beloved film theme. So this is from, I believe, 2015, but I only heard it for the first time this week, and I've been singing it all week. I've been showing people in the office. I love it. It's, you know, Limmy, the Scottish comedian.
Oh, yes.
So in 2015, he made a version of the Star Wars theme tune, but I only came to learn what it was this week. I've got it on my phone ready if you want. But yeah, if you could, yeah, it's on his SoundCloud.
He's not got the MCS, is he?
Limmy? No, surely not.
It depends if it includes actual Star Wars music, does it?
Do you remember when you used the rubbish version of Don't You Forget About Me?
Oh, the MIDI
It's
one.
like that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
So this is Limmy's version of the Star Wars theme, which I first learned about just this week because Limmy himself on YouTube was reacting to Sam Fender, Northeastern singer-songwriter, performing it when he was off his face at the NME Awards. Not on stage, just in the interview bit afterwards. Like the woman's like, congratulations, Sam Fender, you've won it. And he just starts singing it. And all his pals, clearly it's like a big in-joke amongst them because they all start like just cracking up. And they're all several pints in. So, But this is Limmy's version of the Star Wars theme tune, and it's excellent.
Star Wars, kings of the galaxy, fighting for you and I, fighting for me.
Thoughts so far, Matthew? While the instrumental is
kick drum really makes it.
it doesn't really change from here. Star Wars, so it just is this for the whole thing. That's it. You can turn it off whenever you want. When at the end, anyway. Actually, no. Can you skip right to just before the ending when it starts to go?
Sounds like you're saying something else at the end there.
yeah. Star
You're
horror.
saying horror in American. Lovely.
I like that a lot. I think it's a wonderful song. I can't pinpoint why it's funny. One, is it because it's crap? Two, is it because it makes it sound like he's got no idea what Star Wars is about?
Yeah.
Kings of the Galaxy, really good. Or three, I really like how you think he's going to rhyme. You go, Star Wars, Kings of the Galaxy, fighting for you and I, fighting for me. He resolves it. It's genius songwriting, and that's my Hall of Fame pick this week. Thank you. Ross has no-sold it like Thunder Rosa.
I was literally blowing my head.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were.
Roll back the footage.
I thought do you know what? Recently, right?
Oh, so like Thunder Rosa, you were wrong
Do you know
again,
what?
Jack.
I remember watching Maffew's reaction because it was lovely of my rap when you were off that time, and I did a rap when I was hosting the podcast.
Yeah.
And when I watched that back, I noticed that Ross was sandbagging me then. So I've just now assumed that because of that, you were sandbagging me here too.
We all assume we're all sandbagging one another on this podcast where we all love each other and see each other every
Of course
week.
we do,
I'll let you know when a sandbag's coming in
Okay.
future. Or just after. Or just after you've said something, I'll go, Jack, I'm
about to sandbag
you. And just sit there like that.
Like Dante Chen would.
A very respectful running master, Dante
Yeah.
Chen.
So
Jack,
yes,
I'm going to do a Hercules powerbomb in 92, all right?
there we go.
So-
That's yeah.
Okay, that was nice. It was interesting. I'm getting naturally competitive because you picked a music thing the same week I've done a music thing, but
Oh,
you haven't sung that. You could have
After
done
the
that.
music thing? Wow.
Yeah, so I've sung mine. He's sung his. Do it again, please. Wow. Thank you very much, podcast listeners. You had Lemmy sing yours.
I helped sing yours.
You did.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be enough. For the Patreon people, to go to the Hall of Fame at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Place your votes now for I want my baby back, baby back, baby back,
Whoa,
baby
you
back.
can't be. What's he doing?
I know, you don't.
Chili back ribs.
Baby back.
Chili
ribs.
baby back ribs even.
Chili's
The
baby-
jingle, not the food, because I've never tried it. Tanahashi's air guitar, which goes,
Wow! No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't do that.
Wow. More like that.
or Limmy's cover of the Star Wars theme,
Kings of the Galaxy,
Kings of the Galaxy.
fighting for
Richard,
you and
do
I.
you want to confirm what
Fighting
you're writing
for
down with
me.
Richard before we move on? Because that's how I get the Hall of Fame. Richard, I've forgotten what they are. Can you send them, please?
Limmy's Star Wars theme. There you go. That's mine.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do it
It's
as well?
locked in.
It's locked in, that's
yeah,
it.
it's locked in. Limmy's Star Wars theme.
Bagsy, no changes. Fantastic. Happy voting.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling.
It's a relief to actually just talk about some wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
SmackDown. Hand jobs and cupcakes. Oh,
There it is.
there we go.
Let's come back again.
The Just Eat advert. Drew McIntyre faces Sheamus in the Money in the Bank qualifier. It ends in a double DQ when both attack each other with chairs. They have a pull-apart brawl. Backstage, Drew demands that Pierce put him in the match anyway. Pierce says he has a lot to think about.
I'm not on Drew's side here.
It's very entitled, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, hang on. Drew's got Roman, possibly, if he plays his cards right, I guess, at the big gun in the big castle, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And you would have thought by now Drew needs to be elevated and just beating people left, right, and centre like a young Mike Tyson. Instead, he's going to a draw with Sheamus and acting like a fanny.
If you look, if you look at Drew's recent history, his character kind of is like this
He's weird,
as a
isn't he?
babyface. He's always like kicking off when he doesn't get the next title shot, even though he's just been at the last 3 pay-per-views having a title shot and stuff.
did that with Randy a lot,
Did that with
yeah.
Randy Orton. So I'm like, but one positive though is that they've carried on the beef between Drew and Sheamus.
That's true.
Like they didn't pretend that they've never had a feud or anything. They still hate each other, and that's nice to see.
I thought it was a weird finish because Butch got involved and that was
Oh
fine.
yes, he did.
But then 2 chairs got involved and it was thrown off. Is Butch not just as much of a weapon as 2 chairs? I would argue he is. But I thought it was a really good match up until the finish. But an interesting note, Botch, otherwise known as, I've forgotten his real name because I say Botch that often.
Rich Holland.
Botch Holland.
Botch Holland. Rich Holland. They said he suffered a knee injury last week. Is that a shoot or is that Nathan Jonesing him?
I think they're keeping him as far away from any other active wrestler until they can figure out what the hell he's doing with him. Given that he dropped Kofi Kingston very awkwardly off the apron, which you'd think he wouldn't be doing any bloody moves to any New Day members off any bloody apron anytime soon. But there we go.
You bitch.
No, bitch is Sheamus. Ridge is Botch. You'll get it eventually. It's
I'll
all
get
right.
that.
Stop talking about Kawada.
If it was in All Japan, I'd be fine.
But yeah. Aye.
Yeah, I thought
that
it
was
was
it.
good match
Sandbags
until-
everywhere.
good match till the
Lacey Evans beats Xia Li to qualify for Money in the Bank. And then Xia Li goes to Adam Pearce and goes, put me in the ladder match anyway. No, she doesn't. Of course not.
No.
But Lacey Evans. So she's on SmackDown. She's a big old face. She's not on Raw. She's not a heel. don't believe any wrestling news apart from it comes from the Wall Street Journal, I guess.
I thought Lacey hadn't lost a step, considering the last time I saw her wrestle personally was just before she gave birth to Ric Flair's child.
Yeah.
Thank you from there we go. Yep, there the memories are coming back in.
Xia as well went a bit too far when she called Lacey Evans a whiner. She's not a winner, she's a whiner.
Whoa!
I was like, you heartless so-and-so there, Xia Li. What's wrong with you?
I don't know why. Why did
Wow, that's all we hear from you.
My abusive father, my alcoholic this. Wah.
You want some cheese with your wine? Oh, Xia Li.
When they scripted that line, they must have forgotten about everything they made Lacey Evans put out there to the world, because he can't be saying that, man.
Oh.
And this is a WrestleMania match. Why have they put it in the first round of just to get to the Money in the Bank ladder match? Lacey Evans, ex-Marine ultra babyface, and Xia Li, Thunder God. Well, why?
Oh, that's right. She's an evil foreigner.
Yeah. Well, no, she doesn't need to be an evil foreigner, Maffew. She's just
from the land of the gods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you thought I was talking about her? Like UKIP Jack.
Whoa!
Ronda Rousey cuts a promo and says she can't wait to prove that her armbar is better than Natalia's rubbish sharpshooter.
I've quoted Ross's favourite line of all This Week in Wrestling.
Shotzi interrupts and says she might not have a fancy submission move, but she has serious aggression and a killer instinct.
Wow, take that.
Whoa, hey.
I heard Ross mention this in the office, and what resonated with you so much about that line?
Who walks up to another human and says, I haven't got if I'm a wrestler, for example, or if you just, let's say you're a gardener, I haven't got a fancy sunflower, but what I do have is a killer instinct. Just any sort of scenario. Why killer instinct? Because we go to Raw. We'll go ahead to Raw just for a split second, because I've made notes here. Who said the killer instinct line is becoming a thing? Right, on Raw, Rollins and Styles both said it in their promos as well. They have the killer instinct. So killer instinct is a thing officially, and I don't know why, because it's pathetic.
It also used to be Mojo Rawley's thing.
Really?
Saying Killer Instinct?
Yeah, and I know this because it's a very popular fighting game from the 90s. So it's sticking me because they always say, like, he has killer instinct, and we used to go, what, at home?
That's why it's flown over my head.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Though. It is weird.
It's awful dialogue, and
but I think
all three of these women could have filled an awful dialogue pool.
I think it's 50-50 because if Moxley said that, he'd make it sound legit. If Moxley went, I might not have a fancy, or if if Moxley went, I don't have a fancy submission, but I've got a serious, you'd say it in a way. Certain wrestlers can do more with bad scripts than others, but it's still primarily like
Samoa Joe. I think was the king because the lines he would be given would be rotten, but he'd say it like Samoa Joe. So it's like, oh, we don't care. That's rotten dialogue.
Yeah.
I almost think Ronda sounded like a heel while trashing a heel. Being a baby.
Yeah, Ronda always sounds like a heel. Ronda's such a heel.
You're Natalia and your sharpshooter's not even as good as your Uncle Brett. Like we should be laughing along with Ronda there, but the way she said it, I was like, oh, that's quite mean, that.
If I was Natalia by now, and someone's like, my uncle's Bret Hart. I never knew that.
Ronda really suffers from like, you can tell she's reading from a script really badly. Yeah. I know she's like not as experienced as a lot of the other women, but for her, it just comes across really, really blatantly to me.
If Ronda just said the stuff she said in interviews, like real life interviews about how wrestling sort of stuff is amazing.
Great real life heel.
It's all cupcakes and someone else's. They'll be mint, but instead she's doing these rubbish dialogue she's given. So,
you millennial Becky Lynch, we're the same age.
Yeah,
that was weird. That one.
I did the entire concept of the segment didn't quite work either because Ronda came out in her gear when in normal promo she just comes out in her street clothes. Yet Shotzi was like, aha! I see you there. You're ready for... I don't know. It was just a segment.
Maybe she was about to have a match with Aaliyah, but Shotzi had locked her in the locker room.
Maybe. Without a cameraman. Without a cameraman this time, so we didn't see it.
Anyway, Shotzi challenges Ronda to a match, so Ronda accepts and beats her with the armbar. Natalia runs out afterwards and locks Ronda in the sharpshooter.
And everyone now believes that she's going to win.
Oh, well, I mean,
we all believe.
All right?
Yeah, well, she got the better of her.
So why, Natalia.
Yeah, she got to be the odds-on favourite, at least.
Shotzi's going to go to Chase U to learn a rubbish submission.
I thought the match itself as a standalone thing was quite good. Like Ronda did, there was a bit where she did some sort of leg takedown thingy while flipping around Shotzi's body. I was like, whoa. Not
like Nakamura.
We know what you meant, you silly Billy.
And then Shotzi just hoofed her in the head like Shira did Neil Lennon all those years ago. It was fantastic.
A beautiful point of reference there. But Ronda is good at the grapples. Who knew?
Yeah.
She's bad at everything else.
You need to calm down here. I felt the table move there.
I know what it is.
Oh, we don't do that anymore.
It's like he's got a new theme. He hasn't even got his WWE version of the Imperium.
He needs.
I've been looking for freedom.
He needs a sassy Southern Belle theme.
Yeah. How would that go? Chili, baby back ribs. Gunther beats Ricochet to become the brand new IC champion. Ricochet didn't get a lot in this match, did he?
No, he didn't.
Did anyone predict that? Anyone in the world predict that would have happened?
Matthew's so excited because not only does he really love Walter, but he hates Ricochet. Yeah, hates him.
Apart from his complete inability to do any kind of promo or any delivery or any type of promo.
Sounds
or
really
delivery.
What are you talking about? He's the most
fine.
confident, self-assured promo in wrestling, just as Jack displayed there by going at the end of every sentence where he says something zingy.
And one of his best personality trait was that he wore a hat. And now he doesn't even have that anymore.
What, did he wear a hat?
No, he doesn't wear a hat anymore.
What
When
kind
did he
of-
wear a hat?
Oh, God,
Yeah.
And everyone kept... what did they reference the hat by doing? It was a running joke every week, wasn't it? Like, that's a stupid hat.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of hat was it?
Fedora, wasn't it? Sassy
When
little-
was this?
Like lockdown? He definitely had a hat.
I remember the hat thing and people going like...
It's the only thing he did of note. Other than, he started doing flips to the outside or crazy moves and they get counted out. And he'd be like, hey, that wasn't fair. Everyone's going, you're stupid as hell.
There he is in his little hat.
Oh, aye.
Ricky's baby
Well, it looks,
hat.
It looks like it works there because he's wearing like a shirt and tie as well. But yeah, that's strange.
Ricky's little
To be fair,
little hat.
Ricochet's good looking. Like if someone else wore that, they just look like the biggest
Again,
weeb, wouldn't they?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Maffew.
So anyway, Gunther, new champ, just absolutely annihilated him. Gunther appears to be losing weight every week, so I'm glad he's got the IC belt on, so he's back to having some weight on him. Yeah, great. Here for it. Gunther getting the push.
Yeah, man.
Now he's the number 2 babyface on SmackDown.
I've got a quiz for you. Well, one question. I've got a singular question for you, Maffew, just to prove that you watch SmackDown. What size feet does Gunther have?
9.
I even got Richard.
Thank
Pop
you.
Richard,
I heard
NGL, NGL.
Gunther
Pop
going,
Richard.
oh God, in the background. Go on, what is it?
15. Pat McAfee was blown away that Gunther's feet are a size 15.
Oh, you're funsin', yeah? Sorry, I don't want to. Don't know why I said it all calm.
That's what Pat said,
all like flirty.
As you said, there was one instance where Ricochet got a little bit of offense in when he reversed out of a powerbomb into his own sunset flip bomb, which was sensational.
Was it your move?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I thought it's been spoiled this week, hasn't it?
For Sunset Flips we have, yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
Aye.
But do you want to see how great of a writer I am, right?
I do, because you
I'm
are quite good at it.
Wasted here. I've put that reversal out of the powerbomb into a sunset flip bomb was liquid Ricochet, cascading down a mountain face like a tributary or a spring. Now, if that's not,
Lovely, that.
You're
framing.
you're not also writing for Cultaholic, you're also moonlighting as Corey Graves' writer forever.
Yeah.
Whenever Cody Rhodes comes
Corey's
out.
been good recently, I tell you what. Since Hell in a Cell, he was good on Raw this week. As somebody said, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, you're quite good now again, Corey Graves.
Tell you he was better this
So
week.
you're writing from him.
JR was better this week.
He certainly
It's
was.
almost like he was in a really good mood about something.
She went, I know these people. Bloody hell, finally.
I thought it was because
He knows more about Tanahashi than, Evil Uno.
it was the
Right.
Vince
I thought you
stuff.
were talking about Vince.
No, I was saying the Vince. The Vince stuff had come out, and then a few hours later, like I'm still awake, so I turn on Dynamite. JR's going, "Welcome, hello everyone. I'm so happy right now."
Watch him strutting down the corridor. Hey, TK! Got him finally!
Great to be at work again.
That's for Linda hoofing my balls. That's for myself pulling my own head out my ass. That's for kissing his ass.
Yeah.
He was good this week.
He was good.
Bad times don't last. Oh, yours will, Vince. Backstage, Paul Heyman gives Sami Zayn a pep talk ahead of his main event match against Riddle. He says that if Zayn wins, he might even be able to join the Bloodline. Of course, he's been wearing the Bloodline shirt for a while now, and Sami Zayn's like, I've got to win then. Be easy, this.
He's these two. I would like to see more Heyman and Sami. I want Sami Zayn to join the Bloodline, so I'd see
it's a
more
nice character
interactions
trait
between
from
them. Yeah.
Max Dupree, first client, will be revealed next week. despite him saying they'd revealed this week.
It's
So
just
we're stuck in
annoying.
traffic.
It's
These
annoying.
things happen, even with people like.
Oh, so was it Eva Marie then?
Yeah, no, it's Roddy Strong. I'm convinced.
You still
myself now.
convinced Roddy Strong?
I'm convinced myself now. If we couple what we're going to say about Roddy Strong and NXT, and the
Yeah.
fact they've delayed it by a week to let his hair grow a bit more, which he's still growing out, by the way, and he said diamond in the rough. It's all.
But he's not. He's
Not a model.
He's good looking, but he's not a male model. He's more of a Northumberland Street frat boy. So
Yeah.
I don't
He's a
really
lad
know.
like weeing in the main street, not even going behind an alley.
That
type
could be
lad.
the story they're going to tell, where you've got this Nelly man, because that's what they are.
right,
the
yeah.
Northumberland Street frat boys could almost be on the catwalks of Paris, but they're not quite there, are they? So maybe that's the story they'll tell.
You're right,
be
it's a very small
It'll
difference.
still be Mace, but I want to believe it's Roddy Strong, because I want to see what he'll do as a male model.
Any listeners who've never been to Newcastle, come to Newcastle and expect for Northumberland Street to be like a college town, like campus, for all these frat boys.
It's like
And they
Grease.
get there.
Like the movie Grease. That's what Northumberland Street's like. Just all these lads in leather
All
jackets.
varsity
and
jacket,
Gears change, need it for the bus.
And there was a weird 9-minute spell. I timed it on SmackDown this week between the end of Sammy's entrance.
Oh, they do this
and the
every
end
week
of
now.
Riddle's entrance. 9 minutes of promo pack. A nice one with John Cena, obviously. It was nice to highlight that.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of it, to make it all go 9 minutes, I thought was a bit of a
People have started timing them on Reddit for Raw, and some of the Raw ones are just
Yeah.
They're going to double
monstrous.
digits.
Yeah, huge.
It's a shame that Sammy didn't win, though. That's the one thing.
I was wanting him to win.
Yeah,
I was
the
wanting to
result,
win
the
as
match
well,
was
yeah.
good, I thought, but the result was the wrong one.
Which was Riddle beating Sami Zayn to become the number one contender. The Usos attack him afterwards, but he fights them off with the kendo stick to end the show. He
Yeah.
does. Yeah, that's what he said.
He did.
AEW Rampage, Jobby Open.
Yeah, that was rubbish, that one. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Jobby Open.
Well,
Oh, I
wasted
think.
here.
Well, whatever. In the opening match, Eddie Kingston beats Big Bad Jake Hager. And this was a good match.
I liked it.
It was interesting slugfest between two guys. Well, it wasn't, beautiful or smooth, and that's what I wanted.
Oh, yeah, of
It was
course.
chunky peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's obviously the best type of peanut butter. And we also got an Hall of Fame Taz pick. Not the Cultaholic Hall of Fame, an actual Hall of Fame that will no doubt exist in real life. When Eddie Kingston grabbed Jake Hager by the balls, he says, it's a 5-on-2 situation.
D's nuts.
I think this match was, like you said, it wasn't pretty, but you didn't want it to be. You don't want Hager versus Eddie Kingston. And I like the story of Eddie Kingston chopping down this big man. I liked it.
I liked how it took 2 hurricanes to do it as well.
Sorry?
Is that what it's called?
Hurricanes?
Oh, spinning back.
Wow. I always
Club at the TV there.
thought it was the...
Wow, we really are seeing the real-time development.
I know, because I always thought it was called the back fist of the future.
That's his, it's a Chikara name for it.
Was that the
but-
Chikara name for
but
it?
I'm
Right.
sure if they didn't call it that, they call it the Hurricane.
Oh, right.
Oh, yes, they do call it the Hurricane. Yes.
Hurricane.
It's not Hurricane, it's
He corrected
Hurricane.
me. Oh, no.
I think it's
My
Hurricane.
cred.
Yeah, the great Uru Khan. We'll see him later on. He gets in the ring.
Oh, he was
Slowly.
in the news as well this week, but I couldn't figure out.
Is he still having a great time?
what
Like, just
no,
really-
not exactly.
Oh.
I couldn't really tell from the translation.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
I'm
I
leaving that.
finally got there. The great eye.
Oh, yeah, right.
I
sorry.
was thinking about the guy who Luke Gallows saw in Africa. What was he called? The great.
Oh,
Power
my God, the
Uti.
great Power Uti.
Oh,
thinking you were
God.
talking
Last time I read about him
Uti.
was when his wife was seriously ill and he took her to see a witch doctor, so I took going to
And he
an
told
hospital.
him what to do.
Bum, 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 bum. And, oh, God. And, yeah, he was in a...
I love that shoot promo.
Moving on.
The great Power Uti.
Jay Lethal and Saddam Singh beat Davey Vega and Matt Fitcher. Oh, that really good tag team.
What a terrible name for a jobber.
My
Fidget.
How dare you? Wait, that's the guy from...
Oh, do you actually do these?
Yeah, no.
Just sitting there doing this all the time.
Yeah.
Are they actually really good?
Yeah, they've been all over the place. I'm surprised you haven't heard of them, actually. They're
haven't.
Called Flippy Dudes, AEW.
Okay.
AEW, not AEW.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Did OTT and stuff. No, they're
Good for
two
them.
good lads. You wouldn't know watching this, but Fidget, yeah, it's the name of the bat from Basil the Great Mouse Detective, isn't it? Fidget.
I've not seen That's a Great Master.
You're not saying that?
No.
Oh, no, I'm moving swiftly on
A
them.
couple of years since I've seen that. Like,
Yeah. Hook and Danhausen buy sweet new rides to celebrate their win.
Right.
And they, go on, talk us through it.
Well, there's the backstage interviewer woman, and she's like...
Lexi Nair.
Sorry, Lexi Nair. And she's like, guys, I'm meant to be interviewing Hookhausen, but I just don't know where they are. And then Danhausen pulls up.
A second later, they appears.
Yes, new rides we have. He's not Yoda. What does he say? Like, well,
pretty much what you said.
PT Cruisers or Corvettes.
yeah.
Waluigi now.
And then she's like, where's Hook? And he's like, oh, you see here. Oh, whoa.
Let you go.
He drives off, right? Oh, God.
And then what does Hook do?
Just is the sexiest man alive. That's what he does. He pulls up like that.
Ooh, boom, boom.
Like he pulls up like a stereotypical bad boy boyfriend in like an 80s rom-com.
Yeah.
And he just pulls up and then he like tilts his shades down at her and he drives off.
Yeah.
And she looks confused. I can only imagine because he's just so cool. She's like, hang on,
yeah.
how's this happened?
She's contemplating a relationship with Big Cass. That's what she was doing.
What?
She's in a relationship with Big Cass in real life.
She's
W.M. Morrissey, sorry to
she's
give
going
this.
to risk it all for Hook.
Yeah, she's been wooed by Hook.
If she has, she's not really got a type there. Like, very different men.
Pretty much like Johnny Vegas. Not Johnny Vegas, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Vegas. I would love to see Johnny Vegas play Johnny Bravo.
All that was missing from that Hook bit was like, hey, baby. Oh, monkey.
I was in happiness.
Have it.
Have it was Peter Kay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's replaced all the
your
Japanese
Northwestern
wrestling knowledge in his head has removed all the
Yeah.
British knowledge. There's only room for so much of their
both
Ross.
from the Northwest, though, you know.
If they worked in Japan, I would be more familiar, obviously.
They could be a tag team, Johnny Vegas and Peter Kay.
Yeah, they could.
They'd be like the Road Warriors of comedy.
Can I just say, right? Shout out to Satnam Singh.
Why?
No, you can't say that.
Shout out to Satnam Singh.
Uh-huh.
Because he proved he's quite nimble on his feet.
For a big man.
For a large man.
Yeah, he's like Peter Crouch.
I liked his finish as well. It was like a spinny razor's edge, wasn't it? Devastating. So, I know we skimmed over his match, but shout out to the Satnam.
Yeah, compared to the people we were talking
The
about last
Satnam.
week, like your Omises and your Great Khali's and that, he's actually, smoothish.
Yeah. He's like
Well, he's
a
had
young-
about a minute of in-ring time so far. I mean,
He's like when the young Great
Not like
Khali was
Raj.
competing in the New Japan ring when he would hop over the top rope.
New Japan Great Khali. Well, that's a completely
Before his
different kind of
legs
fish.
were amputated and replaced by the legs of a chicken. Poor Great Khali.
Chris Statlander beats Red Velvet, but the baddies beat her down afterwards. Anna Jay runs out and also gets beaten down.
Yeah, Anna Jay's rubbish, isn't she?
yes.
Not at the wrestling. She's improved a lot. But her character's weak sauce.
Weak sauce. Daddy's ketchup, weak sauce.
Yes.
Athena arrives, but referees hold her back as she has a stare down with Jade Cargill. Woo.
Why are the referees letting Anna Jay save the day? But when Athena comes out, they're like, you've got to stop you. What's going on there
No
then?
faith in Anna Jay to kick things off, I reckon. Just too.
So just let her.
Just too
Yeah.
sour.
Just let her go.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, we know how this is going to work. But Athena, ooh.
I'd like a little bit, just a smidge more logic. And there was a...
You're watching the wrong show
To
for
be
that,
fair,
pal.
this week's, not Rampage, it was Dynamite more, wasn't it? But there was a lot of stuff like this on Dynamite with just 20 wrestlers in one segment and they're all got different allegiances.
Oh, by the way, my match still the comedy. Yeah,
That's
there's a
why
lot of...
that segment with Jericho, the second segment with Jericho,
Yeah.
is why I've been off a bit on this podcast because my head's still spinning from watching that segment.
I thought you
Everything
meant
getting thrown
why
at you
you,
at once.
I thought you meant why you'd been off work for 3 weeks. I was like, I thought that was the
I saw
Tesco
that Jericho segment was being
Yeah.
bed like that.
Right, Ross,
knocked
you
his
can either
side.
take Satnam Singh's finishing move or have Jericho talk a promo through. Oh, it's Satnam. And you keep-
Statlander in this match, though, I thought she was incredible.
Oh, she was great.
Suplex on the floor to start the match, fantastic. Climbing the ropes and dumping Red Velvet Dune like she's a sack of spuds,
Yep.
fantastic. The wheelbarrow German, second place in move of the week this week. Second place.
Aye.
Yeah.
I still think she's a heel.
Statlander.
Personally, for me, like Tanahashi, even though she's a face, she's a heel. Because of that nasty thing she said to, not Masha Slater.
Layla Hirsch.
Yeah, Layla Hirsch,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think she was.
Your
bored.
parents were right to leave you in that orphanage. But
But Zia Lee, it's like levels
I
of...
know.
It's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it was harsh. And she's
right.
never said sorry.
Yeah, right. In the main event, Trent Beretta and FTR beat Will Ospreay and Aussie Open.
It's a curious decision.
I thought it was funny because the entire match is based around, here we go, whatever, these New Japan people. But Trent Beretta, am I right? You're like,
Yeah.
now's the time you're pushing him?
And
like,
I'm all
okay.
for it because he is one of my boys' stable, probably, now that I think about it.
Okay.
I just think, I've said this before and everyone laughed at me, but I think I relate to him quite a lot.
You've said this, yeah.
And you
good.
went, ha, yay. Yes,
I probably did do that, yeah. 'cause
You
it took me-
did.
I didn't laugh this time because I was prepared for it.
I know that he's like in great shape and he's really handsome and stuff, but just from watching his interviews with Chuck Taylor when they interview someone, things that he doesn't like one wrestler tries to put his arm around him and he kind of goes, get off, I don't like that. And I'm like, yes.
And you think about if wrestlers stand up or sit when they wipe.
No, I've never thought about that, but I do get interested when they ask other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I find it really funny how at the end of every one they take their shirts off and tweet The Rock.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing to do as well.
And then he replied, so to find
Did
someone
he?
else to do.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, Trent Barretta is a great guy, and I'm glad that... No, I'm not glad that he won this match, because it was a weird booking decision.
Yeah.
Justice for Aussie Open and Ospreay and that.
It's weird. Why?
Losing your debut match. Welcome to the AEW.
At first, when I first saw his... the first thing I saw was a screenshot of the finish, because I think it was like he had him like that after the... whatever he calls it. I know, you know the move.
The Coke Zero.
The Coke Zero, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
And I couldn't quite make out. All I could see was that it wasn't Mark Davis.
Yeah.
It was a slimmer gent. And I thought it was Ospreay. I was like, Trent Barretta's just pinned Will Ospreay in his debut. But no.
I didn't realise how chalky? That's not the right word. Beefy. How chalky
beefy.
Kyle Fletcher is. He's a big fella.
He is,
he's been doing his development of being a big lad for a while now.
He used to be like a string bean.
Yeah.
Aye. Like I used to think, because he wrestled for the old WCPW.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Back in those days, I thought he looked like a 2003-ish Cristiano Ronaldo.
He does have very high cheekbones, doesn't he?
Yeah, the cheekbone. Yeah.
I think that he's got... I always saw him as a natural babyface because of his exciting, flashy style and stuff. But when he's pulling these heelish faces, I'm like, oh, you are good at the horrible faces, you. So yeah, I think it works. But he lost. He's not as good as Trent Barretta, apparently.
That is weird, that, though.
It is weird. Is it because, in hindsight, then Ospreay would get a win on Dynamite?
I was going to say, I'm not that vested in just, hey, some New Japan dudes coming over and wrestling and having this thing, because I'm not that into New Japan. But I am interested, just on a nerdy level, seeing on who's winning and who's losing these matches. Because there's going to be a lot of give, take,
As we said last week,
it's
the intrigue is
yeah.
how much of a bitch boy Tony Khan is.
Yeah, so Trent Barretta going... All right, as a sign of faith, Trent Barretta's going to beat
Honestly,
Aussie Open and Ospreay.
At the minute, Tony Khan and Gado are playing a real-life game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, literally just like, you've activated my dusty finish, I see.
Yeah. Oh, you want Jay White to wrestle on the show?
I guess that probably is why they lost, and just to get those two out of there to have the straight-up singles match.
Man, before this podcast goes out, I need to Photoshop Gado and Tony Khan onto Yu-Gi-Oh! Figures, and I need to do that. I've got a day.
Yes.
Don't you steal it. Richard.
Which is just making timestamps and going,
Richard hasn't
Yu-Gi-Oh!
tweeted since 2014. I know, 2017, that's when Austin gave you the
Yeah, you
big
can't do it
retweet.
because Austin will see that and unfollow you. Yeah.
Retired at his peak.
Just the simmering jealousy that we've always had for Richard being followed by Stone Cold Steve.
Stone Cold Steve.
Stone Cold Steve.
Cousin of Seasick.
Yeah. Oh, I like C6 Steve. He's a very talented man.
Monday Night Raw. The pose down goes down to no sound from the home crowd.
Come on, Jack.
Whoa!
But originally it was pose before hose, and then I was like, that's a bit sexist. I shouldn't really do that one.
The show opens with Miz TV and his guest, Paul Heyman, who says that it doesn't matter who wins Money in the Bank, they won't beat Roman Reigns. That's a spoiler. Riddle interrupts, and Heyman tells him that if he doesn't beat Roman on Friday, he'll never get another title shot as long as Reigns is champion. Ooh.
Now, I thought Riddle... Now, when you've got Riddle's voice, it's not a serious voice, is it? Just in general.
No, man, no.
Dude, whoa.
Wild
But I
Stallions.
thought he turned it on well with his promo. He had the fire, so some might say. As much as that voice will allow you to have the fire.
And I took that fire and I used it to light my promo package.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I think Heyman's just telling him the truth.
Imagine if he beat him, though, after this revelation this week that he's only booked for one Raw and he's potentially speculatory. That's not even a word, is it? Speculatory. We are
Mamma mia.
Is that a
speculatores.
bit Inglourious Bastards when they're saying they pretend to be Italian? Dominic the Cook.
Speculator. One more time, please. Speculator.
Bravo.
Yeah, bravo.
We've been chatting bollocks here today saying that Roman might have gone, no, that doesn't work for me, pal. Imagine if after all that, he wins. Imagine.
I literally can't.
Out of him, Orton and Drew.
Take this, Maffew.
Oh, you know what? Riddle could be the Uwu champion.
Out of the next three, assuming that it's going to be Riddle, maybe Orton and Drew in Wales, he's like my third in likelihood. Like I can see him the least beating Roman, I suppose. But I think whoever beats Roman is only going to beat him for one of the belts. Like, I think Cody might beat him for just the WWE one or something. I don't know. It's a weird one.
It really is. But he's just, hey, Riddle, are you free? No, because if not, it's going to be Nakamura losing. So, just doing the job we need to.
Ricochet now, hey.
Until Ricochet,
hey, he's not got a championship now, hey.
Is Riddle
Gunther.
Is Riddle and Roman
3 belts.
Riddle and Roman happening on this week's SmackDown?
According to Heyman.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Why is that not
can't
on Money
be
in the
right.
Bank? Why is Roman not on Money in the Bank?
Don't work for me, pal.
Yeah. Because they could have a really good pay-per-view. Like, I can totally say, like, you know, when Riddle used to be in, like, these, like, Progress tournaments and stuff, and there'd always be a match where he'd just knee them straight away and just win. And there could be a scare for Roman, like, really early on. Like
I was there for that.
Were you?
Where it was the main event of the first
Trent
night.
Seven, like, proper laid into him
About
before the match.
5-minute promo going... Obviously, it's funny in hindsight going, yeah, you're never going to get a job in WWE because you can't stop doing drugs. You're useless. I've got a job with WWE. I'm great.
Isn't it when he
I'm
was
me.
like, I've got Triple H on my phone.
Got Triple H on my phone. Now go in the corner, get ready for the bell to ring and get ready to lose, you bloody idiot, and all this other stuff. And bell rings. It's in 1, 2, 3.
It's so good.
So
it is
great.
really, and it was when...
Oh, it was amazing.
It was when Trent Seven was at, like, his peak of smugness as well.
Trent Seven's promo, I miss them so much.
Oh, yeah. I loved the one where... Sorry, this is off topic, but... there was the title match coming up, a tag title match, and they were the champions, him and I think either Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the first match of the 3 chooses the first stipulation, and whoever wins the second match chooses the second stipulation, and then the third match has both these stipulations and it's for the titles. So Mustache Mountain or whoever win the first one, and Trent Seven gets on the mic and goes, the stipulation we're choosing is a normal singles match, normal tag team match. I was like, that's genius.
Yeah. I think he put his arms out. I was like, yeah. I think the best one was they put Mustache Mountain against
Johnny Moss and Liam Slater in WCPW. What a match that was.
They did, didn't they? They also went up against the Grizzled Young Veterans. I'm trying to think, did they have a name before that? Or they were always being grizzled? Oh, them. And I think it was just so the promos could happen between him and Gibson.
Yeah.
He went, you've got a dad bod. That's what you describe yourself as having a dad bod. My dad worked for 30 years in the post office and he never had a bod like that. And if he did, he would have shot himself. And Trent said, yeah, but if he did that, he would have got a WWE contract like me, would he? Oh, God, those days. They're never coming back.
He pretends to get a phone call from Triple H and ends up by going, stay cerebral,
Heyman brings out the Usos, but the Street Profits arrive to even the odds. Jimmy Uso takes on Montez Ford in a singles match and wins. It was a good match, but it was weird seeing the Street Profits who have been a bit on the edge, like, yeah, all right, we're all goody-goody, but we do want those tag belts, suddenly being like, oh yeah, screw the Usos, me and Riddle, we got you, Riddle.
Yeah. Well, I guess that you could say that, you know, Riddle's no longer a tag team champion, so they're fine.
They should
with
just thrown Riddle on top of him.
Yeah.
Jim
I
was
missed. Oh, well.
Jim was a heel, Tez was a face. Could they have made any more obvious? I don't know if they could.
Jim was a heel, Tez was a face.
Aye, that's what the match was. Very paint by numbers, I thought. Bit of a throwback affair.
Boys.
Yeah. I thought the finish was a bit crap as well.
What was the finish again?
I can't remember. I've not written it down, but I've written down it left a lot to be desired.
I remember expecting Jay to be more involved, but Jimmy just sort of beat him.
Oh yes, it was knees up Mother Brown.
The old knees up Mother Brown.
Going for the frog splash, then knees up and then pin.
Yeah.
Very rare you see that these days. So left a lot to be desired, that did.
You wouldn't see that on the King's Road.
No, you wouldn't.
Not in Chelsea, the King's Road in All Japan.
Seth Rollins does a sit-down interview backstage. And
What do you mean?
And laughs about his attack on Cody.
What do you mean?
Maffew,
Whom he calls a virus.
You need to stop being so stubborn. Are you a Taurus by any chance, you stubborn little man? Sorry.
What's that from?
I don't know,
A tourist?
Apparently, no, Taurus. Apparently, if you're into star signs,
Taurus.
Tauruses are the bulls, so they're stubborn or something. Or is it goats that are stubborn? Are you a Capricorn? I don't know. Anyway.
Picking all of them now, are you?
I'm a Libra, mate. I'm
Well,
scales.
they're all fake, so it doesn't matter.
I know. You get told off for saying that now, though. I've seen so many tweets and stuff before of like people saying, to be fair, it's more of like a feminist thing. I think it's like men hate horoscopes. Remember, rather hate on horoscopes than get therapy and stuff. Anyway, where was I going with this? Why do you?
I don't know where I'm going. I'm a Taurus.
Why do you hate Seth Rollins so much?
He's rubbish at promos. This is where he laughed a lot and polished his hammer.
Sorry.
Anyway, he says
he's wrong.
To be fair, this
and
week...
it's great because then he goes like, nah, and then he rubs his little head, and then he goes like, screw Cody, I'm glad he's deed. And then AJ Styles bops him from the front and goes, that's for Cody.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah.
From the front.
That's not Rollins' fault.
we've picked a bad week to ask if Seth Rollins a good promo or a bad promo.
It was
I
his
thought
best,
this week was pretty bad.
Oh,
This
did
week was like a 2016 Bray Wyatt special. ramble means absolutely bugger all.
I'm trying to think of a time. If you're a bad wrestler in Matthew's eyes, are you a bad wrestler forever?
Yes.
Or is there a
Forever,
time
ever.
someone's come back forever? Forever never feels
No,
that long.
I've said many times, I was wrong about that, or that person had a bad week, but the good Seth Rollins promos haven't started yet. He's still stuck in laugh every 3 seconds.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did very well last week.
Oh, no, last week was good.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I can say he's rubbish for another 10 weeks now.
Sorry
It's
for
all right.
calling you a stubborn little mouse. Horrible when it came out of my mouth. I was like,
I thought you said tourist.
Tourist.
I was just trying to figure out.
Tourist?
And I thought was, is everybody hates a tourist? Especially one of the things that was all such a laugh. Becky Lynch takes on Dana Brooke for the 24/7 title, hopefully to right the wrong from last week, but abandons the match and beats her down instead. Becky cuts a promo complaining about the lack of respect she gets and says she'll win Money in the Bank. She continues to attack on Dana, but Asuka runs out to make the save and Becky runs away.
Now, this was a bit weird on it too, well, because I talked myself into convincing myself it was going to be real last week on the podcast when I was like, they're going to do Becky Lynch hitting rock bottom, which is like...
Oh, yes, she did do that.
But I thought they were doing this because she came out looking a bit disheveled. She didn't look quite as fancy as normal, but then she just beat the piss out of Dana Brooke really, really hard. And then Asuka came out and, well, then she buried the 24/7 title a bit more by saying she doesn't care about it. Who gives a toss? Get it out of here, she said.
Who cares?
Exactly. But then Asuka comes out and appears... Now, the story is Becky overcoming Asuka, which is backwards. Because it's normally the babyface overcoming the all-conquering heel, is it not?
Oh, I thought it was Asuka not being able to get her hands on that damn Becky Lynch.
Do you really? I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, fair enough. I thought Becky ran
Asuka's
away.
one-upped Becky again, hasn't she?
I guess she has. That is true.
Because she's a baddie, so she has to run away whenever confronted.
Yeah. She's in the body section.
Ooh.
You see, who tweeted? I think it was Nyla Rose tweeted Jade Cargill saying, when you do a show in Scotland, you should do a laddies section. It's really funny. It tickled me for some reason.
I can't read her tweets. I'm lactose intolerant. And but also I liked Becky saying that she's always climbing. She's able-footed. And because she calls herself the greatest of all time, does this mean she's a mountain goat?
Yodelay, lolay.
Oh, very good.
That's it, 2 for 2. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan beat Nikki Ash and Doudrop in a tag match to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Nikki Ash has new gold gear now.
Black gear with
Black
gold
and gold
outline.
gear, right, yeah.
So she's getting away from it a little bit.
And she lost.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing not.
These two, though, are blonde. So,
Oh, you're right, That's how.
Nikki Ash, they could be
Almost said
doing so
something.
much more with this delusional superhero stuff as a
yes.
heel.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But they're just not, and it's frustrating. It was weird how they did like this in the tag team match as well. Just like get it over with, 2-for-1 special.
Yeah.
Let's get over them quick with. But I don't know what to say about the match.
Whenever there's a weird gimmick decision in WWE, like the Nikki Ash one, the weirdest part is always after the push is over. Because then you've just got this random superhero milling about in the mid-card.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on? Very odd.
It's like, I paid for the outfit, I'm keeping it. It's
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, Doudrop was boked strong once again, though.
She has been good.
I saw
last few weeks.
But
You were saying
What?
you saw that she'd been on the main roster already for a year.
Yeah, on the 14th of June.
Good God.
I know.
Oh, yeah. That's what a year feels like, apparently, now.
I hate the concept of time.
They do, I know it sounds obvious, right? But the older you get, the shorter they are.
Oh, yes.
Because you've had more of them and it's less of your life taken up.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Can we do like a Hall of Shame one week where it's stuff we don't like and we put the concept of time?
Yeah.
That'll be the only entry. We love everything else.
But everything else but the concept of time. And Tanahashi. Ezekiel has his rematch against Kevin Owens, which he got via lying in deceit last
did.
week. Good babyface move. Owens loses by count out after arguing with the commentary team.
That was a plot point because Kevin Owens was a liar for the longest time.
I know.
So don't be a Zeke geek, be a Zeke freak.
Oh,
Right? Don't be a geek.
I can't fight those words. Owens loses by count out after arguing with the commentary team because he's on the outside and the commentary go, well, look, Ezekiel doing good. So it's not Ezekiel, it's Elias. And he gets counted out, which anybody else doing this would have been ridiculous, but it got the most heat of the match, and Owens is so good at throwing a tantrum
Yes, he is.
and
he
getting
is,
rage.
yeah.
Ezekiel cuts a promo after the match and says that Elias will be back next week.
And as a result of that promo, a certain former WWE superstar trended on Twitter. Can you name whom?
Damien Elias Dow. What the name will be.
That's the one. Could it be him portraying Elias?
That would be genius. That would be genius.
Just have the lights dimmed a little bit so just see the beard. Hello, I'm Elias.
How much
Oh,
of
they'll
a,
do the Nick Jackson thing. It's an arm. Hey, it's Elias. Oh, yeah. How are you? Yeah.
how much of a beard can he grow in a week? Because you can see the stubble's already there.
Yeah. I was saying on the news the other day, like, if you're at a live event this weekend, if they're on, I don't know if they're on, I've not looked at the schedule.
Take pictures of his Ezekiel.
If Ezekiel's there with a bit more stubble than normal, I think we can guess what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, they'll do when Cactus Jack returned in '97, it's Dude Love Mankind having a chroma keyed promo. Wait, who's making his debut? Oh, I don't know, baby.
This was the perfect gimmick for the Thunderdome era. This Ezekiel Elias.
right,
Like, all the stuff they could have done, like in the green screens and whatnot. In the green screens. The green screens and whatnot.
Do you think Vince, because he's busy, has got a bit preoccupied and he thinks he's released Elias? So Ezekiel's just stuck doing this gimmick?
I think Scandal, I know Scandal, he probably thought that anyway.
Yeah. Do you think... I'm going to make a little prediction about where this is going to go next week.
Go on.
Which is that Owens receives word that Elias has arrived at the venue. Then we get several skits throughout the night of Owens looking for him backstage and running into mishaps and stuff.
That's good, yeah.
And then towards the end, in the third hour of Raw, like something happens and either there is the reveal of Elias or it's just Ezekiel again. I think that's what we're going to get.
That's actually really good because then it'd be like, he's bring around going, Otis, have you seen? Yeah, he was just here. He played us a song. What? No. He went that way. And he's always just about, and you see like, a car driving off at the very end. He's like, well, where is he? Oh, you not seen the entire night? Oh, that's amazing.
Now, if that doesn't happen or something resembling it, we're going to be really disappointed, I think.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be just, whatever. Next week he's showing up.
Yeah.
They'll forget it.
I wouldn't mind if he just lied and then just put a fake beard on and went, hello, I'm Elias. Wouldn't mind it. Fits the story, so it does.
Or they'll get someone who looks nothing like him.
Is it a lie?
Like, hey, here's my friend. It's Omos. Hey, look, it's Elias. Looks just like he used to. And I was like, everyone else is acting like, yeah, how you doing? You looking good? Aye, put on a bit of weight. That's good. And I was just going, I hate you all.
He did say he's looking a little bit older, so...
Oh my God, who's it going to be?
Could
The
just be-
Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
It's going to be Ezekiel, but
Honky
with
Tonk
Kevin
Man.
Owens. You know when Kevin Owens sprayed his head? Great.
Yeah.
Ken.
Yeah.
Ken Barlow. So it'd be...
He don't drink in the wool pack.
Right. By the way, we need to talk about the AA Ezekiel did to Kevin Owens on the stairs.
Oh, yes. In the middle of a match. Just in the middle of a Raw match.
On Raw?
Yeah, why didn't they do that on pay-per-view?
I can't think of any more or anything else Kevin Owens could do to make Ezekiel look better, sound more of a threat, be more convincing as an act.
I don't think it was meant to go down like that, though. I think he was meant to just
Kevin Owens knows what he's doing.
land on the bloody top of it, was he not? Surely.
What did he do? I thought he did.
No, he landed on like the stair, like on the corner of the stair. It was horrible.
He's like the Road Warriors. He dines on danger and snacks on death.
Do you remember when, I think it was, I can't remember which one of them did it, but do you remember it was like Aleister Black and Adam Cole in NXT in that hardcore match, and they turned two chairs round, and then one of them took a move on the...
Because he's CZW trained, that's why.
He loves that as well, doesn't he, Kevin Owens? A bit of a chair
he
statue
does.
thing.
Yeah, he does. He's weird. He's a weird man.
That was where Corey Graves' line came in. I don't know if it's true or not because I only follow Japanese history. But he says, I followed history. There's Abe Lincoln and there's Kevin Owens. That made me laugh because I thought there's probably a good reference there, but I don't know if it is or isn't.
I don't know.
Was Abe Lincoln a good old truth teller?
Which was the president?
No,
who was
George
a wrestler?
Washington one who couldn't tell a lie.
He couldn't tell a lie. Was it?
Is that what you meant to say?
I don't know.
Who was it Theodore?
Cherry Tree.
Was it Theodore Roosevelt who was a wrestler, or who wrestled a bear?
Lincoln.
Lincoln was a wrestler.
Lincoln was a wrestler. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what he means.
Was that all he said?
Yeah, I just assumed it was
rubbish.
like a reference to telling the truth.
Write him some better lines, Ross.
It was George Washington who was the truth teller
Yeah.
because he cut down a tree or something.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, did you do that? Yep. Megan the president.
Yep. MVP beats Cedric Alexander after action from Omos. Cedric Alexander just exists to lose.
This was a good job application, I thought, from Cedric because he came out in his up, down, down wrestling gear. He had the up, down, down colour scheme on. So he was like, please take me, Austin. Creed.
Yeah, well done. Good save. Is that little robot from Rick and Morty? And he was just like, what do you want me to do? So just lose to people who used to be...
Oh, the Mr. Meeseeks.
No. There's that little tiny thing. He's just like, what can I do? Just get me the salt.
Oh, yes.
Is that it? Yeah. And he goes, oh, God.
That's his purpose in life.
Yeah, you're losing a minute every night.
It's a weird storyline, this, though. Because it's Cedric Alexander, who at the pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell, was shown, like, getting kicked away for once and good. Like start again. Just kicked away for good by MVP and Omos. Then there was that segment with Bobby Lashley where it was like, I'm gonna fight my way back to whatever. Here we go. I'm Cedric Alexander.
You, Bob.
And now there's this, and the crowd didn't make a noise because he's just either a massive loser or he's just never seen, or when he is seen, he's a massive loser.
This man took Kota Ibushi to his limit.
Oh yes, Kota Ibushi. I know him well.
Yes, although he's more of a DDT / New Japan kind of figure, not an All Japan or Noah kind of figure.
Tough
which is more
times,
your
my
area.
friend.
Ross is you don't need to tell Ross who
Sorry,
Kota
of course
Ibushi
not.
is.
Yes, of course.
Mansplaining Kota Ibushi to Ross.
Japansplaining.
Ross Barber.
Oh, eh?
What?
Japansplaining.
Oh, that was good. Anyway, yes, I think you suck.
It's not very charming, is it, when I go, no, listen to my joke and react to it.
Because I'm laughing over it, I'm
Bad
sorry.
podcaster ruining from me.
Yeah.
No, from me. From me. Don't you worry.
You're lovely.
You're lovely too.
Mwah. Seth Rollins wins a back-and-forth match against AJ Styles to qualify for Money in the Bank. This was good.
Yes, it was a good match.
I think these two saw Kevin Owens take that corner stair bump and thought, I'll show you, you'll see. Over the bloody announce table they were going. There was the sheer amount of moves that happened at one stage during just like 30 seconds, just move and move and move.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not WrestleMania, lads. You know,
Calm it down.
we can have a 7. We don't need a 10.
Yeah.
Fair play for giving one.
No, the show needed a 10. So, yeah, fair play to you. Thank you.
They've had a great one before. Was it I remember some sort of like bounce off the ropes into the Styles Clash or something.
Ricochet.
Oh, sorry, that was Ricochet and AJ. Sorry. Yeah, you're
no,
right.
but these two have had bangers before.
Yes, yeah.
But it's been on like Raw or... Yeah, it would have been on Raw. They haven't had any pay-per-view matches.
This could be a huge pay-per-view
I can
match.
picture Rollins reversing something and then AJ I don't know.
No, I
It
can't
reverses a laugh
Yeah.
into a Styles Clash.
They must have had some good matches before. Yeah.
Yeah. Riddle beats Ciampa with Miz on commentary. I don't know what's happening with Ciampa right now. He didn't do anything with the Theory Ali match, even though that's all he'd been building up to. And now he just loses to Riddle.
What's
with
his-
Miz now hating Ciampa.
I wanna
Whatever,
know- I
Ciampa,
wanna
thanks for
know-
making the numbers.
I want to know his character. I want to know his motivation. What are his dreams? What does he want on the main roster? Why is he doing this?
Also, Miz is commentating on Riddle. Those two are stuck together with the balls, chance, stuff like that. So I'm suspecting Miz is going to just interrupt this Roman Reigns SmackDown title shot.
Oh, I don't know. Reigns can beat Riddle clean and no one would care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they want to protect them in the slightest, which they should, because
They should do. But
lack of people right now headlining.
There was first and foremost, third place of move of the week was I've called it the toe-crushing finale, which Ciampa did to Riddle, where he just grabbed his toe and went on the mat from a great height. Yeah. That was good. Also, what was good was Miz. So Graves goes, how is Maurice to Miz? And Miz just looked at him dead in the eye, and he said, Maurice is fantastic. She loves my huge, gigantic, massive balls. And he leant in a bit closer to Corey when he said massive balls, and I thought the delivery was spot on there.
Oh, God.
But I guess it was a shift in more Kavorka from Riddle because he was just beating the piss out of him for the early stages. But I still don't think many people are buying him beating Roman Reigns. But then again, he could do.
I don't think he can.
But if he does more of this, it would make sense.
Yeah.
It's what Drew should be doing, by the way.
The Miz is now... So in ancient Greece, right? In ancient
here we
Greece,
go.
In ancient Greek theatre, there's the chorus, which is the ancient device that would come on between acts or between scenes and do a poem or a song that would explain to the audience what was going on. And the Miz is just the chorus now. He's the Greek chorus because he's not in his own feuds. He just comments on other people's feuds via the medium of Miz TV, which is a shame. But is that his best role at the minute? I don't know.
I just like you bring up Greek chorus.
Thank you. I do have an A-level in classical civilization.
Zero to hero, Jack the Jobber. Bianca Belair cuts a promo in the ring, presented by Rhea Ripley on the Tron. She says that now Judgment Day have kicked out Edge, they're all equals, and also says that she'll beat Belair to become a 2-time Raw Women's Champion. I'm sure the match is going to be good because these two always have bangers, but it is weird because it's like, you know what? You know how we won that match with Edge? Yeah, we got rid of Edge, so now we're better.
It's a really dangerous gimmick now, the Judgment Day, because Damian Priest in the same promo points out the flaws in the company's writing there because Edge was telling the people that were following him not to follow the rules. Therefore, presumably, every single leader of the Judgment Day will be kicked out by the followers and that cycle will never end.
Like the Bullet Club. Yeah.
Hey.
And it's like a paradox. But he answered our question as well from last week, or Rhea might have done. where one of them said, we're all equals in now. So we know who the leader is. It's all of them. And none of them, all at once.
If they're all equals, then they can't kick you.
The New
It's
Day.
like the 5 families.
I'm just trying to think of trios in WWE now. Come Tuesday, Mr. Stone and what's-her-face? Oliver Cromwell. They'll come along and just kick them out, and they'll become the Judgment Day.
That's
then
right.
another threesome.
So it's like the Sugar Babes. Like it doesn't matter if there's any original members.
No, not at all. They're making
Uriah Heep.
They're making a comeback, the Sugar Babes.
No, they're not.
They are. Richard, can you please Google it? Because I can't
many
remember.
of them?
There's 3 of them, but I can't remember which.
Is it like Mutya and...
It has to be Mutya.
It has to be Mutya and... I can't remember any of their other names.
It has to be Mutya, the Scouse one.
The Great Mutya.
Yeah, the Heidi.
Heidi's the Scouse one, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember the other one's name.
That's
The classic lineup. It's the OG Sugar Babes.
Mutya, Keisha, and...
Keisha. That was
Keisha.
it.
Yeah.
And
But I think
Doherty.
Heidi
was a replacement for another OG, wasn't she?
Yeah, Heidi wasn't an OG.
No.
I don't know if any of the...
The Sugar Babes.
It's more convoluted than the NWO, the Sugar Babes history. Too sweet as well, Sugar Babes.
Yeah.
Come on.
It certainly were.
Oh, God. Favorite Sugar Babes song? Freak Like Me. What a tune.
Push the button for me. You know,
Great
Jeff.
song. Push the button.
Maffew? Round.
You said the ones I was going
round,
to say,
round.
so I was trying to go. Yeah.
Hole in the head.
because that was just...
Hole in the head, yeah. That other one.
That was just...
Destination.
No.
It's a one-way ticket to a madman's situation.
Oh, yes. That rings a bell.
That was a cover, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
I like the lyric from Push the Button. My sexy ass has got him in a new dimension. what a brag. What a claim. What a claim that is as well.
Oh.
I didn't like the music video though. It felt very sterile. They're on that big
I thought the
office
music
block with
videos
the
were a bit
white
rubbish.
walls.
Well, they were shagging in the office block, weren't
Oh,
they?
yeah, of course they were. Yeah, had to
Yeah.
clean. Yeah. Anyway.
Pushing a
They were
button.
just kicking over men in the corridors and whatnot and taking their shirts off. It was...
Yeah, but the men were into it.
Despicable.
No, the men wanted it. It was fine.
Oh. Anyway, I saw people being upset that Rhea Ripley's promo wasn't very good, and I watched this after hearing people being negative. You know what? It just sounds like Rhea Ripley being an evil goth. It's funny because Rhea Ripley was a good goth before, but now she's an evil goth. She speaks a bit different. But I thought this was all right.
it was
but
what it was, yeah.
it's just very by the numbers.
I'm just-
We're evil, we are.
I'm like, can we have the match already? Because I'm really looking forward to another Bianca Rhea showdown because they are good.
And
they're-
one where people don't know the outcome.
Yes.
Because they knew the outcome at Portland back in day.
Wait, why do we know the outcome?
Because Rhea was going to WrestleMania, wasn't she?
Got you. Right. Okay.
Bianca was just there.
That's right. Who
They
did
also had
something kind
I
of...
think were they the final two of
Was that
the...
Sugar Babes?
No, something
No,
kind
that
of.
wasn't.
Ooh, jumping on my choo.
That was Girls Aloud.
That's right.
Girls Aloud had
What
too
you
many hits,
gonna
man.
do?
Girls Aloud could have dished out the hits. They were greedy for the hits.
Yeah.
They were Mr. Hits.
They're greedy.
Yeah.
Like a Carter.
That
Yeah.
popped me, NGL.
Oh, yeah, there was a little in-joke in there as well, yeah.
Oh.
Popping the Ross.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, popping the Ross.
Richard might have got it as well, but I'm not sure. It was from years ago.
Someone we used to work with used to label themselves Mr.
Mr.
Hits.
Hits.
in the office.
Oh.
In article form, it's not a presenter. No one will really know who they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Chad Gable beats Mustafa Ali. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the little time they got here was very good. I have no idea what's happening to Mustafa.
No. I didn't want either man to lose this match.
Nah.
Both of them deserve pushes. So, I don't know.
Mustafa Ali's last non-DQ win on television, so Raw or pay-per-view, was back on April the 25th when he beat The Miz. Since then, he's lost to Miz. Miz and Theory in a handicap match. Ciampa, Via, 2 matches to Theory, and now 1 to Gable.
He's a big loser, man. He
In
should
the
never have made a fool out of Vince. Now he's going to lose all of his imaginary fights and get paid money for it. What a loser. Yeah.
Who's laughing now?
Lift dogs. So he put on Twitter last night, he was lifting this big weight bag.
Like Adam Pacini.
I was going to say, yeah.
He's lifting the dogs. I was like, is your dog John Cena? Because I can't bloody see it, Mustafa. And he didn't reply, even though I've got a tick. I'm on your level there, Mustafa.
You have to ask Jack for a favour.
What?
Because you respond to Jack. He's got a
All
tick.
right.
No, Ross got a tick.
You both got ticks.
I haven't got a tick,
me,
just
me,
Ross.
I'm up here, you're down there. Nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, not got.
Also, I try and read this through the tears. Via Mahan beats Rey Mysterio after attacking Dominic at ringside. This is Via, the babyface.
Yeah.
Proud babyface Via.
The Mysterios deserve this.
Yeah.
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 Good for Via.
I mean, yeah.
okay.
At least the Mysterios didn't cheat this week because that must be
Right.
the first time since about 2016 they haven't cheated.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say
Ray or
apart
Dom or
from
both?
good on Via, and I hope he can put this behind him and just carry on. I'm sure that this isn't going to continue.
One thing I've noticed about Via is that he moves like the characters did in Here Comes the Pain.
I can't even think what
He's
that's.
always like that. He's going around the ring, and I'm like, Here Comes the Pain was good, but you don't have to do that there, Via. Put them in there.
He's always got the
Via comes the pain.
He's always got the back out, like the lats.
It's like, oh yeah.
Upper body business, pal.
His $1 million arm is sensational, though.
You know-
he's not got much going for him apart from the hair.
Yeah.
Both levels of the head, but the $1 million arm is. Oof.
Yeah, Ray dodged both of them because he's only up here. But you know the $1 million bodies. Speaking of which, the main event is Bobby Lashley and Theory's pose down. The crowd decide that Lashley is the winner, but Theory squirts baby oil in his eyes and drop kicks him out the ring. And then everyone's told, right, that was it. Thanks for coming.
That's the big. That
was the main event.
That's the show, folks.
Okay. Main
Did
event
you
Theory.
hear, by the way? There's
A
one
pin
for,
drop.
one
Yes,
for-
I did during this.
One for your "you talk too much" segment.
Oh,
but
go
I'm
on.
not sure if it was deliberate or not. So it's after he's squared the baby oil in his eyes. So Lashley's doing all this and he's got his eyes closed, so he can't see the dropkick coming. So Theory goes,
He cannot see.
"Here it comes," and then gives him the dropkick. I think he forgot that he was mic'd up because you hear him go, "Here it comes," and then he gives him the dropkick. But is he just taunting him like Spider-Man would in
Yeah.
a fight?
Or Dante Chen.
Or Dante
Yeah.
Chen warning him valiantly. Yeah. But I think because he said it in a slightly lower tone than his like, have that, yeah, wanker. Here it comes, drop kick. So
That's actually really funny. He's got spots. He's wired up.
and he had a Britney Spears wireless mic on. Yeah. So
John Cena comes back. I didn't need the microphone for people to hear me calling the spot.
Shinsuke, Shinsuke,
No, Shinsuke. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Wow, what a main event. We promised you a great main event.
I thought Bobby Lashley was a clear winner there for what it's worth, yeah.
Why was Theory shocked that he lost?
Because he's an idiot.
Obviously, he's got a brilliant physique and all that, but in WWE, it's not about like the winner of pose downs is always who the bigger one is. Who the bigger one is. Scott Steiner beat Triple H. Ultimate Warrior beat, was it Rick Rude? They had a pose down.
I'm not sure.
Warrior
No,
beats-
Rude. I
Warrior-
beat him. I
Warrior-
don't think where he went to the judges,
Warrior,
just beat him.
oh,
I
well,
think.
Warrior got a louder reception from the crowd
Yeah.
than.
He was losing and then
even
Rude
though he's
attacked
not as
him.
defined as Rick Rude, he was a monstrous muscular man.
Yeah.
Bobby
those
Lashley
vitamins.
could Theory not have looked at Lashley and thought, nah, I'm not going to win?
Actually, you put a good point. Has there ever been a time where the heels won?
I
It'd
don't
be really
know.
funny. I challenge you to a pose down and he wins. It's like, oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you got better lats than me.
I think there should be an inquiry into Adam Pearce as well because he sandbagged the entire segment. This was Theory's event. Theory's rules were at play. Pearce even said that, but then put his own rules on the segment. I thought that was out of order.
Pierce,
I hope he buys him some bread.
yeah.
Ciabatta
no.
this time, not some sourdough bollocks.
No, Shibata's a New Japan wrestler. I went, man.
I know that, man. That's why I said ciabatta. Because that's how you say the bread, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I always say ciabatta, but
Sandbags.
I'm always worried that it's actually like ciabatta or something like that.
Ciabatta.
I used to go to Rosh's Sandwiches in Morpeth, which is a wonderful
Rosh's?
sandwich. Rosh's. He used to play for Newcastle back in the day, and if you ever go there, he'll tell you. He'll bloody tell you, so he did.
Did he actually?
Yeah, well, kind of. He broke his neck or something, had to retire.
Oh, right, okay.
And he says ciabatta, so I go for
I say ciabatta.
Oh, okay.
But I think I get that from I heard like my dad say ciabatta, but it must be ciabatta.
I avoid these
How do
situations.
other parts of the country say CIA, BATTA?
I reckon it's a northeastern thing just to say
Ciabatta.
ciabatta. Because you can't, hello, could I have some ciabatta, please?
Han Solo and his mate,
Do you
ciabatta.
think, like when you've got to say pan au chocolat in a bit of a French accent, do you think that you have to go like ciabatta when you...
Maybe.
That's just a phrase of that, isn't it? Everyone goes,
What did he say? What was
everyone's
it
at the
again?
restaurant, could I have some bruschetta, please?
What was it again?
Fraser goes, bruschetta!
Yeah, he did. We laughed at him. Oh no, I can't. It's been getting noticed a lot that I've slagged off Fraser on this podcast, so I'm not going to do it
It's
this
a
week.
week. It's a recurrent segment. It's Ross's move of the week, and then Jack's moan about Fraser of the week.
Yeah, I
Send in
It's
your
just-
jingles, we'll use them.
He's really young. There we go.
Did I tell you about the time that I was in a restaurant once and I heard a man with your voice? He was like your voice twin. He had your voice. I thought it was you. I turned around
okay.
and it wasn't you. And I think he was on a date because
Oh, wait a minute.
you might be on a
Go
date.
on. Yeah.
It was in a Tabas restaurant near St James's Park.
There we go. Yeah, it's not me.
It was near St James's Park. And two people came in kind of kind of alternative, gothy looking.
Ooh.
But I think they were on a date. And I think that the one who was your voice to him was trying to impress the other one. Because I overheard him go, oh yeah, no, this is really nice. It's got a bit of margarita. And I was like, whoa. But it wasn't for a joke.
Maffew, could you say that in your voice, please?
It's all right, this place, it's got a lot of margarita.
Yeah. That's what I was like, that's Matthew Gregg, but it wasn't.
Did it work? Might use this.
Did it work? He was
But
punching
still-
out the two of them. It was...
All right, I'm going to tap us after this.
That's the secret, that. Just say things in an Italian accent.
If the lady...
Brownella, please.
If the lady wants a baby, I'm tapas the North. NXT 2.0. There's only one Nathan Frazier.
Also, margarita is not even tapas, it's Italian, so we
Yeah,
got that wrong.
yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't say margarita. He said mozzarella. Mozzarella. But again,
also
it's
Italian,
also
isn't it?
not... Yeah, he got it wrong. Anyway.
Wait, what
sorry.
would you have a tapas?
Like prawns and meat and just little nibbly bits. Ooh, lovely. Spain.
Proper little nibbly beats. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you do that with your hands, it's all right.
If my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
I walked past his restaurant the other day. I did a big walk again. Went down the West End and back.
Oh, the West End?
Back through Critters Park.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Bless you, pal.
No,
By yourself?
Yeah. It was daytime.
Oh, okay.
I did that walk back from my wedding at night time at 1 a.m.
Back from your wedding.
Not my wedding, a wedding I was at.
Oh, right.
When I had the scoots. Oh, touch and go, so it was. Touch and go.
I was like,
Not just because of the scoots,
Yeah.
because of the surroundings. Terrifying.
But I thought I'll walk down the quayside and then I'll walk back up through the West End,
Okay,
through
yeah.
Lees's Park,
Yeah.
through Exie Park,
Yeah.
stop for a lovely pint at the Collingwood Arms
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Jesmond,
yeah.
in Brandling Village,
Yeah.
and then I'll be near my house again. And I did it.
Yeah.
It was a nice walk. Nice. It took like 2 hours. It was a lovely
Yeah.
day. It was the 9th of June. It was the Bloody Bladen races. So getting down the quayside was just... I should have listened to the song.
Hey.
Anyway, never mind.
Sorry, that was the
were we
logo
there?
bit of the
Yeah.
podcast.
The logo bit, yeah, we got
Literally
it.
visualizing that, like, yeah, go on, yeah. NXT 2.0. There's only one Nathan Frazier. One Nathan Frazier.
Nathan Fraser's
Fraser.
magic. He wears
Wears a
magic. He could have made the Premier League, but he said, oh, F that.
Nice. Look at you, man. One man show.
Turned heel this week.
He turned heel.
He turned heel.
How so?
Well, we might as well speak about it now.
Yeah.
That promo package where... I need to find the quote. Do you want to fill us in what the
Yeah,
promo is
sure.
about, basically?
We get a Nathan Frazier vignette about his upbringing in Jersey. No, not New Jersey, Old Jersey. He enjoyed the beach and was good at... Oh, I see it. Soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, he's a heel. He's pretty sure he could have made the EPL, but had his heart set on wrestling instead.
That was the quote I was looking for. I could have made it to the EPL, but I always knew where my heart really
Probably
was.
could have made it.
Probably could have made it to the EPL. He's a tosser.
I played on the wing.
Go on, how's that?
He has shipped his 2002 Reg Vauxhall Corsa with a tape deck, not a CD player. He shipped that car. It's a baby blue colour. He shipped it over to America, and he listens to his crap R&B with the big exhaust on the back and the speakers that have been replaced because he bought them from Halfords. He's a tosser. He's one of those footballers who plays Sunday League but thinks he's a lot better than he is.
Yeah.
He's a dirty big bollocks.
Turns up in a training top with his initials on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wears that down in the shops at the night time as well.
Yeah.
He goes to the nightclub in his waterproof version of the same jumper, trying to pick up the honeys, as he calls them.
He's definitely a full kit type of guy, isn't he?
Today I look like I'm just going to show you.
Oh, you are, aren't you? Oh, good. Sorry.
Nathan Frazier is on the podcast today.
I could probably have made the EPL, but I decided no. He played on the wing.
To be fair, Americans would be like, oh man, that's so aspirational, man. That's so good that he thought he could get there, but he's come to the
Terry Funk.
WWE.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sucking dog. But no, he's a wanker.
He scores a banger at the end of that video package, though.
It's very much like Gerrard in the FA Cup final.
Sweet strike.
2006.
It stays hit, as they say.
I tell you, that Sunday Park hasn't seen a sight of that since.
That's the thing. I hadn't seen it before Ross did, and Ross was explaining it to me. And I was like, "So what's he doing?" And Ross is like, "It's just him playing Sunday League."
Yeah.
After that
I could
match,
have played for Darlow FC. if I
after
played
that
my cards
match,
right.
you know what happened after that match where he scores the 2006 FA Cup Steven Gerrard goal?
Go on.
Right? They all go down to the pub and they all stay there till it closes.
Yeah.
And then he goes home and he goes to work on Monday. He could not have made it to the EPL. He's a liar. And he's a delusional liar who needs to let it go.
Yeah. And that was the last goal of the match because all the people walking the dogs needed to use it afterwards. So. Anyway, nice. Do you know what, though? Seriously, this was nice that they did this vignette because they've not done anything other than, hey, it's that guy from NXT UK who about 2 appearances. And they've actually done a summary of the concept of Jersey, which is always a lovely one to start off with.
Jersey.
Yeah, and what he could have done and who he is and stuff like that. And he came across really well here, actually.
Do you think?
It's what he needed, yeah.
Different lenses, different perspectives in it.
I'm surprised you're not liking it because it's we're keeping in with the NXT 2.0 one-word gimmick, which is wanker.
But I don't understand how he was a bog standard Sunday League player. He might have been the best player on the team. He scores a wonderful goal. He looked very tricky down the wing. But
Took risks, he said. Just like he does in the
to
ring.
beat his defenders and stuff. But he arrived in the NXT, if you remember, as an intergalactic asteroid.
Yes, he did.
How has he made it from the Sunday League pitches of Jersey to...
About heart, gut, and determination, Ross. Paying his dues. Having unpaid matches in AEW.
It'd be interesting if you played Sunday League yourself, like I did in my late teens. Let us know what you think of this Nathan Fraser.
Yeah, and where you currently wrestle.
What was that like? I have to ask because I never did. And
It was just scary.
I was going to
to
say, are you playing against like 40-year-old hard blokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a centre half as well.
Oh.
So that was a scary position.
Aye.
Yeah.
Let's go get your card. You're
That's
running
why
away from them.
That's basically why I stopped playing when I was like 18. No, it's not worth it. Break my legs some other way.
Bless you, Ross.
Like wrestling.
Yeah, so, nuts to this. It's too dangerous doing Sunday League. I'm going to do wrestling.
I'm not even going to do wrestling. I'm going to sit here and talk about wrestling like I know what I'm talking about, even though I've got no idea.
Smartest man in the room.
Going to watch some Kawada matches and brush up on that first.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God.
He could break a leg or two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah.
The Creed brothers open this show, successfully defending the NXT tag titles against Malik Blade and Endo Sanofi. They all shake hands afterwards. Malik Blade and Endo Sanofi have like, all right, yeah, they're just in the rear view mirror, like whatever, in terms of tag teams on NXT. So I've not been paying that much attention
Well,
to
they're
them.
horny for toxic attraction. That's one thing.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that turned me off. And thank you for reminding me. But this turned me on to them rather like blah 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 because Endo Sanofi.
Hit the thing, Richard!
Oh, baby.
The best sunset flip
I we had the same idea
in the
as well.
history of professional
It's so
wrestling.
great watching this. I'm just like, hey, drink me coffee, having me lovely Alpen in the morning.
He does a
All
hand...
right, go back. I want to see that again. Straight away.
handstand on is it Brutus or Julius? I can't remember.
Yes.
That's irrelevant. He does a handstand on another man's back in the process of doing a sunset flip. Now, after we had the little interaction on Twitter there, someone replied saying Dante Martin's on whatever random episode of AEW. Great hang time from Dante, but there's no handstand, and I think that's what sets it apart. You got to think about the precipitation on the bodies, which makes the handstand all the more impressive.
That's actually, you've laughed. That's actually a good point.
You know, Dante's just jumped in the air, and what's going to stop him there? Gravity. You know, drag, not sweat. Wee! Banana peel, fantastic.
Yeah.
I saw the best drop down ever on Twitter this week from Too Cold Scorpio, which wasn't quite as extreme as Edris Enofe's sunset flip, but it was still. Do you remember like Too Cold Scorpio was a bit ahead of his time?
Considering how big the guy was
Yeah.
and the stuff he was doing, what was the drop down? Like,
So
wasn't he
he's
specific?
done like a handspring over someone charging at him and all this sort of stuff, and then it does a leapfrog, and then it gets to the drop down bit, and it's just really smooth the way he's doing it because instead of just seeing them coming and dropping down, he's facing away from them, and he goes just like a glorious smooth jump without raising his hands even. He just goes woo and just turns and flops in the air majestically like a swan.
I can picture it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's annoying how good Scorpio was because in the later half of his career, and sometimes even in ECW, it could be lazy in terms of how he'd put the moves together. Never actually doing the moves. He always looked, beautiful and smooth and everything else. But he's just sometimes like, whatever. Psychology, schmology. I'm just going to do a bunch of stuff. But when
so talented though.
when he could do it, like...
Do you remember Dark Side of the Ring where he introduced himself? He was like, I'm Too Cold Scorpio, best high flyer in the world. As if it was like current. He's like, best high flyer in
To
the
be
world.
fair, I watched. Was it this year he was in GC Dub?
Maybe.
It's certainly this year or last year. He hadn't lost a step. Like still doing the
He's still good.
Still doing the 450 as his finisher.
Wow.
Yep.
Fair
Nuts
play.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just a freak.
75 years old.
Yeah, definitely a freak. We've heard that rep. So yeah, great match. They lost, but they shook hands afterwards. But good rebuilding for the Creed brothers and Blade and Noffy. Noffy's only been doing it since September or something. I saw that, and people were keep pulling my pudding there.
Well, they've only been tagging since then.
No, wrestling since September.
Surely not.
I
They were on
can't.
NXT
You can't be.
quite- they were-
So everything all right out there?
What the hell's that?
Wait, 2 seconds.
Was that a
Really,
shadow
really weird noise. That had to be either someone in pain or the worst sneeze I've ever heard.
And I had one of them earlier on, but that was when I went out. By the way, right
Do you want to go out and check, Jack?
after my big sneeze, right? When
Yeah.
I will do, but when I went out, like with my hands all, I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,"
yeah.
and I went out and I went, oh god, and I shut the door, and you guys wouldn't have heard this, but Adam just looked up and went, cramped yourself. I was like,
Well, you can do it to them. Go on. That was a sneeze.
What a proper dad sneeze that is.
the big sneezer in our side. The big sneezer in our side of the office is Aidan Gibbons. He's got a big sneeze.
People love this interaction and all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Everybody,
It's like Matt Facts, but for Cultaholic.
everything about Aidan Gibbons is at least 65 years old. Hairstyles from the 50s. His clothes are quite young, hip hop and happening.
Yeah.
His hairstyle's like Elvis.
I like his and I obviously don't support Newcastle, but he's got a lovely Newcastle training top that he wears sometimes, like Nathan Fraser would. But I really like that. It's quite wavy in 90s. It's
Loves
Yeah.
corned beef.
Yeah, he loves
Right. Goes to
Oh,
Greg's.
it's this corned beef pasty again.
That
Here we
time
go.
we went to that big Greg's order, and he
Yeah,
went for
yeah,
a
yeah.
corned beef pasty.
Of all the things to
We-
get at
we-
Greg's.
I've had a few of these, but I've stopped doing it now because I thought it was just the one time I got them from Greg's. I like corned beef. But whenever I get them, there is also that halfway through, I feel like I'm chewing a wasp.
Right,
Or there's
the
been something-
gristly-
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, is this supposed to be like this? Like they've cooked it with the wrapper that it came in or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I'm like, all right. And I've did it again and had the exact same thing. I'm not comfortable eating this.
See, they can't get that away with young people because normally the clientele who buys the corned beef pasty don't have any teeth because they're 76 years of age or older. Bloody corned beef.
It led to a whole
That was good.
philosophical discussion on whether they were real or not, and then it turns out they were real.
What is real?
Corned beef
corned beef
pasty. But that day,
That's a
but that
philosophical
day in the
debate.
office, we were like,
Emmanuel Kant said, well,
we were like, it's not on the online
I've never
menu.
seen a corned beef
No.
pasty in the thing, in the
have you not?
No.
Well, you only get them at the slightly bigger ones because lots of small Greggs
Right,
around here do
right.
the normal, bog standard vanilla, if you will, sausage
I
rolls
love
and
a vanilla
vegan sausage
pasty.
rolls. That's right. It's vanilla as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. But at the upper class, the Greggs Plus,
No,
the
interesting.
Greggs Peacock, as they know it.
We talk about Greg's a lot.
Well, we can't blame us. There's one every 75 yards.
Yeah, true.
You know. Apollo Crews sees the future.
Oh my God.
Involves Greggs and possibly the EPL. Ross has some thoughts.
Oh
take
my
it away,
God.
Paul.
I
I've
could
literally
not,
put Ross has some
could
thoughts.
not believe it when I watched this because I thought we'd peaked with NXT 2.0, but now we've got an Apollo Crews who can not only see the future, but does the future.
Yeah.
Right?
He does the future.
He sees the future, and a couple of seconds later, he could choose whether to do the future or not to do the future, but he does the future. He's in the cafe, right, where, I forgot his name again. But Jim Man in the middle of the night.
Draco Anthony.
Draco
was there.
Anthony, he's in that
He used
cafe.
to drink coffee in that
It's
cafe.
like Drake Allen's been let go. He's
No,
not
but
there.
he used to.
He
He used to
be
sit
in-
there.
he's
and
serving
drink.
him.
Yeah.
Used to be in the same cafe, but now Apollo's in there, just writing in his journal. He's a journaler now. Just writing
He's a
down his-
journaler now.
journaler, writing down his dirty thoughts, not just his thoughts and whatnot. And he sees this man across the way who's having a go at the waitress. My corned beef pasty's freezing. What are you gonna do to sort this
Feels
out?
like chewing a wasp.
And he looks at it. He looks at this man. He's like, just like, what I had him, and he just it cuts to a little like what he's seeing in his head, and what he sees in his head. So predicting the future is Apollo Crews standing up himself, walking over to this man, and then twatting this horrible man in the face, saving the day, and then just having just. Great time with the waitress.
Yeah.
And it cuts back to him and he just sort of ponders for a second and he walks over. And remember, he could choose to do the thing he saw or do something different. And the camera cuts to the perspective of the man shouting at the waitress, and all he sees is the fist flying at the camera. So Apollo Crews might have killed this man. We don't know.
It's like That's So Raven. You can see what's going to happen.
He might have killed this man. But the pièce de résistance of the entire segment,
Oh,
the
they're at the tapas with
the
it.
cherry on top of the proverbial cake in this lovely cafe is when the camera. So he's sparked this guy out, and he turns to the waitress, and the waitress at the same time as him goes,
So good. I like to think...
Because that's how real life works. He wouldn't have been, excuse me, sir, you can't do that. You're barred from this cafe forever. As would that would happen, wouldn't it, in real life? But no, not in NXT 2.0. He's done the right thing. He's like Spider-Man.
I like to think that he wasn't stepping in to defend the waitress's honour, but because he was so offended by the guy's bad acting. Because the bloke who was the villain of the piece.
Yeah.
Whoa. I felt bad for him because clearly he'd been given very little direction. They'd gone, just be a dick to this waitress for so many seconds. But he just you've kind of got to see it to understand. But it was...
The gimmicks, they keep on coming. NXT is the gift that keeps on giving.
It's weird. I don't know, it's weird on many levels, but it's weird that they've brought back Natalya and Viking Raiders, and Dolph Ziggler to make cameo appearances in NXT. None of them have had, like, redo gimmick things. So is he here for good?
I assume so.
Or is he here for evil? We'll have to wait and find out.
Oh, clearly, if he's sparking people out in a cafe bar.
But is it good or is it evil? Because, you know, he's assaulted somebody, but he was saving the waitress. So is it good, is it evil?
I think it's implied that it's good in the vigilante world of NXT. Right. But it reminded me of, do you remember Wardlow's first ever vignette?
No.
He's walking in a car park with a girl.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
And then she gets like either catcalled or set upon by a gang of thieves or whatever. And he, like Jack Reacher, he batters them. Yeah. And it was weird.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Then he turns up as a heel.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Thankfully, we never went back to that. Yeah.
But at least now we know if spoilers leak from NXT 2.0, who's to blame? Obviously, Apollo.
Apollo.
Can see the future.
Oh my God!
Oh, hopefully was it written down the entire schedule of the night. Oh.
That's him. Who talked to the Wall Street Journal? It's
He's on the board of directors, Apollo Crews, of course. Send me to NXT, will you? I'll show you. Tiffany Stratton loses to Fallon Henley after Wendy Chu interferes on a space hopper and throws confetti at her.
Yeah.
Apparently it's called a hippity hop in America.
Yeah, they were like, that's a hippity hop.
That's not true, is it?
Yeah, man, that's a space hopper.
All right, time out.
It's a space hopper. We all know it's a space hopper, yeah.
But is it? Oh, okay.
Someone on comedy was like, that's a hippity hop.
Hippity hop. Let me learn that. Von Wagner.
I would have loved for Stu Bennett, for Wade Barrett, to have gone, that's a space hopper. You should have defended our great island.
They're hard to get comfy on.
You can bounce around on them, can't you, love?
You can't get your leg out. Oh, it doesn't matter.
We're turning Barrett into, you know, Chris Finch from The Office. Bloody good rep.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're turning into him.
Yes.
Can I just, there was
You bounce on my ball, love.
Wonderful foreshadowing in this segment because if you notice during Tiffany Stratton's entrance, Wendy Chu bounces along the entranceway behind her.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my God, it's
foreshadowing.
Spine
Foreshadowing.
tingling.
Apollo Crews wouldn't have needed that to know that this was going to happen.
Exactly. If Apollo was Tiffany, the hippity hop at the end wouldn't have happened because the hippity hop would have been popped.
Americans, do you actually
Hippity pop.
do you actually call it a hippity hop?
Hippity hop.
It sounds very American, to be fair. Space hopper.
You can hop on my spot. All right, Stu.
Hang on, there was a couple of things we talked about. The slap from Fallon Henley was literally heard around the world. I've never heard a harder slap in my entire life.
Sound like Sam Coffin.
And also, Tiffany Stratton, once again, I'm on the brink of sneezing all the time, this bloody pollen.
Yeah.
She's never put a foot out of place again. She's one to look out for in the future of women's wrestling.
She's one of Ross's ones to watch.
She is.
You should make that a thing.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it now.
Ross's
Tiffany
ones
Stratton's
to
the
watch.
first one.
Fair enough.
And the only one, because this will be forgotten about next week. They will learn that come Tuesday we'll face Brooks Jensen next week, thanks to an announcement from Robert Stone and the scourge of King Charles I, Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite little running gags.
Thank you. I hope she's in the more so I can count. I'm going to run out of descriptors for him. I nearly put the Scourge of Ireland, but I didn't want to, because that's quite too soon.
That's very BBC of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Well, apparently like 2000.
Apparently, according to BBC, Ireland's part of the UK anyway, so.
Oh, yeah. But apparently in like 2002 or something, Cromwell topped a newspaper poll, or didn't top it, but he made the top 10 greatest Britons of all time. Brits. It's like, oof.
I remember those lists. Wasn't like Tony Blair on one of them?
Yeah, it's like, it goes like, Churchill's always number one.
Oh,
it goes like Churchill and the Queen, David Beckham. Like, it's really weird.
Well, that's really dance that is. Backstage, Bron Breakker tries to sympathise with Cameron Grimes losing his North American title, but Grimes doesn't want his pity. Duke Hudson arrives and taunts Braun, who challenged him to rematch. Why would you do this, Dull? I know. To set up one of the best squash matches I've had in ages.
To provoke him into a title match to win the NXT Championship,
But
of course.
the last time the wrestler didn't go very well for him.
Oh, he's got to have ambition. He's got to back himself.
I guarantee next week he will not be doing this.
I don't think he will know after the match. No, I don't think he will.
No.
But this time I thought it was warranted.
Fair enough then.
He's tricked him as well. He's go back to his old poker ways, as a old Bill Hudson. Gone with the eyes. Gone with the
Poker?
eyes.
He doesn't even know it. Wait, we're trying to do a podcast. Wesley beats his nemesis, Zion Quinn. Clean.
Yeah.
Near cheating.
In like 2 minutes.
Come at me straight. He did. And then later...
Run it straight.
Run it straight.
Run it
Come at me
straight.
straight. That's what you say. Sorry. Later, Quinn...
Come at me straight.
Beg your pardon. Later, Quinn gets into a confrontation with Sanga backstage. He's like, oh, should have really picked that lad. Oh, yeah, you want some? Sanga stands up. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
One word was in my mind looking at the new Sanga, and that word was Playboy. My God. He's there with his two ladies, that Brazilian
Wasn't it
Samba tag team. That's how I know
Ulisa
them.
Leon and Valentina Ferros?
I was amazed when people...
How the hell do you know that?
Yeah, wow.
Because I've typed it out quite a few times. That's the only
done,
reason.
mate.
I really had to search though.
An essential...
I was like Edge pulling out the Educator or something. I really dig deep.
I'm surprised that Barrett didn't just come Tuesday when he started twiddling with the old sensual mustache at the end. I can see it. Look how he's nodding there.
Yeah, it's
he's
true.
in with the
Yeah,
mustache. Yeah.
yeah.
Sanga is a player.
Sanga, he's a big guy and he's nice.
Yeah.
He stands for what's right.
And lasses love him.
And lasses love him. I like Sanga. We get a Nathan... Oh, done that. Dante Chen and Javier Bernal.
I guess
that
Javier
right?
Bernal, I guess, yeah.
Did a horrible job there. I do apologise. Take on the Jad, who wrestle in their cloaks.
The Dyad.
And win a short match. This is the Dyad. Who are they, Matthew? I've missed out on them. Oh, don't worry. You know those lads who follow around Joe Gacy? Oh, yeah, those 200-odd lads. No, don't worry about it. There's two of them now.
Yeah, just the two best ones.
The two best ones, right? They now wrestle with the gowns on the entire time. God love them. There's rumour and rampant speculation.
I've worked out who one of them is.
Go on.
It's Paige. Because one of them, the smaller member of the Dyad, is wearing Doc Martens, and the only person to wear Doc Martens in wrestling in WWE is Paige.
Oh, does Shotzi?
No.
Okay.
Don't know.
Fair enough.
The one person I definitely do know wears Docs is Paige.
Okay.
And I reckon this entire story about her, not getting re-signed on is a ruse because she's one of the Dyad.
A Bobby Ruse.
A Bobby Ruse.
Ooh, you dirty dog.
Was yours real speculation?
Mine was real. It's the grizzled young vets.
Yeah.
Because they've sodded off TV.
That would be min.
And these guys wearing, your mum's best gown. I forgot what the word for gown was.
Let's
Sorry.
be honest, it's from a stripper's though, so okay. I don't know how I would know that, but it's from a stripper's.
My mum would appreciate those comments.
Those red velvet curtains.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, they looked dafters out, didn't they? Joe Gacy.
No!
If they were
They looked out, they can't even see.
They look menacing. They did see.
They look menacing.
They put a beating on
Dante Chen.
Dante Chen. Oh, God, Dante Chen was there,
And
yes.
Dante's friend.
Dante's friend, Javier.
Javier, all right.
I did enjoy how Gacy went back to being what they would call the woke warrior.
Well, we're about it. I think I've written about it.
Joe Gacy cuts a promo afterwards saying that society made the Jad feel inferior, but now they found a place they belong. # join the Dark Order. Very good, Jack. You've been good this week.
Thank you.
It's good that they're not so magic anymore. And I did think the smaller fella of the Dyad and his Doc Martens did move a bit like Drake.
James Drake?
James
Yeah, you
Drake.
got it right,
Yeah.
I think they should have promos where it's like they're trying to keep their identity a secret, but it's like, what do you think, Dyad number one? I love being evil. Just,
People didn't used to respect me because of my accent, but now I wear a cloak.
It's just a segment backstage where Dull Hudson walks up. What are you on next, kids? Is your match soon? Yeah. See?
That sounds like gas escaping. Are
speaking
you
of
okay?
Scousers, Owen lost his mind on the stream last night.
You guys rated me before I even started. And I went, that was quick.
Yeah,
what happened?
Well, people were saying you were about to go live, but we couldn't find you. But then eventually, I think it's because people had told us, and then that's why.
Yeah,
it
because
so fast.
I do at that time to give you guys, like, I don't want to interfere with your stuff, but I was like, it's a nice time to. But then, I came in, it's like, I've already been raided.
We started the stream. It's the early days of the season in the championship.
Yeah.
We started the Cultaholic FC, the
That's
Fabes.
right, yeah. The Fabes.
Started the stream in sixth, a respectable sixth position with a small budget. I didn't have my contact lenses, or I think one of them broke, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to see the screen very well, Owen. for once, because he normally does the chat and I do the game, but then we both have an input in tactics and stuff. And I was like, it's all you this week, Owen. You do all the tactics. You manage the team, Owen. Okay. We ended the stream in 18th place. And it was amazing. Like we lost, we were losing like 4-1, 5-0 and stuff. And bless him, like the excuses would come out early. Like we'd concede 3 goals and he'd be like, the midfield have all got ratings of 7. Like he was starting to get, it was like the XG was a big talking point. He was like, our XG is better than theirs. I was like, it's 5-1.
I think you should get him in here for a statement.
I will do.
Tony
D'Angelo.
God, my voice, Tony.
Yeah. Tony D'Angelo heads the ring with his gang. Ironically enough, we got the way. It was pre-recorded this week, so Stacks and 2 Dimes.
I had no idea it was pre-recorded, so when 2 Dimes was there, I was doing the full.
All right. No, I thought they had to have it live. That's the thing I got told. Yeah, so I think they want to get away with it. Oh, but 2 Dimes may not be here, but his mate 3 Dimes is.
Explain yourself.
It's Owen.
What's going on here?
What is the manager's statement of the Fabes of the diabolical performance, the press conference? Microphones asking.
I don't want to talk about this, Jack. Sorry. So basically, yesterday, Jack on the stream forgot his contact lenses. We couldn't see.
We've been filled in.
So we couldn't see the TV.
I just want a statement on behalf of yourself for your performance, where you dropped from 6th to 18th in the league.
Yeah,
that's sackable form.
Yeah. All I can do is apologise for my behaviour. Apologise to all the fans out there.
It's not good enough, really.
I mean, the players just didn't listen to me. I put on short. Ross, hang on. I changed our tactic to short passing, and the players were just hoofing it left, right, and centre. Didn't give a crap.
So you've lost the dressing room.
Yeah, basically.
It's time to go.
In fairness, we're predicted to get relegated, so if we finish 18th,
but
it's a success.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, that's a happy attitude.
You know,
I should point out, Adam Pacitti is the owner of the Fabes on the game.
Oh, no.
He doesn't give us anything.
Our financial balance is quite low compared to all other championship sides. We're like near the bottom, so we're competing where we're supposed to be, really. But yeah, why did you have to humiliate me like this, Jack? It was a bad stream, okay, but next week we'll be back. We'll be back.
Better than ever.
Not convincing, really.
No, it's not.
Not
Thank you for rating me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks, Owen.
Every Wednesday, Maffew.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, but I wasn't used to get rated before I even started playing the game. That was the first.
Sorry about betraying you there, Owen. I'm sorry.
Do I not like that?
Is that Graham Taylor?
Yeah.
He did better than I thought there under the glare.
Wow, well done, man. He did better under pressure than he did last night, eh?
Well, he did better under pressure than I would have done. I'd have gone to pieces there.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. I wasn't.
You've been great.
I've only been on camera for 6 years.
You started fights. You know who you did? At least he showed up. Tony D'Angelo comes out with Stacks and 2 Dimes.
Yes.
What are you doing here? Have you not read? You check it Twitter, pal. Associates. Sorry, promotes them from associates to made men, which is supposed to be this grand ceremony, but who cares? It's not real. And gives them lovely presents. It treats 2 Dimes to a steak dinner. And I thought that was going to be like the last time we ever see him. And something bad happens to steak dinner. But he has a tag match later on. He then berates Legado del Fantasma before making them shake his hand, which they reluctantly do because they have to follow his orders. Tony says he wants a title around his waist, and luckily he's interrupted by Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Well, that's handy. Tony challenges Hayes to a North American title match next week. Later, Hayes and Williams beat Stack and 2 Dimes in a tag match, and Tony is very cross. So, what do you speculate, Ross? How are they going to deal with 2 Dimes? It's going to be he's sleeping with the Fishers. The Feds got him.
It's going to be something like that. Maybe he was the person who leaked the information about Vince McMahon who's been legitimately whacked by a proper mob. But I thought it's weird how the way the world works, because after realising that this was taped, because I didn't know it was taped until this segment happened, and I looked at Twitter, and I actually saw your tweet saying it was taped. After realising it was taped, it was quite a nice send-off for 2 Dimes in many ways, if that was his final proper segment that isn't a match in NXT. A nice story as well about McMahon singing his 4th birthday party when he whacked Jackie Fisher wide in the face, huh?
Yeah,
bloody terrible.
Tear and I.
So Marlon Brando's in the room.
But I thought doing that, like a nice bit of background and thanking him for how he known him since then, and the steak dinner send off and the watch. Thought it was a nice little send off there.
Yeah, he's a made man and he's dead in the next episode. It really is The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So.
But they still need to get Legado more into this gimmick because it's got so much potential, but they're just not utilising it so far.
I disagree. They need to get out of this gimmick. It's not working.
Because
2
they're not
Dimes
going all
is
the
out.
way.
2 Dimes is out. Tony is injured. so he can't bloody wrestle. So we're relying on Stacks to save the day.
If they were
Stacks is
making-
now head of the day. Head of the. He's a reliable guy. That's all I'm saying.
If they were making Legado dress and speak like Tony and his boys,
Yeah.
there would be so much more.
Want to sound like Clone Me at the tapas place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Actually, yeah, if they did a segment where they were making fun of them, they didn't realise.
They're just not good
Hey,
as far.
give me a margarita. Oh, that's a boys. That's a
That's the
spicy
sort of
meatball.
stuff. That's the sort of stuff we were expecting. I think.
Yeah,
Let us down.
this is NXT 2.0.
This is
for
falling
goodness sake,
short
man.
of expectations.
To steal a quote from Wade, they've only got the tip in. You go balls deep.
Oh God. I did a personality test to find out which of the 5 New York crime families that I would be.
That's a personality test.
Found it
Go on.
online. And it
Which
was
one
like,
are you?
I think I was in like the Lucchese's or something. I wanted the Gambinos or the Genoveses, but I got Genovese. But I got a one that I didn't know too much about, and I was like,
Oh, no.
one of the Gambinos. Anyway,
Oh, well, I'm very...
shouldn't be glorifying organised crime though.
No, but they get the best films and TV and everything else, so it's a bit of a...
I'd want to be in the
street.
Gellas, me.
The Gellas.
Yeah, the Gellas.
What, the Yuri's Gellas?
No. The Ross and Monica Gellas and the father and mother go. His father's a hoot. Not so much Ross, don't we care for him.
Nah.
It's not a real family like the Gellas.
The Gellas?
No, the Gellas are. Yeah. But the...
Do you think, wait, why isn't Tony... Hey, Maffew's got more than 5 families. Adrenaline in my gabagoo.
Yeah, why isn't he? Yeah, you're right. Why isn't he doing
Why
that?
not? Big old Italian-American skull here. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, you're right. It's just, it's not working because it's a comedy gimmick. They're doing it serious and it's rubbish. And now they've got 1/3 doing it. Stacks. Our lad.
Go on, Stacks.
What you got against Stacks, huh?
No, he's come on. I thought you were saying, come on, it's
I
time
love
to
it 'cause
step
he's
up,
the only
it's time
thing
to step
keeping it
up,
together.
Yeah.
Just making sure that.
If he leaves, the guy who's going to come in and go, we've got no one to tell us what to do. They're all out. Dull Hudson attacks Braun Breaker before the bell, which turns out to be the worst decision of his entire career. Braun annihilates him just from pillar to post in less than a minute to retain his title. Yes, more of this from Braun. Cameron Grimes arrives, and the only thing better than the squash match was Cameron Grimes' promo afterwards. What a promo. He accuses Braun of having a head start in wrestling and in life due to his dad.
Yeah.
He says, you got everything you've got in your career because of who your dad is.
If-
I've
no,
got
is it-
everything
if
I
it-
didn't get from in my life because who my dad is.
He goes, if he didn't have that last name, he wouldn't have that championship. Who's Breaker in the history of professional wrestling?
yeah.
Cameron, They should just rename him Rex. What was it? Rex. Well, it was going to be Rex Steiner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, just get it
Because I
done.
think the real last name of the Steiners is like Rex Steiner.
Rex Steiner.
Yeah, it's yeah. But that aside, okay, that's obviously silly, you know.
No, that's
but
why we're here. That's serious
yeah.
analysis there.
But no, this is a magnificent performance from Grimes, who's it's probably the best serious promo he's done on NXT. I mean, he was great with the $1 million Ted DiBiase thing in LA. Sorry, The Rock, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Sorry, that. But this was him being serious, going, yeah, you got everything, great, happy for you. I've got nothing because my dad isn't famous. And yeah, that's how I've had it. He turns up to the title match at the Great American Bash and Braun accepts. Oh, what a good 1-2 punch. Just like George Foreman back in the day.
He was great with Edris and Malik later on as well,
Right.
wasn't he? Bloody hell. Just the series. I know it's because I think his dad is actually passed away, isn't he?
Because he started.
Oh, that's
he started,
right,
It, was
yeah.
quite, it might have been quite recent. He started talking about that around.
The ladder match.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in this promo, we had a great line where he was like, your dad saw you win your first title in NXT. Mine had to look down on me. I was like, whoa, like it's really serious stuff.
Yeah.
But it was done very well from Cameron.
Yeah, because then Grimes usually comes out and like really plays a y'all thing. It was him just turning serious.
Yeah.
Like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Dill lost in the way he did, though. He's 6'5" tall, for goodness sake.
Not anymore, he isn't.
Oh.
Off that spear in the corner.
Good pop and snap from early on there from old Braun, though.
Oh,
Is that from Triple H
Triple
on
H,
the Tough
yeah.
Enough? Yeah, good snap.
The pop, snap.
One of your nuts
Your
sound
balls
like
is
shorts. Yeah.
Hey, you big guy back. Been taking those bumps? Heard a bit? There you go, would be a great audience.
backstage.
Why me Triple H to Timmy?
Yeah, I don't know.
South
Or Jimmy.
Nah, it's Timmy, innit?
No, Timmy
No,
goes,
Jimmy.
Timmy.
Oh, no, God, it is
Jack's
Jimmy.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, if Jimmy's surname had been, Kabashi, you would have got that wrong there.
Exactly, yeah.
Backstage, Ivy Nile, Jim Freak, tells Tatum Paxi that she's impressed with her
How
progress.
dare you?
Roddy,
did you
that's a
say?
good
Jim Freak.
That's a compliment.
It's the NXT gimmick wait to happen.
Jim Freak.
A man called Jim Freak.
Oh, is that what you thought? Oh,
Jim Freak.
J-I-M Freak.
You will defend the title against Jim Freak.
I'm Jim Freak, and I work out, but not like this.
Pins everyone to the floor with massive bars. I don't know what they're called, those big bars. Pulling, jerking. What's the big bars called?
Barbell.
Barbell. Just pins people with that. Like Sammy was pinned at WrestleMania, kind of. Yeah.
In the mousetrap.
Jim Freak.
Jim Freak.
Jim Freak. She's impressed with progress. Roddy Strong goes, whoa. Stop that. Stop being nice to people. Also, tells off the Creeds for shaking hands with their opponents earlier. The Creeds have booked a match for Roddy and Damon Kemp next week. Strong tries to weasel out of it pretending he's injured. But Ivy says, hey, you just said no excuses. And he goes, of course there'll be no excuses. I'll have a great match next week, and leaves.
Hypocritical Roddy has got legs as a character.
No, he doesn't. He's hurt, remember?
But they're going to be cut short, aren't they? Because he's going to be a maximum male model very soon.
Oh,
We're frozen. We're frozen. Save.
There
We've
we
been
go,
saved.
yeah, we've been saved.
I did like the way they were just like, no, you've told us something different last week. And he's like, good gimmick.
He's
that.
caught in a trap.
Yeah.
I can't look back. And he's like, I'll have the match. I don't know where it's going, but Roddy's acting is getting slightly better.
How have the Creeds got booking powers now? I thought it was weird enough when
With
Roddy...
the gold comes the power.
Yeah, I guess that's true, actually. Yeah, fair enough.
No, Jay White said that this week. That's where I've got that from. Oh, I've got the gold. No, I've got the bloody power. Oh, I'm switchblade.
I knew you weren't done laughing.
You and me go on together.
Sticky cherry.
Oh, that's ended now, isn't it?
Home and Away.
No, Neighbours.
Oh, yeah, Neighbours, sorry.
Which are probably still on.
Didn't Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan come back for the last episode? Did I make that
No,
up?
I'm not watching this. I'm still stunned from Prince Charles appearing on EastEnders.
I think Batista was on one of them.
You don't see it?
No.
Prince Charles and Camilla showed up.
And Camilla.
Yeah, Camilla was.
And it's just
playing
like,
a star role.
Prince Charles, I've been having this fruit and veg day all my life. He's like, that's terribly good. Yes,
That's a good Prince Charles.
fruit and vegetables are very important to eating. Like,
Wow.
That's right. What else do you do with them, you bloody idiot?
That's a really good Prince Charles.
Oh, thank you.
That's
What did
really
Camilla
good.
do? Just stand there.
Just, they're like, oh, can I interest you in some fine Jamaican whiskey? He's like, oh, I'd love some. And then you ever see a drink in it. You're like, you fake. Go join the EPL.
Like Tony Khan. He's always got a cup. He always tilts it, but I don't think he's ever drinking from it. He's a robot.
Who, Tony Khan?
Yeah. It's on the most egregious example. Me and Fraser found it, and we couldn't believe it when we were watching it. Is on his episode of A Shot of Brandy, where him and Brandy Rhodes are like making drinks and stuff, and he keeps on talking and going like, yeah. And he holds it there a bit, but doesn't tilt it far enough. And I'm like, you're not drinking. There's nothing in that.
Just pretend drinking.
I find
Let me
it-
store for time. It's an empty cup.
I find it a bit odd.
I've got one. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of a psychopath would do fake drinking with a camera pointed at them?
No, but
Really
Tony's
long and long and long.
because then we were watching a bit.
all manner of real.
We watched a bit of it
I'm a
because
shoe drinker.
because it went on all night. But we were then watching a bit of his press conference after the last pay per view, and he does have he reaches for it like 5 times and doesn't touch it, and then when he gets it, we're like, oh, and then he's like, but he never quite.
I have to go back and analyze this now. It sounds
It's
fascinating.
a thing, everyone. Check it out. Does Tony Khan ever ingest liquids?
Tony,
That's the big question this week.
Tony can't drink.
Yeah.
We finally get the debut of Giovanni Vinci, and he even gets Vinny Vidi Vici appear, which I thought was nice because that means I came, I saw, I conquered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or is
If
Aiden?
you go on, wow.
He beats Guru Raj in his debut, but doesn't impress our own resident news hound, Aiden Gibbons. Oh, what did he say?
Roskin, yeah.
He's just like, where his entrance, he's very Geordie Aiden upstairs. Like, where his bloody entrance is basically just like, I came, I saw me last name.
Said me last name.
That's a really good Aiden Gibbons, by the way.
Said me last name.
I came, I saw me last name. That's the new catchphrase.
Yeah, actually, he's got a point. Yeah, if his surname's Vinci.
Yeah.
I came, I saw my last name. He's actually right though.
His name is Giovanni I Conquered.
His
This is why Aiden Gibbons is the best news hound here.
His entrance, though. My socks were well and truly knocked off by the entrance because if you haven't seen it, he's walking down the ramp and when it gets to Venny, stop, look at the camera, is heard He's just some sort of cheesy smile. Then he's there pointing his fingers like he's Alan Partridge. It's everything you want from an NXT 2.0 gimmick.
Yeah. It's the wonderful world of British stereotypes of other countries, but NXT 2.0 it's like, oh, the Italian model. He likes fast driving, and faster models, if you know what I mean. All right, thank you, Stu Bennett. Next up next week, the French sexy model. The strict German.
I'm Wade Barrett. Venny, and Venny. I came. Oh, God.
Oh, here's Benny Tuesday.
Benny Tuesday. He was fantastic in the match, though.
Oh, he was good, yeah.
Old Giovanni.
Yeah, he's still really good.
He's just taking the piss, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kip-ups and then the hammerlock thing. Never seen anyone run ropes that quick. Never, ever.
Not even in your time researching Dragon Gate?
Never, ever.
Fair enough.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because he's going as fast as the F1. You should do that as he's doing the
It just might be a T-side Tintin. Or is it Postman Pat? No. Effing no.
Yeah.
It's
T-side Postman Pat.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Scouse Fireman Sam. The bit in the start,
seen that
he
one.
rescues Norman, or one of the kids, from like a cave.
You little ginger.
What are you doing in a cave? Take that fire and that. He's like spraying his hose. It's really good. Get home back in and he no.
Yeah.
He will be champion, though.
What?
Mark my words.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
yeah,
Giovanni.
SmackDown.
The sit out last ride as a finisher.
Yeah,
how
that's
could he?
big.
How could he not be champion?
Maybe that is a sign of a rocket being strapped to him.
You can just have the start of the Mrs. theme. I came. You said it, Maffew. Backstage, Grayson Waller interrupts Solo Sikoa's interview to set up a match next week.
Yep.
Okay. And elsewhere,
Oh, which Aiden spoiled, by the way.
I know,
Aiden
aye.
just told us the result. He doesn't realise how much we enjoy NXT
he
2.0.
really doesn't. He thinks if there was a joke like I used to.
I can't actually remember what the spoiler was. I can't remember who won, so that's good.
Yeah.
At least.
I've blocked it out as well.
Yeah,
Repressed it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Bad memory. Elsewhere, Edris and Malik try to take the positives from their loss to the Creeds, but then Cameron Grimes turns up and says, no, don't be so bloody complacent. Look at you. You're like a statue. You know, you should be good. You should be this. You should be top of the world. You should be beating Giovanni Vinci, his surname. And just batters them. Just goes, yeah, you guys need to like step up and stop losing and you'll be good. And then he left. Didn't even like, let's join up. And it's like, nah, you guys suck. You should be better, and left them.
This gimmick doesn't fit in NXT 2.0 because it's serious and it's good because
It's too good for this show, yeah.
That there, what he said, coming from just anyone randomly would be very much heelish, but this guy's just lost his big championship. Therefore, what he's saying, he's more like a baby face, just being like a big brother. Some words of wisdom there from Cameron Grimes.
He's on the rebound.
Yeah, it's an onion of a character. Doesn't belong in NXT 2.0.
Yeah, they're all one
too
note.
serious.
It's too many notes.
This is what. It's too many notes.
It is too many notes. They're one
there you
note.
go. But it should be like Prince Charles and EastEnders. Oh, you're bloody complaining, you people. Oh, I've lost. In the main event, Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Indy Hartwell team up to beat Toxic Attraction, with Perez getting the pinfall. That came a few seconds earlier than intended, I think, because poor GG got all of that back sent on. And you could, if you go back and you hear her making a lot of ow, I'm in genuine pain noises here. And it's like, I want to do another move. Cora Jade goes, no, you've hit him in quite considerable pain. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, good on everyone
Cora Jade
involved.
is the ring general.
And Roxanne Perez as well, just like slowly rolled her and stuff. Yeah, fair play. They did the best with a bad situation.
Cora's like, 10 years old? And she's definitely got this down, some of this stuff. Like, you appear to be in agony.
Cora's like 10, but she's the big sister of Roxanne Perez.
I did
like
enjoy
5.
at the start of the show where Indy was like, as the wily veteran of the group.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, you're 25, not 45.
Yeah, she's the oldest one.
Yeah.
And she's 25.
Yeah, and all her friends have left her.
And all her friends have left her, yeah.
It happens in your 20s, doesn't it? Do you find you?
Yeah, you
your
drop out
friendship
of-
group just goes.
Everyone gets jobs and stuff, and it's just,
If you're in your late teens, maybe back from university now on your summer breaks, cherish those moments
Yes.
because you'll never see some of these people again.
You'll be thinking,
laughing, but-
you'll be thinking of someone from school, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, them," and then you realise you don't remember their surname at all, and you're just like, "What?"
What's worse is, well, I've kept a lot of people from Bish who we don't really talk to, but know from like whatever's hanging out, and you check and goes, I wonder, sometimes come up in the Facebook profile, and you're like, oh, they got married and have had 2 kids, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what their timeline went. What are you doing, Maffew?
Jesus.
Very.
Game! Funny joke. AEW Dynamite Road Rager. It's nice to finally see Lance Archer in AEW.
Oh, that's a joke about Jericho's promo later on.
Oh.
He introduced us to Lance Archer, and I was like, I know.
The reason why I'm so off it on today's podcast.
I didn't even recall. I'll get to that bit. The show opens with a hair versus hair match between Chris Jericho and Ortiz. Put on commentary, Jericho's undefeated in hair matches.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he's never lost it. Jericho wins after surviving a back fist from the interfering Eddie Kingston, which I thought would be like, should be cheating on that, even if they're cheating. But then Fuego del Sol.
But Eddie hates him. It's on site.
But then Fuego del Sol, of all bloody people, runs into KO Ortiz
And he's
with a
grown
baseball
4
bat.
inches.
Fuego del Sol, he's grown 4 inches, and he's joined. Maybe that was a trade. Jericho, look, I'll give you 4 inches if you join us. And he goes, okay. He goes, in height. And he goes, okay, it's even better than I thought it was going to go.
Wade Barrett's like, ow.
Yeah.
I'm asleep. Fuego unmasked afterwards, revealed it's actually Dean Malenko. Takes on Chris Jericho for the title right now. No, it's Sammy Guevara. Ortiz then shaves his own head dramatically by
Badass.
screaming blood and guts at Jericho, which was cool. And obviously Eddie speaks and challenges him and everything, but they only gave poor Ortiz like 20 seconds to cut his hair.
Yeah.
So he's there like, ow, bleeding from using that thing so fast, and then he cut away to something else, which I thought was a bit harsh. I know it's not the main focus of the feud, obviously, but I'm like, why even build it up?
Yeah, but we've got a million things to fit in. We're AEW.
There he goes. There he came.
For me, it was the complete wrong result, but the way they got to the wrong result was thrilling, I thought. The final stretches of the match with the Eddie getting in and you think, oh, Jericho's going to lose it here, but he doesn't. And then Sammy comes in dressed as Fuego on the big reveal. I thought that was all very well put together. But Jericho, come on, man. He's going to lose that match, surely.
No, he's a rock star.
He's a wizard.
William Regal was saying on commentary.
Yeah, you have to wear a wig when he goes to a Fozzy. And that might blow off if he does the Newcastle Triangle again. It's kind of windy on the quayside.
I felt like I was 7 years old again listening to Regal on commentary. I felt like I was just an old relative was back with some of the things he was saying. Comparing a bold bleeding Jericho to a baboon's chuff.
Yep. Do you know what that is?
Calling Jericho a tosspot. He's a bloody tosspot.
That was like 10 seconds into the broadcast.
Not heard the word like tosspot for years. When was the last time you heard someone call them the
JR
tosspot?
goes, what's a tosspot?
He's like, I know what. Oh, yeah, I can't say it. No mind.
Just, he's straight
Excalibur's
on it,
in the Oxford English Dictionary. Well, the definition of tosspot.
It's just straight on commentary. He just looks. You can tell he just looks at Excalibur as man in the mask. You look scrumptious tonight. Fantastic.
Why was he even on commentary for this match?
Because he's loosely aligned with Proud and Powerful now, isn't he?
He didn't need to be there.
No, he didn't.
But it was great.
Well, they
that
teamed
he
up
was.
at the Anarchy
They
Arena,
did,
didn't
they
they?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even thought. Yeah, why are you there, Regal?
Yeah,
I enjoyed him
I'm glad
so
he was.
much.
I'm so relieved now that Sammy and Ty
Oh, I'm
are
Blood and
now.
Guts, of course. Yeah, they're all teaming together.
Yeah,
aren't
yeah,
they?
of course, yeah. I'm relieved now that Sammy and Ty are
It's the exact same people teaming up again.
Kingston, Proud and Powerful.
and
And BCC.
Yeah. BCC, not BBC.
Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and who? Oh yes,
Brian
But
and-
who's the odd one out? Wheeler Yuta. He's not
Wheeler,
in it.
yeah.
Okay. But I'm really relieved that Sammy and Ty Conti are now heels, proper heels. Good.
Yeah, they are this week.
No, this has got to be now.
Well, I was reunited with Jericho because obviously he was
He
in.
did the slow like
Yeah, I know, but like the booking of that TNT title feud. Oof, moron. As 2 times many have said.
I was thinking it didn't make sense, this like Sammy going back to Jericho, but it was the whole MJF thing that got him out the inner circle, wasn't it? Wasn't Jericho?
Yeah.
So
It actually works.
shout out to Santana as well for saving Jericho's life when he was on the top rope doing that hurricane. Well, Jericho was going for the hurricane run off the top rope, and he sort of just went.
I thought that was supposed. I actually thought it was supposed to be a powerbomb. I wasn't too sure.
Like Jericho going to break his neck, and then Santana
Oh,
was
like he did 95 against.
Santana. Was this after?
Sorry, Ortiz.
Ortiz. All right. Okay.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
Bloody promo later on, knocking me off me game. God, I should go and start the podcast again.
Powerful, but not proud.
No,
Wardlow wins.
No.
Wardlow wins his match, if you can call it that, against the 20 security guards. He eliminates some of them, bounce them off the apron to begin with. There's a big old man pile. He keeps on powerbombing and pinning them, and yep. And then it's like the case has been thrown out. The winner is Wardlow. Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky interrupt from a private box. and send 2 legendary MMA fighters in the ring.
Right, I nearly made a huge mistake here.
Go on.
I nearly, to be funny, I nearly called them Tyrone, got knocked out twice, or lost twice to J. Paul Woodley, and Matt, legitimately terrible person Hughes. But I've since learned that Matt Hughes suffered a very bad accident a couple of years ago, and I probably shouldn't be as harsh on him.
He doesn't excuse the horrible things he has been.
Apparently he was like an arsehole.
Apparently lots of people then went, oh, Matt Hughes, who's that on his Wikipedia page? And went, oh, there's 2 things about him. One, got hit by a train, and bloody hell, it's a miracle he's actually alive. That's a legit thing.
Hit by a train?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In his car, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wasn't in his car, but obviously, yeah.
Was it Braun Strowman?
But then he's obviously like, oh, yeah, bloody hell, that's terrible. Because he did look, as someone who looked like he's just survived it. If he wasn't a main fight, he probably wouldn't be there.
It was
But also, he's obviously, some of the stuff that's gone in his life, that's even worse.
There's a lot of stuff about him just being like not a very nice person.
So, of course, he's at a wrestling show.
But he was like a former UFC, welterweight champion?
Oh, yeah. he's part of one half the fight that saved the UFC and all that. The
Carlos
finals. No,
that's Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner.
Oh yeah, it is.
They're much bigger lads.
Oh yeah.
But Matt Hughes has had matches with George St. Pierre and Carlos Newton, I think, is he called? He was a former welterweight champion. He's like an all-time legend in the UFC. The powerbomb, when he chokes him out. And
how am I getting that guy mixed up with Stephen Bonner? Sorry.
But
disgusting stupidity by himself there. But yeah, they came out and they keep on doing this, these MMA people. I know who they are because I watch MMA on Point, because there's just not enough time in one man's existence. Oh yeah. To watch, follow MMA and wrestling.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't even sleep. But yeah, they just bring out these MMA dudes who are big dudes, big name people, and they just don't do anything.
I don't know who they are.
Fair enough.
I don't follow MMA, so
but
it would be nice.
It
would be nice to hear Excalibur go, this is this man who did this and this and this.
Yeah.
I knew they were there ahead of time because they cut to them too early. Because Dan Lambert goes, wouldn't it be weird if... And then I'm like, was that Matt Hughes? And then it cuts back to Lambert going, I'm calling him Lambert now because of you. Going, 2 big scary MMA dudes were there. And then it cuts back to them again and I'm like, it was.
Yeah. What convinces the fighters that they're good, hard-working Midwestern boys like himself, and they shouldn't take orders from Rich something Hole. Woodley sends smart Mark Sterling into Wardlow for a powerbomb. Yay, it's just a cheap pop and everything, but God, look how many things were happening in this one segment.
This was... I don't want to crap on the delight and the comedy of it all, but I found it a bit boring.
Well, I think they should have abided by the rules. I thought it was a disgrace. He was pinning people the wrong way up.
He was.
That's not how pinfalls work, as far as I'm concerned.
He's knocking them off the apron before they even got in the ring.
They get eliminated for that.
It was a bit of big dumb fun. It didn't outstay its welcome.
It did for me. It lasted a long time for me. I was watching it like, how many more is left of these lads? Maybe I'm just being too miserable. I don't know. But yeah, Wardlow. Someone came for us in the comments, by the way, for being miserable and sticking to our guns too much.
Whoa!
Was it OSW review? Because you usually do it for them.
No, it was just a commenter on the YouTube video last week going like, I hate when Jack and Maffew do this, specifically us two, and I was like, oh.
When we do what?
I don't know, when we go on and on about, the example they used was you on Rollins last week, or the week before. But they didn't give one for me, and I felt a bit hard done by.
Like, I hate Maffew has an opinion. He gives a reason why he has it.
I hate when Maffew does this, and I hate Jack as well. But he didn't have an opinion for me.
Oh, you're an afterthought. That's way worse. Oh,
you're a big Ross fan, clearly.
Damn it.
Breaking news, by the way.
Rollins still sucks on promos.
No, quote from Andrew Zarian on Sasha Banks. I cannot confirm she's been released, but I did hear late last week that her attorneys were working on getting this done.
Okay, fair
enough. The update is, we don't know. Thanks for clarifying that, Chris Kamara. Will Ospreay beats Dax Harwood with the hidden blade after a very back and forth match. Afterwards, the United Empire prepared to beat down Dax, but stopped by Trent Beretta, and you better run from him, Rocky Romero, and Cash Wheeler. Everybody brawls until Orange Cassidy makes his return. He stares down Ospreay until the United Empire leave. I think Snowboy said, Orange Cassidy looks like Ospreay if he had the British bit of him removed.
Yeah, a little bit. He's a very small man, though, compared to Ospreay.
Yeah, he is.
Ospreay is deceptively long, I thought.
Yeah, he's probably about 6'1".
Long boy.
Yeah. He's no Adam Pacitti.
He's not a dog. Dax Harwood continue to have that.
What a streak.
That maybe up for wrestler of the half year.
Definitely,
the next few weeks.
Oh, yeah, when are we doing that? End of this month?
In July. I thought, watching that match, I was like, he's definitely put this match together. Dax Harwood, the stuff they were doing, because it wasn't like I don't know what. To be honest with you, I don't know what a typical Will Ospreay match is these days.
It's not quite what it's not quite. I don't mean in terms of quality, but it's not as flippy and manic paced as it once was. So yeah. But it was more of a Harwood match than an Ospreay match.
The chops. Oof. Harwood's
Although
chops.
Ospreay might have helped put together the ending of it. Why are we trying to speculate on this? We don't know. But the ending bit was very
it's good.
Well, it was really good. The ending was really New Japan with all the near falls and the reversals and stuff. So yeah.
Kurt Angle kick-outs are plenty in this match.
Yeah.
If you like a good kick-out, this is the match for you.
Yeah, if I like a good sell, this is not the match for you, but well done, Dax.
Oh, you didn't like this match?
No, it's just Ospreay's really good and talented in doing the moves and stuff like that. It's just weird how he'll take a brutal looking move. You go, oh my god, it's amazing, and he'll like pretend like nothing's happened a few seconds later.
You know, he does a lot compared.
Wait
to
for
when
the
I
main
used to
event.
See him on the regular.
Right. But it's just like Will used to be so much better
Whoa,
because he used to sell.
kicking off.
No, it's kicking out. Anyway,
One thing I notice he does now, he does little things with his hands after certain moves that like sort of mimics the move that's just happened.
that's to making sure
That
he's still
was
got
weird.
feeling.
You'll have to
I
watch.
saw that
It's
when-
happened a few times. Like
He was calling for a sub.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to go up.
No, it's just like he'll take a move and then do something to sort of replicate the movement with his hands, like he's some sort of like mime.
It's like a reverse Apollo Crews. You can see the recent past. You can see what's just happened, but he can't do anything about it.
I should have punched that guy in the face. John Moxley has his face-to-face encounter with the it says here, quote, smug, horrible bastard, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Moxley says that his biggest target in New Japan has always been Tanahashi, but after Forbidden Door, Moxley will be the real ace.
He
Tanahashi
did that. He did an anime. He went, I'll be the real ace.
and his theme music played behind him. Tanahashi is about to reply, but Jericho, of all people, interrupts along with Sami and Take On. Jericho rants about how he should be in Moxley's spot, but Tanahashi tells him to shut up. Jericho calls on his stable to attack, but Lance Archer and El Desperado also attack from behind.
And
A lot of people
Jericho
in this.
in
Jericho announces that Forbidden Door will be
yeah, I've skipped
himself,
it.
Sami and Suzuki, who are teaming up for the first time, versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shooter Umino. Yeah, that guy that used to hang around Moxley and...
I didn't know that was the son of the Red Shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know until he said that either.
He's a bigger lad than Red Shoes.
Yeah.
But I guess he's got similar hair and that. Yeah. But yeah, it took me a while.
Bet Red Shoes gets involved there. He retired though, didn't he?
Did he? Did he?
No, Red Shoes is still going.
He just does less,
Oh.
I think.
Must have been Pink Shoes. I was
He's
thinking.
done a bit of a Roman
Yeah.
Reigns. He's got over.
It's like Reservoir Dogs. Moxley and Tanahashi run the bad guys off before staring each other down. So what did Jericho say? Because he obviously said a lot. Ross
Wait, what bit we're going at here? Sorry.
just did whatever
The
bits you want
Suzuki
to talk
Gun
about.
bit. So Desperado and Lance Archer have just jumped in the ring.
So they're on
That's right.
loan, right? It's the January transfer window in July.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I guess it's the summer transfer window. They've joined on
Yeah.
loan from Suzuki Gun.
Yep.
I don't know what else we're hitting at here, but it was just the fact that it was building up the Tanahashi Moxley match. Then Jericho came out of nowhere
Yeah.
and said it should have been him, and then we had an attack from nowhere out of two people who they didn't. Excalibur just did that thing where it's like, oh, it's those two from Suzuki Gun.
Yeah.
No context
Well,
at all.
Yeah.
the bit I found.
Jim was like, I've got this.
The bit I found mad was that Jericho gets on the mic and goes, "Let me introduce all of you to these two, Lance Archer," and I'm like, "Well,
I didn't even
AEW
notice that bit.
That's why. That's the start of the little pun or whatever I did at the start."
Yeah.
And then he went, "And El Desperado as well." And I was like, "Well, fair enough about El Desperado,
And then everyone went, we know him from WCPW.
former WCPW."
That's right.
And then he was like, "The reason they're here is because they're from Suzuki's stable, but it's going to actually be Suzuki that I'm tagging with, and we'll be taking on." And then he went, so from introducing us to Lance Archer, who we all know anyway, if we're just AEW fans in this scenario, he then goes from that to just going, and we're taking on blah, blah, Shota Umino and blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, they might not know who Shota Umino is at all. In fact, he didn't even...
He's the son of Red Shoes.
He didn't even focus on explaining. He went, yeah, and that loser who, your little bitch boy, Shota Umino, and by the way, I kicked the crap out of him in front of his dad at the Tokyo Dome. And I was like, for this, like, Timmy, 10-year-old lad in the front row is probably like, what's going on?
Daddy, what's a Greek chorus?
Yeah, if there was only a Miz TV to explain all of
Right.
this. Yeah, we need Miz in
They really are
AEW.
going full whack into, we don't have a full card sorted out for this. Like,
Tony's doing his homework at the last minute.
yes.
Yeah.
He's having an all-night. He's drinking near coffee whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying is Lance Archer and El Desperado came out, and then Jericho says, thanks, guys. You're not in my match.
But your boss is.
I'm in a match.
With your boss
Yeah,
and my old new friend who's my friend again.
that's right.
And we're taking on, and
That's right.
this is a natural feud.
Natural
And
feud.
We're taking on, hang on.
Kingston, Wheeler Yuta.
Your best mate and your young boy.
Yeah.
And,
And
your
Moxley's
other young
kid.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he officially announced that Sammy and Ty are now proper JAS members.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
are,
And they
yeah.
made out in front of everybody.
Oh, yeah, that was they'll have sex
They'll have
anytime.
sex
Right,
anyway.
guys? And then start necking on.
Boo! We hate that! Boo!
At this point, Jericho's moved to like the front part of the ring as if it's like the front of the stage.
Yeah.
And he's got
Right, guys?
Yeah.
He's playing air guitar with both of them. The two become one.
Look at them.
Oh,
We are Los
man.
Tres sex gods.
that's right.
Oh,
And so,
God.
do you get all that? There'll be a quiz at the end of the night.
It's the positioning of him was so funny. I can't emphasize. He's like a buttons in a pantomime. He's like, right, boys and girls, they'll have sex anyway. Oh God.
Miro beats
AEW need to learn though, because how many segments are we deep here with the
Four.
hair match with the
Four
Wardlow
segments.
bits?
Yeah, but I left out a few
Osprey.
little backstage ones where people are setting up matches for Rampage and stuff as well.
This is the fourth big segment of the night, little bits in between. There doesn't need to be a million things every single show. I know there's a lot to get in, but there's different ways of doing it, surely, because this is...
Oh man, I really missed the Road 2 videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
They were very
Oh yeah,
helpful.
I'm sure like the
Well, they still do them, because I was watching
I was
one
gonna say,
today,
the-
Oh, I
They're
don't
on-
see them shared around as much.
Just on the YouTube channel.
Oh, fair enough.
they do exist. You just have to watch them.
Sorry.
Miro beats Ethan Page to qualify for the All Atlantic tournament, although it probably takes longer than expected. This only went 10 minutes. It felt so much longer because there'd been so much stuff the rest of the night in every single segment, and it was just two lads going at it. I was expecting something else to happen. It's just like, oh, this is just two guys wrestling.
It was weird as well, because Miro is obviously Miro, and he's been very, not recently, but, his character's, very, he's fighting God, for goodness sake. And then Paige is he's part of a tag team. It's one of Dan
kinda
Lambell's
just there.
lads, just one of
Yeah.
those lads. But all the commentary team were very glowing about how massive and how much karate, is it taekwondo, that Ethan Page does, and all of
Okay.
his skill set and whatnot.
He did do that kung fu match where he fought himself.
Whatever.
Let's
it is.
never talk about that again.
Whatever discipline he does, as we're frozen once again. We're back. They were very glowing about everything about him, which doesn't add up with how he's been so far in AEW.
Yeah.
That was a very big disconnect for me.
We just wanted Josh Alexander. That's Brandy Rhodes' said.
And like, that's nice. And then he never showed up at the company again. And Brandy's no longer there.
I was watching that promo the other day. Who told you it was open mic night, bitch?
Yes.
Ah, man. Those days.
Yeah, great days.
I'm not coming back for a while.
Hopefully they're going to WWE.
It's a shame. This was an alright match. And I did like that they showed the promo package of Ethan saying, oh, you're going to fight God. Yeah, but God worships me.
That was good, though.
Yeah. And
Ethan
then
Page was
Miro
on
beat him.
top for a bit. He made Miro clasp his hands together and went, pray to me, Miro. And then Miro was like, no. But for a
No.
while, I thought it was going to be like, I heard that battle horn at the start of his. I was like, oh, he's in trouble. And it was a competitive match.
She gave him the horn. Jamie Hayter and Rebel tried to interfere in Britt Baker's match with Toni Storm, but Thunder Rosa shows up to chase Hayter away. Storm goes on to win the match, but Thunder Rosa returns and holds up the title on the stage. Now, near the end of the match, Toni Storm does the butt bump in the corner.
This was
and,
unreal.
It was
and the
very,
head goes
very
back,
good.
and it's like, oh, okay, she's out, right? And then she does a very good impression of someone out.
a very good, because then
Very
they lock
good.
up and she falls over.
Yeah. And then Tony's like, okay, what do we do? And then, oh, it's a ruse. Small package, 1, 2, carry
It
on.
might be the best one I've ever seen.
I don't know how much of it was real and how much of it was fake, because apparently there was a doctor after the match leading her out just to check on her.
Was there? Oh.
This
Yeah.
seemed very much like a planned spot.
But, hey, well done.
I thought she was playing some mighty
Hey,
possum
shades
there.
of the great Cora Jade here, covering for it.
I know that the problem is that it is time for people to be beating Britt Baker and stuff, because she's had a great run and
Finally,
everything.
yeah. How about a pay-per-view?
That's the first time
But-
she's lost a singles match since dropping the title.
But
Bloody hell, really?
But then every match I see, I'm like, oh, I hope this person beats Britt Baker. And then she'll do something and I'll think, oh, she is good. She is really good.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that she isn't good. It's just
But I
someone
don't
else
wanna
needs
see
to get
her-
better.
More, don't you?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, but I want to see her do well again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
as
Storm-
as
and-
V1 from OSW Review said on Twitter, she always finds the camera. Like she always will be beating someone down, then she'll find the camera and do a little thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. She's really good at that. And it sounds quite simple, but not everyone does it.
No,
She's really good at it.
she's the best at looking at a camera.
Yes.
And also, we're getting Storm versus Rosa at Forbidden Door. So I think some people were speculating, wait, it's New Japan, right? So there won't be any
It's going
women's
to be
matches.
bloody sandbags at dawn.
Backstage, hey, stuck me out there was interviews under by Willow Nightingale, who wants to face Jade Cargill on Rampage.
She was a charismatic lass, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I found her quite charming. I was like, oh.
And then
I've never heard her talk before.
Me neither.
And she was good.
Yeah.
You got her name wrong as well. It's Wilma.
Oh, yeah, She's like, we know each other. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. It's awkward when it happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, we do. Yeah, I've never met before. Hangman Page cuts an in-ring promo, recapping the events of Dominion, where Okada lost the title to Jay White. He's interrupted by Adam Cole, who wants to face his good friend Jay instead of Hangman. Cole says Okada isn't even going to be at Forbidden Door, which is called go, what?
Yeah.
Oh, great. And introduces Jay, who lays out Hangman from behind and denies him the title shot. However, he also says Cole won't be facing him either. He raises the belt as Cole looks shocked. So I know what I was saying beforehand about be interested to see who wins. Well, that's another thing. Then you probably go, you're not being our champ.
Why does Adam Cole need to be in this storyline?
Because they're the two people that'll be here after this show's over.
But it can just be Hangman versus either Okada or Jay White, and now it's Jay White. Adam Cole's complicating why, in the words of Avril Lavigne, why is he going to go make things so complicated?
Well, either they're doing that, it's a non-title match, or it's going to be a three-way match.
Or is it going to be
Okada's definitely up there.
Or is it going to be a four-way
that's what
with
I'd be
Okada
doing.
turning up last second to be like, oh, I'm in
right
as
now,
well?
Okada isn't going to be there.
I think this segment was very much like the Conservative Party over here in the UK because it was deflection tactics.
Right.
Okada's not going to be here, but it's not going to be what you thought it was. Because I thought it was the way it was set up in the early stage of the segment was going to be Cole versus White and then Hangman versus Okada. But then Okada's not going to be there. So then Jay White's like, oh, no, I'm not facing who you think I'm going to face, therefore deflection tactics.
But he didn't say anything about who he actually was going to face. So is it going to be actually just one of them?
Don't know. This segment could have been 2 seconds long. Okada won't be there. End of scene.
But I will be.
I'm not sure if I believe it yet. Because...
wrestling logic says if you say they're not going to be
Austin's
there.
not here tonight, but it could also be a way of trying to... Because they've snuck it into a promo with loads of other stuff going on. That, as Ross says, it could just be... Well, I'll ignore that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that segment.
No.
It just went,
well, if you don't and you're the
Jay
Japanese
White's good
wrestling
on the
expert.
mic. That's the take.
What does he sound like, Ross?
with all the power. Sorry, with the gal comes all the power. That was wrong, that wasn't it? That was like, remember Mickey Flanagan used to do that voice?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Move on.
It was a bit cockney, wasn't it?
I did it better earlier on. I can't recreate that magic.
That only strikes once.
Hi there, guys. Jay White here. No, that's definitely
Oh, you
not.
bloody bastard. With all the gal comes all the power, you flaming galah.
Sucking Chinese meal. In the main event, the Young Bucks beat Jurassic Express in a ladder match.
You know he's from New Zealand, by the way.
Yeah, I know he's from New Zealand, but I'm not any famous New Zealanders.
I did a Kiwi
Chris
one.
Bloodywood for Newcastle United.
Flight of the Conchords.
Didn't get
Oh, yeah. But they're not really doing New Zealand accents, are they, in that?
In Flight of the Conchords. Hi, Brit.
It's been a while since I've seen that. That is a New Zealand accent, isn't it? Yeah. Hello. Young Bucks beat Jurassic Express in a ladder match. Yeah, right, it's nothing. To win the AEW Tag Team titles.
Yes.
What a lovely little match they have to erase any memory of any of the drama leading up to this match.
I'm glad the Hardys weren't in this match, judging by the spots they were doing. There was some hairy moments.
Dude, again, obviously, Young Bucks can probably do this match in their bloody sleep at this point, but Jurassic Express held their own.
I was so scared for Luchasaurus. When, from the angle of the hard cam, when he's climbing up and he's going, not close enough to the big stack of tables.
I remember when Undertaker did that with Edge at SummerSlam, and he's like, just that looking. Because I'm sure at the time, I'm like, Undertaker, you're ruining it. You're obviously going to take the bump. But now I think about I'm in my 40s or whatever.
I'd find it so hard.
This is a really dangerous bump. Like, look, wrestling's fake, guys. I've got to make sure this is accurate.
I was worried for him because I thought, was it Nick Jackson in one of those ones against the Lucha Bros, I think, who clipped his foot on the top rope and just went, just straight through, like... He was falling nicely, and then he went... Poof.
It was like he meant to do it, the sick bastard. He's done that before. He sort of clips it and then just falls down like a...
He's good at it.
But luckily, Luchasaurus leapt beautifully through the air and through all the tables. I enjoyed it, but I was scared watching it.
They absolutely smashed those tables.
They crammed a 45-minute pay-per-view spectacular into 20, whatever it was, 8. I don't know what it was in terms of time.
I have no idea.
Nick Jackson and Jungle Boy could be chimney sweepers in old London town with the balance they have, as far as I'm concerned. My goodness me. The stuff they were doing at the start of that match was incredible.
Yeah.
the Jungle Boy's mother and I guess it's his sister. Is it his sister or her sister?
Jungle Mum and Jungle Girl.
Jungle Auntie, whatever it is. But then being at ringside was fantastic. But if you were watching in America, you didn't really see why. Because after the fight, it goes off the air, then comes back on. And Christian, who, of course, at the end, he bloody turns diddler, doesn't he? Oh, man,
finally.
Who saw that coming? He got a bit closer to... Well, it was weird how he did it, because he was getting, closer to Jungle Boy than sort of disregarding Luchasaurus. Then he batters Jungle Boy, didn't he?
Maybe it's like he fancies him.
But he can't have him.
Yeah, he can't be him. Does he want to recapture his youth?
Yeah.
Is it like me and Fraser? Is he like the arrogance of youth?
It's exactly what it is.
Boy, yeah.
Both he's half naked, batter each other. In front of
that's
your
just-
mums.
That's just what we do. That's tomorrow. Yeah.
But as Jungle Boy's mom looks devastated, as her baby boy has not only just lost the tag team championships of the world, he's been battered by Christian Cage. Concerto, aye. Christian walks up to her and says, "You like what I did to your son, huh? Huh? You raised a piece of poo." With the S
He's
word
going to
instead
be
of poo.
eating birthday cake through a straw after tonight. Boo, that's not very nice. First off, I was like, oh, why the Young Bucks win the tag titles again? I've had enough. But it made sense because Jurassic Express had been building up this very, very slow turn for ages, so at least that paid off. Wouldn't have made any bloody sense if they retained it. Look at you, Judgment Day. We'll turn in a second. And also, it's nice that Christian turned on somebody in the same, 2 weeks after Edge got turned on. He's like, nah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sneak up behind Captain Charisma.
What's that song called where it's like...
It's like the Happy F1 song at the end, isn't it? It's not just that.
If they ever make a promo package about this matchup, they need to have all the table bumps on the outside synced up to the big symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a good match. Is that where that song goes, is it?
I think so.
Wow.
Is that song, or am I thinking of something different? That's not the Internazionale, is it? No. I don't know.
Well, that music can only mean that's the end of This Week in Wrestling. Only half the length of the news of wrestling this week.
Yeah.
Smash.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Have a look on the mailbag. Should be all nice and lovely and sweet. Mailbag. Hello, you lovely diddlers. There we go. Last week, I was in attendance for Dynamite when Will Ospreay made his AEW debut. It was easily the loudest pop I have ever been a part of live, and while it might not go down as an all-time great debut or anything, being there live was wild. This brings me to my question. What wrestling debut, return, or simply iconic moment do you wish you could have been there live for? Thank you for all you do. Only YouTube channel I watch daily. Oh, bloody hell, thank you very much. That's Elijah from Kansas.
Thank you.
Happy Corbin country. Ooh, I've looked on the map. P.S. My 1-year-old daughter listens to the podcast with me and always laughs during the This Week in the Wrestling jingle.
Oh, well done.
I'll have to pass that on to Jen.
Yeah, we're thrilled. Thank you very much, Elijah. Which debut, return, or something iconic moment do you wish you could have been there live for?
Kane's Kane's debut. Imagine
Would you have realised it would have been that big of a thing?
the horror, the confusion, the cool visual of the big scary
Kansas City, right? This is good. It's going to sound like I'm lying. Kansas City isn't in Kansas.
What?
I know. I think it's in Missouri. Oh. It's on the border. Sorry, Ross.
Thank you.
The big scary man ripping the cage door off would have been a cool visual to see in person if you could even see it with the red light and the lights off.
Yeah, I think I get that. Even if you didn't know that he'd go on to be a long term.
And with that build as well, where Kane is coming, you realise,
Kane is alive.
That must be here.
Kane is alive. Oh, yeah.
That's a good shout. I'll go for a recent one, and I'll go for CM Punk's return on Rampage in Chicago.
Oh, that's a good one.
That looked like the biggest pop ever. That was great. And the cool thing was that everyone knew. It was like, as Tony Khan said, the worst open secret, or the worst kept secret in wrestling. So that would be mine.
I would like to have been there for the pay-per-view of the Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks cage.
The one where the Lucha Brothers won the belts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of how great that match was.
Oh, yeah, the match was
One
good.
where Andrew labelled them real-life superheroes with no irony in his voice.
Wait, what was the reaction?
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Did you laugh at him when he said it?
I'm laughing at you. Laughed at him.
I can imagine him being like, "Oh, they're like real life superheroes," and you just going, "Ha ha ha!"
Not a hint of irony. Fantastic.
Bless him. He's trying. Hello there, diddlers. There you go. As I near closer to my 20th birthday, boo hiss, I often find myself reflecting on the early days of my wrestling fandom. Just
What now?
This is Cora Jade.
Yeah.
As a younger fan, we fall prey to those dastardly heels who are doing exactly what they're supposed to do, make us fans despise them. My question is, what heel gimmick do you despise as a younger fan, but looking back at it, you realised how great of a character it was? For instance, I could not stand CM Punk during the Summer of Punk 2011, or the heel portion of his 434-day WWE title reign.
Oh, but they'd have been
year.
very young.
Yeah.
It's 20 now, or 19 now, yeah.
However, I've since realised that these runs will likely go down as the best and most memorable of his career. I hope you enjoy the question, and thank you to all those on and behind the camera for all your hard work and keeping us entertained.
Thank you.
Go, Dick. We truly appreciate everything you do. All the best. Joey from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Thank you,
Hope I
Joey.
make it the map. Lots of maps today. Where's
Have
Pittsburgh?
you East Coast?
East Coast.
Anyway, have you
Pennsylvania is the green one.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
have you included Washington State? Because I remember that I saw your list and you hadn't written it on there, and I was like, well, Kiki's going to be livid. So,
I have not.
Kiki clarified, I think, on Twitter that they were from Washington
Oh,
State.
did they?
Yeah.
I've got the list here because I
The
still haven't
song,
got...
My United States of whatever.
From
This is my
that
United
song.
States or
Yeah.
whatever.
Kiki's
Like I said, we have
referencing
got...
that, isn't he?
Oh, I'm at the beach with so Kiki. I said,
Oh, yeah. Like, subs up, what's up? Not much.
because this is my United.
Regal's mine.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't stand him when I was a child. I just thought he was crap.
Yeah.
I thought he was naff. I thought I thought he didn't look like the rest of the wrestlers because he wasn't, massive. But in hindsight, he was massive, but not in a different way. And I just thought he was rubbish. But you go back and look, and you just appreciate the performances he would put on. He was fantastic. God. But when you're a kid, you just think he's naff, don't you?
You know what? That's what I would have said as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching when they say, hey, we went over to the United Kingdom, over the pond for insurrection. And it showed like people going outside going, Regal, we love Regal, we do, mate. I'm like, why is people cheering him? I don't care he's England, he's a bad guy. Like, just not getting it at all because I was a dweeb. So, yeah, I would have been that exactly like, oh, he's drinking his tea, he's got tajiri, he's got his crumpets, oh, he's stupid, Regal.
Submission holds are boring.
Oh,
Didn't he
he's
have-
going to the mat
You
again.
know the match with Jericho and the Duchess of Queensbury Rules? Was that in
Yeah.
England?
No.
Which one was it? Did he wrestle Jericho in England?
Yeah,
And were the crowd behind Jericho or behind
it
him?
was an even split.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I thought all the lads would have got behind Regal.
Yeah, but Jericho in 2000, 2001.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Stiff competition there. Like anybody that you used to not get or like.
I think this might have just been because I was talking about him recently, but mine might be. I told about him off camera recently. People were just saying like, "Who's your favorite wrestlers of all time?" And in hindsight, one of my favorite wrestlers is Eddie Guerrero, and I like to mention him because it makes me look clever. I was telling Ross and Fraser because people often just forget Eddie in that conversation, but I'm like, if you watch him, he's actually unbelievable. But I hated when I was a kid, like sleazy China Eddie Guerrero.
All right.
But looking back, and then later on he'd always be cheating to win and everything, and I'd be like, oh. But looking back, that's why he was so good. So mine's, I think, probably Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, I think that question.
But
Joey.
they've all been from similar eras there.
Yeah.
Wait, which one was yours?
Oh, just Regal from that period.
Oh, you Regal as well? Yeah.
Stupid British person doing moves. Hello, gents. I hope you're all well and that you have your camping stoves and sleeping bags ready for what I assume will be a bloody brilliant, long, stiff podcast. Wow, Regal has typed this up. I was just listening to last week's podcast and I heard Jack talk about getting chopped by Hanare, beg your pardon, after being rubbish at predicting New Japan results. It reminded me of something I've been meaning to send in for a while. Aaron Hanare, big beefy rugby boy, as Jack described him, has an uncle called Richie Hanare, who used to captain the New Zealand Rugby League team.
Wow.
He also played for Warrington Wolves, my lifelong rugby league team. I also had a very unsuccessful stint playing in the academy, and a slightly more successful time coaching the academy side. Ooh,
All right.
it's getting interesting, this. And not
Bit
a
of
great
a
flex.
humble brag there.
He said, not a great flex, but you can take what you can. Oh, yeah. Right. Anyway, I had the honour...
Wait, he's gone, I wasn't that good in the academy. Mint coach, I'm really good at coaching.
Yeah. Anyway, I had the honour of meeting Richie while he was a player at Warrington. I can tell you he was an awesome player, an even better bloke.
That's nice.
Ooh. So to my question, what was the most tenuous link to a wrestler? The most obscure and rubbish, the better, please. Ooh, I have another one. While coaching, I once stood in the tunnel at Warrington Wolves Stadium next to Luke Menzies, now Botch Holland.
Oh, has he put that?
No, he hasn't put that. I've said that loud. This person's a much nicer person than I am. He's put Rich Holland. Thanks for all the awesome podcasts and content that you give us completely free. You are absolute legends. Much love and inappropriate touches. Of all the weeks to say that, former Chelsea, Everton and Tranmere Rovers winger Pat Nevin.
Oh, Pat Nevin. Oh,
in brackets, Tranmere are my football team, and I've been for years. There's another wrestling link. Ha-ha.
Fair enough.
Ben from Warrington. Thank you very much, Ben. That's a fantastic little email.
Yes.
God, took us on a journey there, didn't he? The scenic route.
But I liked it. Because the questions so far have been straight up wrestling questions.
Yeah.
And it was just a little bit of...
A tenuous link. I've got lots of non-tenuous links.
I know
a tenuous link.
Most wrestlers we know are in a more direct sense. Well, especially me and Ross, I suppose. From working with them, from being workers, brother,
from being on the same level as them, as
talent. We were all equally talented people. The most tenuous link.
There's plenty of tenuous links to Pac. For example, he was spotted on his hiatus from the WWE in 2017 in the Quayside Weatherspoons. I frequent in there before going somewhere else on a night out.
Right.
Fair. That's a good one.
Transformers. Which one was it? Probably the last one. I don't know. Live action one they did featured scenes recorded on Grey Street, and many wrestlers have gone wined and dined there on the way the Diamond Strip.
What to see? Oh right, okay. Right.
Pac was filmed on the Swing Bridge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
in his AEW promo thingy. I have crossed that bridge numerous times.
I prefer crossing that bridge to crossing the Time Bridge on foot. On foot, yeah.
Because
it's a nice little winding walk down.
I used to live in Heaton, which is very close to Biker, and that's what Undertaker was in 2000.
Isn't it mad that Heaton's so close to Biker?
We were on the street next to the bridge.
Really, no one's going to care.
Where you cross the bridge and then it's Biker. We were like...
Oh, you were on the borderline.
You could have sneezed and you would have hit Biker.
Yeah.
You literally could have sneezed. Do that a lot. Are there any other rubbish ones we've got?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I've got two.
Have you?
Drago from Lucha Underground, WCPW original Drago.
Right.
Where I once borrowed my phone charger. That's a tenuous. I think that's a crap one. He came over and I'd seen him because I was a big Lucha Underground fan in season 1 and 2. And I was like, he's a dragon. I didn't say, I wasn't like, wait, it's a bloody dragon. I was just like, hi, are you all right? And he was like, can I? And I was like, oh yeah. And I thought the magic's gone. A dragon has no use for a phone charger, but this one did. The other one is that I've never met him, but myself and Enzo Amore both talked. There's a girl out there somewhere, I think she was Welsh, who's talked to me and Enzo Amore on the same day because we were in Dallas for Mania weekend and I went to the bar and just got talking to this lass next to me because we were both British. I think she was Welsh. And she was like, have you met any wrestlers this weekend? And I was like, have you? And she was like, bloody Enzo Amore, I did. I was like, I can't do it. And I was like, oh yeah, what was he like? She was like, you were a knob. I was like, okay, fair enough. Apparently she asked for his autograph or for a picture or something. And he was like, do you know who I am? Like, can you say my name first to prove that you know who I am? I'm like, it's WrestleMania weekend in Dallas, Enzo. Like, there are going to be wrestling fans about. It was weird. But anyway, if that lass is still... Wow. She didn't know what culture was. Yeah. So I think we were just chatting.
Oh, okay.
But she has established this last unknowingly a link between myself and Enzo Amore.
Once was in a takeaway or chip shop takeaway. It was one of those ones that does everything, which means you shouldn't order anything from them because I don't trust a place that does Indian food and pizza.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're all right. But with Alistair Black, when he was over for that, I forgot what it's called.
The Biddly Biddly tournament, 20... Ooh. It's like when I said, hey, Advancey Wanson, isn't it? It's those,
the Biddly Biddly.
The Biddly Biddly.
Tetsujin.
Oh, Tetsujin.
Tetsujin.
Oh, yeah, right. What happened to that?
Good question, Jack. Anyway, the first one I went to, he was out with Big Van Volta, who I didn't know at the time. I didn't know was my future lover. But we're at the back home with the lads, and then he just came in, and he's in his normal clothes, but he's just, tatted and just big and hench, and so I was like, and we're like, but he spent the entire time on the phone to someone going, no, go to the place, I'll tell you.
I will see you at the WrestleMania.
Yeah. On Wales.
Leave it in the bush. I'll pick it up later.
Doing all this. And whatever. Then he finally got off that and realised people would be like staring at him like, ooh, it's him. And then he'd be like, oh, thanks, I've got to go. And so we said, oh, thank you very much, bye. And I went, that was it.
Oh, that's a nice one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it all like that, by the way?
You've told me before, but you haven't actually told me who it was, I don't think. And you won't be able to now because it's on camera. But you said you'd seen a wrestler without his mask, and you all knew that it was him because of the people he was with. And then he turned up later with them, same people, but there was one in a mask, and you were like, that must have been him.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it?
It was a lad from Jakarta.
Oh, all of them wear masks.
Yeah, there we go. Narrows it down.
I've seen Jushin Liger without a mask.
Oh, yeah, well, we did because...
He didn't care.
We said this loads of times, but WrestleMediacon, I was talking to... Oh, was it Doug Williams or something? No. Somebody was talking to backstage. I don't know why.
Dragon Ice.
It may have been Dragon Ice, actually. I forget who was talking to, but it was like, all right, yeah, blah, 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 wrestling. And then the New Japan lad showed up and all like the gear and stuff like that. Shake hands, shake hands. So they shake hands with Dragon Ice because I know who he is because he's, a superstar. But I'm there and I'm like, all right, I'm his kid or something. All right, yeah, I'm a wrestler. Yeah, shook hands with Yo and Show and Liger. Like, yep, I'm clearly in the business. But they're like, we're not going to
Was it Liger without his mask on?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't realise. So I was told by someone, I can't remember who, but they all passed me in the corridor. And then they were like, see that one there on the end? I was like, yeah, that was Liger. I was like, oh my God, yeah, as Ross would say.
That's what I said when I saw Liger in Wrestling Media come without his mask on.
Yeah, and that's what we said when we saw that dance routine.
He was buzzing for that.
He was
loving it.
Little biased get after all that money we paid him. So hope that answers your question, Ben. Thank you very much for that. And all the other people send their lovely questions and where they are on the map. I have to get one for the UK, just all the counties.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Let's do all the counties.
Yeah, we've got to collect them all.
Well, we can already be tied in with County Durham and Northumberland. That's all three of us.
There we go.
You're tied in with, aren't you? Probably.
We're going to catch the podcast curse before it actually happens.
Oh!
We are Apollo Crews because Sean Ross Sapp has said, unfortunately, got to keep the bad news train rolling.
No.
I hear the train a coming.
So he says it's not Sasha, not Vince or Jeff related, so it's someone else.
This could be anything. This could be really bad. This could be like a death.
Shall we try and predict what the bad news is?
The big news. What else is going to happen this week?
No, we shouldn't.
No, it can't be Sean Ross Sapp. I'm going to tease a death.
Yeah, surely.
That's bad cry.
But it could be releases.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, yeah, no, okay.
So you'll know now what's happened. So there's our reaction to the foreshadowing.
No, we're not even apologising for the curse this week.
Yeah,
look at this.
We're juggling the curse right now.
It's like an AEW segment. It's an overbooked curse.
It's like an All Japan match. The curse has used fighting spirit and is powered out of a dragon.
The Champions Carnival of curses.
Is that like the G1 of like All Japan's G1?
Yeah, it's the two leagues.
Ross was telling me, it's the
between
two
takes,
leagues.
Ross was telling me there's the two sides and then the winners of both
All right,
tournaments
so
fight each other.
people have said, someone's said, does it involve releases? And someone's replied, no, he doesn't report releases through Fightful Select, so it's not releases related either.
Oh, okay.
So God knows what it was.
Well, should we do Reese's Pieces?
Thank you. If you have any queries, thoughts, messages, anything else like that, good news perhaps, send us what you got in your head to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Wrist piss. Hey chaps, had an idea for Reese's Pieces where you pick what timeline you prefer out of the two choices. Butterfly effect sort of thing. Okay. All right, so would you rather live in an alternative timeline where... Oh, okay, so it's then Sheamus never squashes Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 28, resulting in no Yes movement, or Brock Lesnar never returns to WWE in 2012. That's the type of thing we're looking at.
Yes.
But there's a lot, so I've had a peek at this and there's a lot.
Okay, so we'll go Jack, Ross, me.
Right.
Go on then, what do you think?
What was it, sorry?
Sheamus never squashing Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, or Lesnar never returning to WWE?
Lesnar never returning.
Lesnar never returning.
Yeah. A timeline where Mark Jindrak gets chosen over Batista Revolution, or Stephanie McMahon never overhears John Cena rapping, resulting in no Doctor of Thugonomics character.
Probably the one where Batista never was Batista.
That one.
Yeah, because I like working here at Cultaholic, so if the second one doesn't happen, then I'm not here. A timeline where Hulk Hogan never decides to join the NWO, or Steve Austin never wins the King of the Ring.
Ooh. That's the hardest one so far. I'll probably go for the Hogan one.
I'd say the Austin one, because since he won the King of the Ring, they clearly had him earmarked for success anyway.
Oh, very good point.
Yeah.
I get you. That's actually a very good point. But no NWO. That's yeah.
That's bat poo crazy,
Nah,
that is.
I can't even imagine that. So yeah, I'll go the Austin one. A time where Pat Patterson never gets the idea for the Royal Rumble match, or the Fabulous Freebirds never have the idea to come down the ring to music.
Oh, that's tough. I think that some version of the Rumble, maybe not as we know it, would be invented at some point down the line. So I'm going for the music one.
Did pro wrestling have music before boxing?
Living
That's
in
a
a
great. You know what? I don't know the timeline for that. But the Fabulous Freebirds taking credit for popularising it. That's an interesting take because there's
That's
a
what
bunch of people who
history
have.
says, though.
No, Michael Hayes says that. So I'll take the Fabulous Freebirds thing because there's bound to be somebody else who.
Yeah, I'll go.
Somebody
for
else
that
has the idea of hey, music. Sorry, the concept of music from a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
A timeline where Lita never cheats on Matt Hardy with Edge, something on the rated R superstar gimmick, or RVD never gets pulled over with drugs and has a real run with the W title.
Oh, RVD, 100%. I've always wondered what would happen if RVD had that run.
Yeah, same.
100%. A timeline where Eric Bischoff successfully buys out WCW in 2001 and WCW lives on. Or Dave Meltzer never tweets that an indie show could sell a 10,000 seat arena resulting in AEW.
I think that if WCW had carried on, it would eventually fizzled anyway. Because the booking at the time was insane. So,
It was deed.
So I'm going for that one.
Was Russo going to be involved again?
If Bischoff was buying it, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have.
Yeah,
he says now he hated working with
I'll go
him,
for that one. I was a WCW kid. I'll go for that
Fair
one.
enough.
Nah, I'm all right with WCW had it was absolutely nothing could save it.
Don't say that.
So I'm with the Dave, who's blocked me on Twitter still. But if I was verified, he'd follow me.
has he?
A timeline where Edge and Christian, the Hardys and Dudleys, never developed good chemistry, or The Rock and Austin never developed good chemistry.
The Rock and Austin probably had less of a butterfly effect down the years. So that one.
I'll go the other one.
Oh.
It's the biggest feud of all time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But did they have that good chemistry anyway? You could.
That's a different topic for another day.
I'd want to see.
The second match is great, and the third match is great. The first one's like a Raw match.
Yeah, first one's alright, but the first one, just so the idea is those teams are still great. They just have bad chemistry. So they're having 4-star classics with TNA, Head Cheese,
Too Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Right to Censor. Oh, there we go. It's the RTC instead of TLC match.
Yeah.
Not sure how that's going to work, but a timeline where the New Day never become a team, or Wyndham Rotunda never creates the Wyatt family gimmick.
Probably. I'd probably want the New Day to still exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Day, 100%.
Yeah.
A timeline where AJ Styles never signs for WWE, or Cody Rhodes never gets his WWE release. Oh.
AJ never signing,
Same.
even though it was a big moment though at the time.
AEW wouldn't be a thing. Would AEW be a thing if Cody never left?
I don't think so. I think
in a recent video script, I argued that AEW would never have been a thing if the pipe bomb promo hadn't happened because of all the
little
knock-on
boys.
effects that carried on from there. Yeah, all of the little boys.
All the little boys.
CM Punk did it for all the little boys. Because Danny Bryan would never have won a Mania. Bless you.
God, that was dramatic.
Jesus. Yeah, what you said, but not as loud. A timeline where Shawn Michaels never agrees to come out of retirement, or Ric Flair never wrestles after WrestleMania 24.
The Michaels one was worse for me because the retirement storyline at WrestleMania 26 was unbelievable.
And he was the one. Well, it was the two, him and Austin, but at the time, he was the first one of those
And
two.
now
to break
neither
it.
of them. But Austin's was all right.
Austin's were good, yeah.
I'll say Shawn Michaels only had one match post-retirement, and it was rotten. He decided never to do it again. Ric Flair had loads of them. And they're all terrible. So I'm picking the Shawn one. A timeline where John Cena, Team WWE, loses to the Nexus at SummerSlam 2010, or Triple H loses to Booker T at WrestleMania 19.
I think the Nexus should have won, so I'll go with that one. And Booker T should have won, but I think the knock-on effect, you would have created lots of stars, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd like to see what it would look like if the Nexus had won.
Yeah, right. Like,
But Booker should have won.
Booker went on to win the title himself when he was King Booker.
Was it the
Who
same
won
one?
the championship out of them? in Nexus.
Barrett should have, but he never did.
Yeah.
Ryback should have, but didn't. I don't know.
Barrett should have.
Fraser found a tweet from Ryback from 2013. This was. Should I share it with the podcast?
Don't know.
Oh,
no. Yeah, you might as well. Maffew will like it.
What the hell is that?
I clicked
What the hell?
Wrestling Twitter was trending yesterday, and that's what
that
popped
was,
up.
Yeah, we can't share this.
We can't share that one. But that was the Ryback tweet from 2013. Oh, what are you doing, man?
It's just a...
It's a picture of
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson.
Johansson with the caption, boobies.
This is when Ryback was a WWE superstar as well.
It says boobies. Why? That's been probably deleted. What's happened there? Anyway.
No, because now we've mentioned people are going to search that and start retweeting it. Go, Ryback, what are you on
Why have you
about?
got that? Anyway.
Fraser found it.
A time, I'm sure he did. A timeline where ECW
Sent me it?
never...
No, you meant the one below.
Oh, right, that one.
ECW never doing the crucifix angle at the show with
Please
Kurt
get off
Angle
the screen.
watching.
Please get off the
Or
screen.
Eric Bischoff books Chris Jericho versus Goldberg on pay-per-view.
Seen that, man?
Resulting in him not leaving WWE.
It's some really disturbing
We must
files.
never say what that is.
Okay.
What was the question?
I said it very clearly. ECW never do the crucifix angle at the show with Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Watching, resulting him not signing him for them.
And then
I guess
going
I'm
to
supposed to
WWE,
say.
yeah.
Or Eric Bischoff books Chris Jericho versus Goldberg on pay-per-view, resulting in him not leaving WCW.
I think Angle would have ended up in WWE anyway. I think he's too good. So I'll go for that one.
Yeah,
So
he
Jericho's
bounce checks and
still-
he's there in a second.
Yeah.
A timeline where Brock
They'll have done
Lesnar...
something unchristian somewhere at some point.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar never breaks the streak, or Edge doesn't refuse to break the streak.
Because the story is at WrestleMania 24, Edge was pitched, would you mind breaking the streak, or would you want to? And he said, nah.
Oh, I'll go for the. I'll go for
I didn't know that.
I'll go for the other one because after the Edge match, that's when you got into like the Michaels matches.
Yeah.
So I want to keep that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good point.
That is the point.
A timeline where Big E
I've
never
answered
wins.
correctly.
Yeah.
I've solved the equation.
You have chosen wisely. Big E never wins Money in the Bank, or Dolph Ziggler never wins Money in the Bank.
Because they both ultimately went nowhere, but we had good moments.
I prefer Ziggler's cash in. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go for
Yeah,
the
they
Big
they
E
did. Ziggler at least had some hype and build behind him. Big E just won it because very little fanfare.
Was it in the
'cause-
pandemic era? Lockdown? I can't even
Big E,
remember.
no.
I can't remember the cash in itself.
No, it was
on
exactly.
Raw, wasn't it?
It was on Raw. He had one promo with
sorry.
with Lashley, and then he's like, "All right," and he cashed it in the end of
Oh,
the night.
yes. Oh, man. I totally. But I remember the Ziggler one instantly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It was again, love Big E.
Yeah,
but
of course,
just
yeah.
Money in the Bank just ran its course
Good
as
that
a concept.
that's a bit of wrestling news. Not that we had enough, but that's positive wrestling news.
God, you're right,
He
right.
uploaded a video of himself just throwing away the neck brace, which is a good sign.
And his
Oh.
beard
Yeah,
now
yeah.
connects at the age.
Oh, right,
where he's
okay.
like, I'm 36 years old. I'm
Yeah.
9 months, 2 weeks, and finally,
Yeah.
my beard connects.
My beard connects.
I'm
You can't tell me nothing.
like several inches away from my beard connection.
Oh, bless you, pal.
Yeah,
Well, we believe in you.
thank you.
A timeline where Scott Steiner never cuts a Steiner Math promo, or Jack's beard connects. Wow, how'd you type that? Sorry, Zandig never cutting the Jesus promo.
Which was the first one?
Oh,
Sorry?
get rid of
Steiner Math or
Yeah.
Jesus.
For you, Maffew, I'll keep the Zandig one.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I mean, they're both just
No, Steiner Math's on another level for
hard
me.
times. Austin 316. Jesus.
Jesus.
Tamina.
Yeah.
Tamina.
You're going to look like Ellsworth.
Just like Charlotte said 1 second earlier.
Deafening silence that follows it. Cheers for all the time you guys put into this each week. All the best. Reese from Gosport.
Oh,
Thank you,
Reese.
Reese.
Are they your pieces?
Are your pieces?
An actual Reese, huh?
Wow. Thank
That's
you,
why I did
Reese.
Reese instead of Reese Piss. Oh,
I
that
enjoyed
makes
the
sense now.
concept of that one.
That was a good one. The
Yes.
alternate timelines.
There is a
Just like-
backup now of Reese's Pieces going forward, so don't give it 2 weeks and then email them in because we said
we've got
on
a backlog.
So on the podcast last week we were struggling for numbers for Reese's Pieces.
Now
Now
we've
I've
got too
got a
many.
couple, yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
But, aye. But I like the timeline thing like Loki on Disney.
Hold
because,
up on the Reese's Pieces, friends. Just letting everyone know.
But when you do want to send them, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com and put Reese's Pieces in the title. Thanks.
It's Cultaholics.
Wow. What a podcast. There's just enough time for us to get a big question out before something else happens in Wonderful World of Wrestling. But before that, the wonderful executive super vice president producers of this podcast, GTA John, Reno 2200, Noah Anderson, and Nick Harabi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody.
You beautiful diddlers.
Thank you.
But now, the main event. What news will happen as we say this? No. It was what will happen
if Vince leaves WWE.
If Vince leaves WWE. We'll talk about weird timelines there. This is a timeline I can't even imagine.
But it's now possible, depending on what happens with this story. Everything I say is out of date as soon as I say it.
Exactly. He might as well say anything. A pink flamingo will replace him because he is also having some issues with the XFL, which seems comical at this point.
Funny you should say that.
He got rid of it.
Well, Vince,
there's more news.
Vince McMahon and Oliver Luck headed to trial after settlement talks fail.
Yeah, there was a wonderful little type-up of some of the transcript a few weeks ago of what he was going with there.
Luck is suing McMahon's Alpha Entertainment for $23.8 million in compensation for his XFL contract after McMahon had provided a personal guarantee that Luck would be paid. McMahon countersued Luck, alleging that Alpha incurred damages of over $572,000 as a result of Luck breaching his contract and duties.
And as we now know, Vince needed that money.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The trial date has been set for July the 11th.
Will you accept two WWE women's tag team titles that currently aren't being used?
So Vince still owns this Alpha Entertainment thing, but The Rock did buy the XFL.
Yeah.
So what now is the point of Alpha Entertainment if it's not for the XFL?
Well, The Rock's obviously not inherited the other issues going with it. Wait, what? Actually, I have no idea. It's a good week to be Vince, eh? Could have no nicer guy.
Yeah. Well.
So what will happen?
What would happen? What would happen if Vince was to leave? Yeah.
I think Nick Khan would take over it all and it'd be sold to Disney or someone massive like that.
Yeah, maybe.
And wrestling would never ever be the same again.
Oh man, are we going to be out of a job?
Potentially.
Well, there's Disney podcasts and stuff, so. Oh, is that it? Just this week in the world of Disney.
WTF moments from Cinderella.
Say that it gets...
U4K release of Alice in Wonderland.
Say that it gets sold to Disney.
Yeah.
Or, a big thing. And they decide, we don't really want to do any of that. And they just stop it. And suddenly AEW is now the only game in town. Wrestling will... Because AEW is not at that level yet. So wrestling will... So what? This could kill the biz. This could kill Western wrestling, at least.
Only if Nick Khan decided to sell to Disney. I mean, there are enough board of directors to keep it going.
For ages, hasn't he, though? Been touting a big buyer coming in for a while.
Yeah, but Jeff Jarrett's there. He's got all those, pyramid schemes. He could get a few, one or two. Take it over, take the territory days.
Oh, my God, the Harris brothers will take over again. It'll just be like,
Everyone's going to get paid $50 payouts.
Billy Corgan will get involved.
Jeff Jarrett gets a new car every week, just like his dad.
What if... makes no sense at all. I was going to be like, what if Mike Ashley bought WWE?
He's struggling to get Derby County at the minute.
Yeah, he's not going to get WWE.
But it could be a weird thing where they go, Nick Khan's like, all right, okay, how about we get these scripts ahead of time so we actually know what we're doing every week?
Do you think they'll clean up the product?
Well, it's been Vince running things the Vince way, the only way he knows. So there's been enough people around there who know what to do. Is that they have that person doing the final say. That'll be the interesting thing. If it's going to be a Jarrett or Cody Rhodes, or the usurpers to the throne. It is amazing. It is
Stephanie, Triple H. Well, mate, Triple H just come back and take over, and it'll just be like NXT Black and Gold.
What do you think we should do, Shane? I'll win the title. Then I beat everybody.
What's the Twitter account called? I can never remember his name, but he was on one last night, like with a lot of tweets about this whole situation. I saw you liked one of them, and I like the same one. I'd like the same one as you. Can't remember which one it was, but he was saying one of them was just WWE main events in a year's time, or WrestleMania main event in a year's time, and it was a gif of like a mad head scissors Canadian Destroyer thing, and I was like, it could change the bit. But
I saw the one. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
It was Walter White seeing what is his name, the lad in the wheelchair?
Walt Jr.
Yeah,
Flynn.
Jr. No. The other one, the
Tuco.
Yeah.
No, not Tuco. Is Tuco's Tuco's uncle? Yeah.
Tuco's uncle. It's Walter White seeing him at the things like, I know you hate me.
Yeah.
There's one man you hate even more than me, and they can't see Triple H in hospital.
I guess it could go one of two ways, couldn't it? Triple H comes back and it's all lovely. It's like modern. Dury catches up with the rest of the wrestling world in terms of the in-ring product.
Stephanie starts wearing a wedding ring again.
What?
Not seen those reports.
Oh.
She'll be wearing a wedding ring.
No, I've not seen that.
No.
Oh,
This was newsworthy.
don't.
Well, I
been enough
couldn't
this week,
squeeze
man.
it in.
Who was
No, this has
that,
been a
dear?
thing for a few weeks now.
Stay together.
First,
Months
for the
even.
At first, I thought you meant Linda.
I'm not sure what she's going to be doing.
Well, Linda and Vince are definitely.
Linda and
separate.
Vince,
He was on Pat's podcast, wasn't he? Like my ex-wife.
my wife at the time. I mean, my
My
wife.
wife at the time. Sorry, yeah.
My wife at the time. Yeah, he did. I wasn't sure if that was just a slip of the tongue because he's ancient.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't been a couple for years.
Do you think if they do get rid of Vince, they're going to put his belongings in a trash bag? And if so, how hard's it going to be to put a dinosaur head in a trash bag? You have to double layer it like a particularly big poo.
It's all.
So I could go. It
This
could
is
be.
mad.
It's a happening.
We've gone
as they'd say back
from
in the day.
WWE being the most profitable they've ever been. Big TV deals, the Saudi deal, the money's coming in. They're building a new Titan Towers. Everything's more corporate and now it's like they've all gone, and Vince might also go. I can't believe it.
Do we think he will actually go, or will he survive like he always does?
I think Vince will outlive all of us.
I think he'll be encouraged to step away from the public eye because that's the only way he's going to be able to cling on. If he doesn't,
Oh, you think he'd be given like one of those like pointless jobs? You're the executive vice president. Oh, I like the sound of that. And he just has absolutely no power.
He could be put into Jarrett's new role because Jarrett's got the new role, and he is the travel booker thing on road.
Yeah, road agent.
Not road agent, but he handles all the bookings for the, the live event tours. That's what I'm looking for. Could oust Jarrett there again, sack him again for a second time.
it's hard.
Before I leave, can I just fire Jeff Jarrett one last time?
It's hard to like fathom him stepping down or losing his job, isn't it? Because he's never nothing's ever stuck. And now if it does, maybe it will happen. Do you think it'll happen? It's hard to even imagine it because it's never happened.
I think he's.
Were you watching around the? You must have been. Were you old enough to like remember what was going on with the steroid trial and stuff?
Oh Lord, no. That's why.
All
one
the
of the reasons
big news, we've caught the bloody curse. Randy Orton could be out until 2023.
Oh man,
that is the big news from Fightful
that's
Select.
sad. He was on such a run as well. The form.
You know what? He'll come back fine.
Oh, the pop's gonna be massive.
He's Randy permanently over since what 2016 at least.
He's
I can't
getting
remember the last time he was unover.
He's getting that Joseph Connors pop when he comes back.
The Brother Love pop.
Yeah, the Bobby Lashley pop.
Yeah, right. It could be more Bobby Lashley. Like,
Oh, the Osprey pop, as that one lad said. Yeah. Yeah. What the where no man has ever been before stage of wrestling history? Because like, all right, Vince gone, Vince ousted.
We've not really answered the big question. We've just kind of.
But we can't, can we?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's like imagine a world where people don't wear shoes or something.
If this all fizzles out like just another one, and then we all forget about it.
Look silly.
When will
the IWC were thinking Vince was going to be
look
left.
so stupid, yeah. But never mind.
But you would think if it's ever going to happen, this is the most likely time because they are so publicly traded with all the sponsors.
Between now and the next podcast, we'll know if there's going to be a serious thing or not. Because if it picks mainstream attention, I mean, one thing Vince does have going for himself, and the fact that he's indestructible, is the fact that the 24 hours news cycle is a godsend, because this could be, we probably talk about whatever. Hey, remember MJF? No, me neither. Remember that being the biggest thing for a few days?
But I can't see anything overshadowing this.
No.
Well, that's
the challenge. They've laid it down.
Is how we're going to end this. To be continued. Like I said, it really is a two-parter, because next week will be the decider. Because if we're talking about it still, all right.
Yeah.
If nothing's said about it, then, dodge that bullet.
Yeah.
Again.
It's definitely different just off Meltzer's thing, how Jerry didn't reply to him.
Yeah.
It's definitely different to the rest.
Yeah.
That's the key.
If the big news is Jerry McDevitt resigns, then Vince is walking the green mile.
Save you here, Vince.
Vince is going to tear both quads on the green mile.
Sean Ross Sapp has gone missing.
No. It's like, no, Vince, no. Like, he's a journalist. He's not the person making the news. I want him dead. Anyway, Jack, what have you got to tide us over until next week? We see your lovely face.
Quite a lot. Well, there's a lot in the works, but I don't know when it's going out exactly.
Right.
Me and Ross have done a tier list on the WCPW wrestlers that we can talk about. I've also written a true story of, which is going to be edited I don't know when by, but it's in the works. True story of, I'll just reveal it, the original Summer of Punk, the Ring of Honor one.
Oh.
And
The AFI playing.
Cult of Personality turned heel. So he changed to Cult of Personality.
Oh, is that when it happened?
And then on his last night, he came out to Night Train by the Bouncing Souls, and it's lovely. And all the streamers. Anyway, and I've also recorded the weirdest episode of the next one, which is what Luke's currently editing now. And as Ross said, take an acid and edit it.
I mean, he's going on balls out.
They are funny edits. Like, they're really good. So yes, that's what I've got.
Beautiful. Ross.
Just that tier list for me. Just worked on someone else in the background there, but it's not going to be ready for a while, so what's the point in saying
Do you
it?
use like code names or anything? Like for when it's someone who is not going to be named? You just say like almond milk or anything
No,
like
we just
that?
didn't
Like,
really mention
just
it.
don't mention
Don't
it.
mention it, just like...
That's a short video then.
No, it's a couple
There's
hours
quite
long.
a few.
Yeah.
But to be fair, not everyone we didn't mention was necessarily because of something dodgy. A lot of them just didn't have storylines or were imports or whatever. So yeah.
And there's a few who were so interlocked with people who we didn't want to speak about that we just didn't mention them.
Sorry,
so.
guys.
get you.
Sorry.
It's hard to clarify all this sort of stuff.
You know, I love when you guys talk about WCPW and all the stuff there, so I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And
There's a few funny stories.
Oh, good. That's what I'm here for. And I will be joining Tom for more Cultaholic Classic SmackDown bollocks.
Lovely stuff.
I'll be coming on the weekend.
I hope Tom had a nice couple of days off as well.
Likewise.
I'll worry about that man.
He works very, very hard.
Too hard.
He works hard. It's a shame that he had to give up his strenuous cocaine addiction the 1 week we needed him. That's a joke.
Tom doesn't-
Tom works purely on positive vibes.
He don't drink coffee.
Do you know how
Oh, he does
shocked-
drink coffee. It's
Does
Monster. It's Monster. He doesn't.
I was
drink.
about to say Tom
No, I
must
can't
drink
imagine
coffee.
that.
Yeah.
He turned super Tom with the big blonde hair. But until then, thank you very
Do
much
you
for
want more on
joining
this
us.
Orton thing before we go?
Oh,
Just so we
yeah,
clear it
yeah,
properly.
yeah.
Orton's been dealing with a back injury. This is from Fightful Select. He's been dealing with a back injury for quite some time to the point he hadn't actually had work done to improve his condition before the tag team title unification match. Though we aren't sure of the extent of the work that was done. We're told that things have gotten progressively worse, and WWE fears Orton could be forced to undergo surgery. Sources that we spoke to, this is Fightful Select, obviously, said that if that happens, Orton would be likely out of action for the rest of 2022. Thus far, the exact injury is unknown. He isn't factored into the creative plans at the moment after being slated for a huge role this summer. Orton appeared on a recent internal injury report for the company and has been off television since his loss to the Usos on May the 20th. His former tag team partner Riddle has been moved into the title program. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all sure that he was going to be the SummerSlam opponent for Roman, likely.
He's still able to wrestle, get the pops of the night whilst injured.
Whilst injured, yeah.
Yeah. Super vet.
He's got some of that Code Lean Rhodes in his veins.
And on that bombshell.
So there you go. They will caught the curse for the first time ever.
You say that now.
Wait, is it? We're waiting for the Sean Ross Sapp to go, no, that wasn't the bad news. Phew. Thank you very much.
Oh, a week.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Mailbag@cultaholic.com. This has been Cultaholic Podcast. You've been lovely. Now we're going to look and point at this screen and say, we're going to say now. On the count of three.
Steady now.
1, 2, 3.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Oh, yeah,
You know what? Yeah, join us.
Join us.
Got nothing. To be continued.